It looks perfect.
Don't fret. MomBrain will be here. If you're looking and you don't see MomBrain, do not fret. She will be here. More towards me. Angle. Oh, no. Other way. I'm sorry. I do it every time. More towards you guys.
More?
More?
Come on, man.
Yeah, like a lot more. No, like I'm like... Not this way. Yaw, not pitch.
Y'all?
Yaw. There, that's great.
What are you in the Navy or something?
I was trying to think of what you go. What is pivot? Turn.
Pan.
Top wise. There's one of my favorite gifts right there.
Is it crooked?
It's a little cockeyed. It's a little cockeyed, but that's our. If you want to fix it, you're the pro.
I mean, you don't really have the up.
I don't really have the up off. It's true.
I don't know how to change that.
It just. I mean, I don't know if anything's locked in. It's just. Nicky Hill is very upset with this shiny cat. That's great. That's great. Perfect. Eat. Oh, that looks great. Wow. This is why he gets the big bucks, people. That's why he gets the big bucks.
Where?
Tell me. I don't know where they are.
I'll say it now, but I'm going to say it at the end of the podcast.
Be proud.
Happy holidays. Check your bank accounts. My credit card had a charge. I did not charge.
Mine did too, but it was the goddamn Amex. You know, you're an Amex member and you have a gold business card, so you get to pay for the privilege of having this card. It was $350
for a year.
Yeah, isn't that
holy cow?
Garbage.
Yeah,
bogus. I know, and it's like right at Christmas time. Let's hit it the worst time when people are spending lots of money. But whatever.
Hey,
well, they know you don't
need to buy Christmas presents too.
What?
I said credit card company bigwigs need to buy Christmas presents too.
And if I know one thing nowadays, it's that we're all behind the bigwigs.
Hey, honey, Merry Christmas. Here's your third island.
Probably.
And each of the kids has to get around on this island, so they each get a Maserati.
They sound like they're really expensive. All right, let's start here. 3, 2, 1. GoNintendo Podcast, webisode 954, the Rabsca Podcast.
The Rabsca. The Rabsca.
Making copies. Yes, again, MomBrain will be here. I promise you, MomBrain will be here. She'll be here any minute now.
She's just Rabscaing up a few coffees right now.
So I will be playing MomBrain's part. Rabsca. It's Pokemon. The body that supports Rabsca's ball barely moves.
Holy cow. I won't say what I am.
I am happy
down below
to hear about this Pokemon. Therefore, it is thought that the true body of this Pokemon is actually inside the ball.
Body.
Rabsca, if you want to look that up. Rabsca. Rabs.
Oh, look at those deer.
It is 1 foot tall. It's 7.7 pounds, male and female versions. It is the category of rolling. Not
a roly-poly?
Roly-poly Pokemon, yes. Abilities include Synchronize. If the Pokemon is burned, paralyzed, or poisoned by another Pokemon, that Pokemon will be inflicted with the same status condition. If I'm sick, you're getting sick too. And that's how we got to Corona. COVID. My mom the other day was like, Corona? I've never heard that. I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean you've never heard that? That's what we were calling it in the beginning. She's like, I don't remember. My dad was like, what's going on with you?
You have a family chat that says Corona.
Oh, I know. We went through all of this. Yes.
No. They know it as the Kung Flu.
COVID chat. It was called the COVID chat. No. No, Corona. You're right. I'm just saying she obviously doesn't have any memory of it existing, so it's got to be something different in her phone. I'm here. Hi, me. How are you? Me. I'm good. How are you? I'm all right. Nicky Hill is here. How you doing, Nicky Hill?
I'm glad to be here.
Deux is here. How are you doing today?
Ooh, I can't complain.
Of course, Josh Grobot, my friend from college days. How you doing?
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Oh, of course. Thanks for joining us.
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
And we appreciate it. The show wouldn't be the same without you.
Boring.
Well, that's right. Yes, you're right. And of course, George is here. George, my friend, how are you feeling?
George, no. I'm fine.
I was worried at first. It sounded like you were a little sick, but I'm glad you got it together.
I'm happy, can't you tell?
Oh, all right. Any particular reason you're happy, or you want me to just let it go?
I'm here. Thanks for the option. I'm here with my limes, juggling it up, having friends. It's all gravy. It's all lime gravy.
Having friends. I imagine. Yeah, you make some delicious lime gravy during the holidays. That's got to go over real big. Let me say hello to the Discord.
Well, that's
friend.
that Jello mold that Aunt Bethany makes. That was a lime Jello mold, right?
That's true. That's
With the cat
true.
in it.
With the cat food,
Thank
yeah.
you, Tall Show, for that picture. I will never be able to forget that picture that picture exists, but I'm happy about it. Hello, Tall Show. And Grant Smith and then Tim Down Sneaker Hacks and Linked Triforce. Linked Triforce, good to see you. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And Drake and Nightwind. And did I say 10th Division? Oh, there's the Pokemon. Ice, Dilbert, Radical Defect, Roth, Axel, Nicodrunia, another one of my favorite gifts. Man, you guys are really hello, Vachi. You guys are really hitting with the gift. Sneaker Hacks with the praying baby. I love that kid. Good stuff, people. Glad to see you. Hello, Malik Halo. I see you sneaking in there. And everybody else who comes in. Thanks for joining us on this what is it? December 14th episode of the GoNintendo Podcast. Can you believe it? So close to the end of the year already. Where did the time go?
I don't know.
Behind us. I don't know.
That's
Past.
true. The past. Wow. How deep. You're right.
Any of you going to see Nosferatu on Christmas Day?
No, I've never seen a movie on Christmas Day. Also, I'm not against
Why?
Nosferatu, but I'm not gonna Jewish people.
Why that day for
Jewish
that
people.
movie?
They kind of been doing that lately. They've been leaning into that. I feel like the last few Christmases there's been like a horror movie or like a thriller suspense movie on the holiday because if you're going to the movies, you don't care about Christmas, so or you don't celebrate. I don't want to say you don't care. Your Christmas isn't your thing, so it's just another day for you, and you want to go
I
see
guess so.
something about vampires. So
It does seem weird to release any kind of movie on Christmas Day. Just,
Right.
but yeah, there's tons of people that don't celebrate, and they're going to be out there.
or maybe there's people.
Watch it's like it's like a new origin story for the Santa Claus.
Gotta
Man.
go. So you find no, I think that's Red One, which is everybody's loving that movie. That's why it's I think already out on Amazon Prime or like in the next couple
It's
days.
available.
On Amazon Prime.
It's available to like rent. Yeah.
I can't understand.
It's not like free to stream. It's
Yeah.
you have to pay like the price of like a 1.5 movie tickets. Or
I can't
something.
understand how Hollywood executives like thought this is a movie we should pour like $260 million into.
Yeah, but it's got Chris Evans,
The Rock,
The Rock,
drum guy.
J.K. Simmons,
That's
J.K.
him. That's who I was thinking
Rowling.
of. You're
No,
right.
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Rowling Simmons. It's hyphenated now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just missing Kevin Hart.
Wait, J.K. Simmons married J.K. Rowling?
It's true.
Unbelievable.
And we got that from our Spiders and Flies, so I don't know how valid it is, but that's what they told us.
J.K.
So J.K.
But it's got tons of CG snowman and reindeer, and
Man. And it's still probably better
I mean,
or worse than the Jack Black Santa movie, which is also out now, right?
dear Santa, but he plays
thought
Satan.
The review. All right, this is fun. Which movie got better reviews, Red One or Hail Santa, whatever? It's called?
I think it's Dear Santa.
Are we talking best Rotten Tomato?
We're just talking about.
reviewer
We're going to
reviews?
talk critics, yeah, not audience.
Critics, I think.
What do you think the Jack Black
one
one is?
Oh, number wise?
What? No, what's it called?
I thought it's Dear Santa.
Dear Santa. So you're saying you think that one did better? You are correct. It's called Dear Santa. All right, I have that. Do which one do you think better?
I'm just for fun. I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm gonna say the
For me?
opposite of what
Oh,
Nicky
golly,
Hill
thank
said.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. Do you want me our pen?
So that means I think Red One got better reviews. Oh, that's a
Well,
tough.
you can also say Dear
Thank you very
Santa. You
much.
don't have to. It's not a fight.
So you think Red One got better reviews, and you think
Dear Santa. But no, we have to critic reviews. I think Dear Santa got
We're only
got
doing
better.
critic.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
No, we have to talk about the viewers
no,
too.
No, we will later, but this is what we're
This
doing right.
one is only critics. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like I'm talking to my
All right.
dad. Yes, thank you. I agree. All right, so red one, critic reviews. Rotten Tomatoes, 30%.
Oh, not good. It's not looking good.
There's still a lot of room.
Dear
to
Santa, critic reviews, 20%.
Oh,
You're kidding me.
Wow.
I won that?
Dear Santa is the worst reviewed movie.
That's of the two.
That stinks.
Dear Santa audience review, 44%. So more than doubled. More than
golly,
doubled.
look at you.
I mean, Jack Black has such fans that I have a feeling that the audience score's got to be higher for Dear Santa.
Come bearing gifts.
Audience score for red one. You should have quit while you were ahead, dude. The
No.
audience score for red one is 90%.
Oh, gross.
Wow.
90%. The Rock has way more
Oh,
diehard fans than Jack
interesting.
Black does.
I thought people were souring on him once he started pushing around people and like
That's-
peeing in bottles
That's
and
the
stuff,
narrative,
being late.
on the internet, but the real world, people love The Rock.
They love peeing bottles.
Looks like New Jersey. A little bit.
Here's some here's some audience reviews. It's a good movie. Lots of adventures for children to be amazed, I guess. Bit of action.
Which
not
one?
that
Red
bad.
one?
Yeah. Good movie to watch with children who believe. I'm not even going to say that because
Listen,
that's.
I believe
listen.
when I fall in love with
I'm
you.
listening.
It'll be
The
forever.
Fun and entertaining movie. Worth watching. We didn't regret it. The
I
fact that you said that at the end.
I would watch it. I've got no problem watching it.
Watch it.
I've watched some real stinker holiday movies, and I think during the holiday season, if a holiday movie comes out,
This is hers. That's why it tastes so
I
bad.
think she may have said that too.
I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know, whatever. You know what I watched recently? Mixed Nuts with Steve Martin.
I
That-
tasted yours because I thought
Didn't
it was
really
mine,
like
but that's
that
why
one.
It tastes so bad. It's hers.
Oh, I have to do this on the podcast. Can I do this on the podcast?
It was shocking because it didn't have.
wait for
I
it.
don't know. What are we gonna do? Because it didn't have sugar or whatever. But
Well, we
Not
could
terrible.
do that with a little bit of your sugar.
we could.
I tried to call you yesterday,
Oh,
and,
out on the podcast.
It's not really. I just wanted to tell you. I'm just going to say I'm going to put it out to the world. So for whatever reason, I was thinking about Goodfellas yesterday,
Hi, MomBrain. Welcome to the show.
and because Rummy wants to go looking for drones
Oh, you're
with
talking
me,
about the scene with the helicopter. I got
And
that.
so-
TikTok.
and
I did
so-
too.
and so yeah, the shot of Ray Liotta like driving, looking up at the sky for the
Ray
helicopters, but like I
Liotta.
sent that to
Hi,
Raw
Backseat
Meat
Studios.
because he was like, if you want to go searching out these drones, I'll come with you. And so then I was like,
am
wait a
not
second.
lying on that. I will 100% do that.
Totally up his
I mean, I was driving
Oh,
around last night. I'll tell you
definitely.
later what I came to see. But
Yeah,
anyway,
not live. They're listening.
They were listening
so
before, I'm sure.
I was like, wait a second. What was Ray Liotta's name in Goodfellas?
Give me that.
Henry Hill, right?
Okay.
So, and Henry Hill went into witness protection.
True.
I think he was sent to Texas, but
Drones,
he
baby.
was too proud to change his name. So Hank Hill from King of the Hill is actually Henry Hill's new life.
propane fueled.
So we didn't know. Like nobody
Why
has
would you
anybody
say
ever questioned
that?
this? Somebody has to have, right?
Well, I love where your mind is going with this. There's a couple of things I can see wrong. First of all, I don't know if Hank Hill is real. He might be just an animated character. Secondly, I've heard
So
the
they
real
want you to
Henry
believe.
Hill on Howard Stern's show, and he has some problems. That guy, he's been through a lot. I don't feel
Doesn't
bad
say
for
what
him. I'm
I
just
feel.
saying
What do you think, Josh?
he's been through it.
Call of Duty, bro.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Roth says there's some Nintendo props in Dear Santa. Yes, because of our lovely readers, someone sent me that information and we posted about it. So
But is it
if you
as-
just want to see the Switch is in
The Switch
Dear
V.
Santa.
but they're not playing it or anything.
I don't know if you see it being played. I don't remember, but it's like specifically a plot point for a little something that happens. Like it's brought up, and some kid wants some game or something. But
Well, they've got a lot to live up to after that Ted Danson show, Man on the Inside. The
I'm
way they
not
used
lying.
Rocket League.
I wrote a whole article about that a couple weeks ago because it was it was, that moment is so well done. Ted's acting is great. That scene is great. Like and the game is appropriately like they're showcasing the game, and what they're talking about is correct for the game. Like it's a great scene. I love that scene, not because it's video game related, but often this is why I wrote about it. When you see video game stuff in TV shows and movies, it's like somebody like mashing a controller and like obviously not playing anything. And also like you hear sound effects from a game that's like from the 1980s and you're like, nobody gave this a pass. Like, I know it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but for this show, man, on the inside, they care. And like I said, I think what's his face, Michael Schur, I think he is a gamer or at least aware of games, because he'll have multiple shows where games are discussed in some shape or form. And it seems to be either him or the people he surrounded himself with know about games.
Yeah, I mean, I also think it's a money thing. Somebody got either paid or they paid for it.
I don't money.
They either got they tied it in somehow. I didn't pay attention to the credits. Actually, I was every episode.
I fell asleep.
No, every episode it just automatically went to the next episode, so I didn't really get to watch the credits for any of those. So I don't know, but I'm sure it's a money.
Even if it was a money thing.
It's well nicely handled.
Yeah, I mean, he scores on his own goal, and then they show the screen, and you see like exactly what's happening.
You're saying they came to him to do it for him?
No,
okay.
I don't know. So here's the thing.
I just think
I don't know that like I'm not on the financial side of things, but like you're either paying for the rights or you're paying for somebody to make a fake game that you're going to then put on a screen. So like somebody has to either do the animation to make a fake game that actually kind of works, or the other way around. So like what makes more sense? Just like pay for somebody that already has something and just
that
highlight
footage was like, it was, well done. It wasn't like, I get what you're saying. There's a guy on TikTok that people will send him clips of movies or TV shows that have video games in them that you see for like a split second. And they're like, what's this game? I've always wanted to play this game. And he goes through detective work to find it. It's very interesting. And sometimes it is something made up, but more often it is some obscure game that
I've seen a guy. There's a guy that does that. I mean, there's probably a guy for every sport for that, but like I've seen one similar to that where a guy will do it for hockey games. He'll see a hockey game in a bar in a TV show, and he'll find what game it was.
I mean,
and it's always something crazy. It's like a college game from 1980 something. It's crazy.
I mean, you can narrow it down because I think at the end of the episode they're going to always comment or like give credit for who they paid the rights to get access to that footage. So it's either like a network or maybe a university or something to get those rights. So then like it narrows it down, but it is still impressive. And that's, some people do a lot more fun things with their time than I do, which is just sit in the dark and cry. No, I was going to say Man on the Inside.
Price is Right fail.
Man on the Inside made me cry.
Me too.
I've been watching the competition reality shows that I worked on. I'm tearing up. It's the season.
Your transition.
Season.
I don't know. Is it the season or is it the season of your life? Because I mean, I've always been like that, but I'm more like that now than I've ever been.
No, but like it's
with that guy graduating on that commercial on my TV, and I'm gonna cry every time.
I'm tearing up. I tear up more so during this time of year,
But I've heard it's the most wonderful time of the year.
That's what
tears of joy.
That's what I cry about.
Radical. First off, as I said, hello, Jovial. If you didn't hear me, hello. Great to see so many people in here. I guess we're holiday season and people are at home and relaxing and whatever. We're happy to have you. Yes, MomBrain, you're going to say something.
Couple things. One, movie night is Christmas Eve this year. I was hoping maybe we could all watch Red One.
Well, we were just talking about it.
There's also a Danny
90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There's a Danny DeVito Christmas movie that just came out too on Hulu.
Ate out my ass.
2.
Danny DeVito?
Joe Pesci. God darn it. God darn it.
I'm really sorry.
Well, I stand by what I say.
I'm sure DeVito likes that.
Was not available. Our shopper sent me a message. I'll see if I can find something to substitute.
Yeah, right. They're in the car right now, like
that's what it is. Yeah,
eating the tin.
It is.
They only had empty tins.
I wish I had.
Somehow it was unavailable after they left the store.
Okay, Danny DeVito reset. I'm the trash man.
There you
He
go.
says
All
that.
right, all
I
right.
also watched Batman
I
Returns.
was on Taxi. He probably did say that, but not like that.
But MomBrain, what was the rest that you were, or was it? You said Christmas Eve is movie
Yeah,
night.
that's so we should watch Red One.
Uh,
I think that was it.
Drake, I am 100% going to watch the Christmas Doctor Who. Yes, I just watched the most recent trailer for it. Sinfield, hello Sinfield, if I didn't say hi. They say they're halfway through Red One, and from what they've seen, it's a must-watch. Just had to stop as the kids had to go to bed. There you go. If I'm going to trust anybody's movie reviews, it's Sinfield, because why not? So another one for the 90%. All right. I didn't have any topics in particular to talk about before getting into.
Then let's talk about our favorite holiday memories. No, I'm kidding.
the regular stuff. So let's get into Patreon. MomBrain, did you know that you could join the GoNintendo Patreon?
For $1.
For $1. Plenty of people have, and I appreciate it. And here's what I talked about on Patreon.
My coffee was out of stock.
Oh no.
Today.
I'm gonna have to go to the store tonight.
Well, what do you get for coffee?
Well, I need whole bean.
What do you, all you've said so far is coffee. We don't need the cookies.
I know, but I'm gonna have to go out and get coffee.
Go to Dunkin'. It's right across the street.
Yeah.
What did I write about on Patreon? Picross 3D, because we haven't seen a new installment since the DS, and I would love a new installment. There's plenty of Picross games available on Switch from Jupiter, but Nintendo and HAL made the Picross 3D franchise, and they did 2 installments, and I was in love with them, and then they decided no more, and I'm like, why no more? The Switch is a great system to put out Picross 3D on, but what do I know? So I wrote about that. I also wrote about Deadly Towers, an NES game I played a ton as a kid. I never owned it, but I borrowed it from a neighbor and I rented it a ton, and I never beat it, and I always wanted to go back to play it. It haunts me because I've never finished it. Also, it was a very strange game. Also, it wasn't a very good game, but there was something about that back in the day. I think it was because you were like not forced, but if you got like a game that wasn't so great, either you rented it or you got it as a gift or whatever, you were like stuck with it and you couldn't just go. Nowadays you can play so many different games. You're never going to be able to play everything that's out there. But back then it was like, well, this is the game I got, so I guess I'm just going to play it. And it's like
how it was.
Drawbacks and hangups start to become like something you actually appreciate, or at least can work with. So I'm well aware Deadly Towers is not the best game. It's certainly not the worst, and I would say there have been worse re-releases on the Virtual Console and Switch Online. I have learned by writing this post that Deadly Towers has never been re-released anywhere, so I don't think my chances are very good of that happening, but you can always get a copy on eBay or something like that. But it was like a you're in a big castle and you're this guy that shoots out swords, and you have to fight bosses and light these bells to get to the top of the Deadly Towers, and I never made it to the top. And the game explains absolutely nothing at all. And I remember playing it with my mom where we were like desperately trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And we must have rented it like 4 or 5 times before we started to figure things out. And then it really started to click. So you think we would have bought it at that time. And like, now we know what we're doing, but no, we didn't. So I would like to go back to it at some point. I wrote about Urkel, but not as Urkel. Does anybody know if you read the Patreon post?
The
you
game
can't
show
comment.
that he's hosting?
Jaleel
don't
White.
cheat.
Jaleel White is his name.
Jaleel White. Jaleel White popped up in something recently, and it was not his game show, and it was not a repeat. That is correct, Drake. Jaleel White is in Star Wars Skeleton Crew. I was watching the second episode,
Spoilers.
and there's somebody who's standing next to
Oh,
another
man.
character, and I was like,
Somebody gets shot by
here it comes.
a ray gun, and he says, "Did I do that?"
There it is. Yeah. He was standing next to another character, and I was like, "Is that Jaleel White?" He's like bald and got a beard, and he's got a thing in front of his eye, and he looks older, but he's got
Is he
a lot of
bald
stuff
IRL?
on. No. And I was like, "Is that Jaleel White?" And then he had one line later on. I was like, "Oh, that's definitely Jaleel White." And
Wow.
I double checked in the credits, but I was like, "Son of a bitch, good for
Was
him."
the line
How could you tell his voice?
bazooms?
Did I do that? He's got a. Are you serious? Or I don't know if you're
Game shows, I guess.
he's got a very distinctive voice to me. It's like very
I don't know if you knew this, but when he's doing Urkel, he's like doing a voice.
his normal voice is very distinctive to me.
Okay.
And his normal voice is like a less, I don't know what else to say here. This is going to be funny. A less sexual version of Stefan Urkel. He's got like a
Who wants that?
like a light like a light smooth, a little bit of raspiness to him. I don't know. He's got a very unique voice.
Did his character ask for any cheese made with blue milk?
That's what I was waiting
Did
for. No. I don't know if the character is going to be in the show anymore or not. I mean, he's running around with characters that are in the show, so there's a chance. But I was like, it's so nice to see him. He was on that game show in the dark.
What?
Where people were smelling butts. We watched it.
Oh, I have no idea. What's that
Brain
smell?
knows.
What's that?
What?
What's that smell?
Name
What's
that.
that
Name that
smell?
stank.
No, the one where the whole game show's in the dark and they do things in the dark.
Dark sniff?
Dark sniff. That's a dark dark sniff. Yep. What's that dark sniff? But he hosted that, and that was on for 2 seasons, and then it disappeared. But that was years ago, and I've always felt bad because I've always considered him to be the most typecast of typecast actors, at least from our generation growing up. Like he could not get away from the role of Urkel.
He was Sonic.
Yes, he was.
You
Sonic.
can't get any
But-
farther away from Urkel than
No.
Sonic.
I'm talking about on-screen acting. On-screen.
I never saw him in anything other than Urkel.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole
I
point.
see.
But there's
So,
been other
yes, thank you.
Urkel type characters that he could have been typecast in, but he wasn't.
Well,
He was just
that's the thing.
avoided.
I would imagine it would be really hard for him to get other gigs
Although, I
because they're
don't-
like, people are going to see our movie or show and are going to be like, that's Urkel and think Urkel. And we don't want them to
I
think
mean,
Urkel.
How many people from like the TGIF era had careers outside of their shows? And if they did, how long did they last? Unless they were like in a very unique.
I think you're misunderstanding what I said.
No, I know. I get what you're saying.
The
I'm just.
most typecast. Like Urkel sucks.
Right,
Like
I get
nobody's
it.
like DJ
I'm just-
Tanner.
But
what a
now it just
character.
made me think of
Exactly.
like
He's a
what happened to all of them.
he's like at the top of the mountain of those
Yes.
kind of characters,
Yeah.
like from that kind of a show.
Yeah, like Bob Saget did stuff here and there, and he had his comedy stuff, and John Stamos was in things here and there, and was just in something recently. Like he did, but like Jaleel, that's a really difficult one.
Yeah.
But yes, he's on that new game show Flip Side, where he's the host, and I think he's a very good host. I really like him. But I was happy to see him in Star Wars. I was like, good for him, man, because it sucks that, it's great to have a role people are going to remember you for. But if you want to act and then that show ends, then that sucks because you're forever that character. So I was like, it kind of sucks that they're like, yeah, you can be a Star Wars because they put something on your face.
Exactly.
And then,
You could be a freak in Star Wars.
whatever. But I was like, between the game show and this,
Listen.
maybe he's having a mini renaissance, and I'm here for it.
For all of the cameos that have been in the Star Wars shows, like it's great that he was mostly unobscured. Like he still has an eye patch, so it kind of, but all the people that have been in it that have been robots or
Yes.
aliens,
It was enough for me to
something-
recognize him
Yeah.
as Jaleel White. So, but that was just nice to see. So I wrote about that. I wrote about another song from Mario and Luigi Brothership because I happened upon another song that was like, it blew me away. I loved it. I played it for MomBrain. She equally thought it was great. And I've come to find out now that this song only appears on one little side quest island, and that's it. And that seems like a real shame because it's might be my favorite song in the game so far. But I think it's a great soundtrack. So I wrote about that. I wrote about you guys doing your Game Awards predictions. So no need to bring that up now because the Game Awards are over. But that was one of them. I wrote about, and then the next two things are related to the Game Awards. So I guess we should just go to the Game Awards.
Game Awards.
Am I wrong in saying you had something you wanted to say about the Game Awards? Not those ones.
No, it was just funny because I was waiting. I was waiting kind of all day to watch the Game Awards. I really like the Game Awards a lot. Like, we love video games. I think it's so much fun. Even if like the games that I love aren't nominated or even recognized, I still have fun watching, and it's just great to see people like in the industry, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, all that stuff is just wonderful. So I was excited to watch, as I usually am, and I was waiting like to watch, and I was like totally fine all day long, and then at 7:30 I like put it on and immediately fell asleep. Like I didn't even see Sydney open up the show. Like I didn't see anything. I fell asleep immediately, and then woke up right as they were doing Game of the Year, and then I like started texting Raw Meat like my 2 cents on it. And what's funny is you probably know me well enough where you were like, why isn't he texting me like every thought he has during this thing?
I definitely thought that, and my next thought was he's asleep, so
asleep.
I'm not going to bother him.
And then so then it's like 11 at night or something, and I start over, like, because now I've slept 3 hours and I'm not tired, so like I start the show over, and I get to like skip through like some of the things that don't interest me that much, but like I started like into the wee hours of the morning, like texting RMC my little jokes, and he's probably like, that's 4 hours ago. What? Get with it.
I was actually playing Fortnite with family, so if my
Okay.
responses were short, that is why. But I did not think that. Yeah, I was not to make you feel bad, but I was a little disappointed that I wasn't getting texts, because I was like, there's stuff I thought he'd be commenting on, but then I was like, he's got to be asleep.
Yeah, I don't take offense. I don't know why I fell asleep like I did hard, because usually, sometimes it's not for 3 hours.
I actually went to bed last night at like midnight, woke up at like 7, was up for like an hour, and then woke up again at 1 p.m.
Holy macaroni.
Yeah, he like called me. He was like, "Are you okay? Are you?"
Yeah,
alive?"
at first I
Do
checked to
you
see-
remember going back to sleep, or do you just woke up and then you woke up again? You're
Well, I like
because that
been wanting to
scary.
watch the Swoop documentary, most recent one on what's her
YouTube.
name? The girl, the
He's
Gypsy
great.
Rose. Gypsy Rose? Gypsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? That's
I'm losing my
it. Was that Love After Lockup?
Well, I just Swoop did a documentary on her.
That's
Most
she's on that,
recently.
right? That's where she became famous or something. What is she famous from? I don't
Well,
even
yeah,
know.
she's the girl whose mother had Munchausen's by proxy and like made her Gypsy Rose Blanchard, made her like sick her whole life, and she was in jail until like last year. Got out of
Became
jail.
famous
got
for
married,
a
Okay.
got
horrible
divorced.
life, and surprise, she's also crazy. I
she-
mean, how could she
She's
not be?
pregnant, I think. So I was just like, and so I was like, all right, I'll watch. Like, I've got some time. I'll watch that. And I don't really remember much about.
Because
You know
what I
what?
saw
We're not
'cause I
doing
was
this. I'm
fast
gonna
asleep.
boost your mic. Just
I was out like a light, like
oh boy,
immediately. So,
careful.
is this you?
you want me to give a tug? Give a little tug.
Not here, guys. We're live.
So, do you want me to A B C
All
D E F
That's
G
great
H I
for
J
the
K?
listeners.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I've had a heavy, like emotionally heavy couple of weeks at work. So I think that's part of it. And also,
Oh boy, you're just taking us way off track here. Go ahead.
I finished my master's degree this week.
Yeah.
Thank you. It'll be official as of Tuesday. And so I think
And this
there
is
was
when you get the Master Sword, right?
that's right.
That's right. Oh.
So I think part of it was just like the peace of knowing that like I didn't have to decide between like sleeping and getting something done, that I was like, yep, out like a
Right.
light. So but so you don't feel bad about taking a fat nap.
Yeah, thank you. I won't feel bad then.
I don't think he was feeling bad to begin with. But,
Yeah.
So yeah, the Game Awards. I brought up a list of things that were showcased, and we'll run through it and talk about them and all that jazz. So the pre-show, I remember from last year, I was like, the pre-show had some really fun stuff last year.
Are we into the news now? No, this is still
I mean, the Game Awards is news, but we're not officially in the news section.
okay.
Why? Nervous?
No, I just don't recall if we played the jingle,
not,
but
no.
we're not really. Yeah, we're still
Nope.
kind of.
I said because 2 of the Patreon posts were related to the Game Awards. So we
Right.
just go into the Game Awards. So last year's pre-show, I remember had some things that were revealed for Switch, and I was like, I bet this year will as well. And it's true. It started off with the reveal of a brand new 2D Ninja Gaiden game made by some of the people involved with Streets of Rage 4 and Blasphemous as well. And it looks great. But a brand new
That was
2D
the first thing they showed.
in the pre-show, yes.
Wow.
Brand new 2D Ninja Gaiden. It has been decades since we've seen that happen. So I'm all about it, and it looked great. So there's that. I'm not going to cover absolutely everything that was shown, but I will hit on the bigger stuff. I'm going in order of. Well, I was. Sorry, I was using one website that had it because we didn't do the full breakdown, obviously, and now I'm going to another website. Oh, this sucks. Well, I just want in order. I don't want the biggest. I just want everything. Everything announced at the Game Awards. Okay, let's see if that's true.
Let's see.
Oh, I had a website, but I think I closed it. Believe that, huh? Me closing.
You just had a website open about the Game Awards, I'm saying?
Well, you told me that there. Yeah, I closed it. I've got so many tabs open. That's the one I closed. You had told me about a trailer for a game that I was going to be excited for, and I was trying.
I wanted to know what the hell happened with that. I didn't want to get into it when we talked, because I was so confused as to what happened.
With what?
Because you had no idea. Did you not watch it? I don't understand.
No, I was listening to a lot of it while I was.
No, I know that, but
and so that night I got home and I didn't sit down to watch 4 hours just for one trailer. I was trying to skim through it.
Got it.
So I saw, and you said it was near the end. So I was trying to skim through the end, but it's such a long YouTube video that it doesn't just skim. You skim, you move the cursor, and then it updates.
Yeah.
And so you can't really actually
What trailer were you trying to show him?
He wanted me to see. Can I say it?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert. The Okami sequel.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that.
But
be the one
I saw Double Dragon Revive was one, right?
which was already announced.
So I was like, well, I don't know. What do I know about video games? Saw that one, and then I saw Ninja Gaiden, and then I saw something else, and and he was like, nope. You'll know when you see it. I'm like, I'm not seeing it. So I went to a website that had a full list of all the games that were announced, and immediately then I knew, yeah, of course. But
yep, somehow
and it's a 4-hour long thing, and every there's so many trailers, and so many of them are over a minute long. I don't know. There's
So
a lot
is this
to
bunch
watch.
of old people
No,
complaining.
it was 3:00 in the morning, and I wanted to go to bed, but I also wanted to know what it was, and you wouldn't tell me, so I had to find it.
You texted him at 3 a.m. and
I
you were
texted
awake?
him because I was
Oh.
driving. It took me 2.5 hours to get out of New York City the other night.
Holy cow!
Clearly, he's still
Getting
angry
one of
about
those
it.
drones.
But yes, Okami sequel was announced.
So this
and
is new. This is not a remake
This is
or a
brand new,
some-
and it's one of the most surprising reveals that I can think of because Capcom.
Nobody
What's
wanted
that?
to play Okami.
Cat water fountain.
Capcom had the rights to Okami, but Okami was made by, at that time, Clover Studio, which doesn't exist anymore because they went over and they created Platinum with
And
Hideki
then-
Kamiya, who was the leader of lots of their projects.
And then they left the company completely. right?
Hideki
This-
Kamiya recently left Platinum, yes, and now he made a new studio called Clovers, and Capcom is working with Clovers to make Okami's sequel. So it's all full circle. So I guess because he did a video a few
full
months.
circle.
That's right.
Okami.
He did a video a few months ago where he was like, I would love to do Okami too. He's like, somebody talk to Capcom and tell him I want to do it because I'm ready to do it. So I don't know if at that point he already knew it was going to happen, probably. But if not, then obviously what he put out there works because Capcom's like, yeah, let's do it. And the craziest part is they're doing a sequel. All this other stuff fell into place, but Okami didn't sell great by any means. But Capcom's like, yeah, baby, let's do it. So good for them.
Seriously, I mean, good for them. But what about no, this has nothing to do with any of these companies. But what about Banjo-Kazooie? They probably sold better than Okami. You can't get a trio of that.
What is? We're not talking about that. We're talking about Okami.
I guess we're happy that we're getting.
Plus,
a sequel.
we've had one Okami.
Did you play the whole thing?
I couldn't get through it, man. It was long.
We had Okami and we had Okami Den on the DS. That's all that we've had. Banjo has already had more sequels than that, so we can't be that greedy. We've had Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, Banjo Nuts and Bolts. We've had Banjo whatever. There's a GBA something or other. Whatever.
Don't worry about it. I'm not playing any of them anyway. I'm just
Well,
trying to
especially
be on
not
your
the-
side.
Especially not that, well, my side's Okami too. I love Okami. I'm shocked that all these stars aligned for this sequel to happen, but it's happening. When?
I mean, I'm excited to
20
buy
years
it.
from now? Who the hell knows?
Will I play it? Who
on
knows?
your
but-
PlayStation 8 or whatever system. Who knows when that's coming out?
I'm gonna
But,
wait for the Okami 2 remaster to come out.
Hmm.
That's what I'm gonna wait for.
The re-release of the remaster.
Well, you got Okami. You got Okami on the Wii with Wii remote controls, and then you have Okami HD, which you can play on the Switch if you'd like. So you have.
Oh, it came out on the GameCube originally.
I never
No.
said GameCube, but
Where did it come
Tell
out
me more.
originally?
PS2.
Oh, and then it came to the Wii from after
Yes.
that. Gotcha.
Because when the Wii came out, everybody was
And it
like,
just made sense.
Okami would make perfect sense on this
Yeah.
system, and eventually they did. And it's the. I mean, do you see it behind me? Okami.
No, I don't know. I'm not. That was my, scared look, but didn't really play too
I
well.
want to find it, and this is going to be stupid, but
What are we looking for? The Wii? I guess so.
yes, Okami on the Wii.
Well, it was re-released.
I
I see it. Yep.
yeah.
Look at him.
It's right above that box with all the letters on it, the weird letters. Yep, take
right
that.
Here, I
Yep.
see it, man. Great.
Oh, I don't see it.
Great,
It was just low enough for me to not see it.
great clue, dude. Of course, it's gonna be a pain in the ass for that. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
So RMC is pulling.
I
out
just
a
saw somebody in the chat. Who was it? Linked Triforce. So they didn't play it all the way through. I was the same way, and apparently Deux was the same way. Like I played the first part of the game, and then I kind of got burnt out on it, I guess. And then I was like, I can't. Like I just need a break. And then the break became far too long. But then when it was re-released, what, on the Wii U? Did you just say, or the Switch? Then I must have played it on the Switch, but.
You did. You were talking about playing it in a car, and you couldn't do it right.
Yeah,
and-
you beat it recently.
Wow,
and
yeah.
I think it
been a
was on
long
the
time.
Switch
I do
because I
pay
believe
attention sometimes.
I saw you on there.
The reason I was grabbing it for the Wii is to show you guys. I don't know if you know or remember, if you forgot. When it first came out, which is when I got it, Capcom had an issue with the cover because whoever put together the cover for the game grabbed the image with a stamp from IGN.com on it and forgot to remove it. So right above my finger, I'll give it to you guys, is a faint IGN logo.
That's
that you can
right,
see.
right by his mouth.
And I have that copy. Is it
Oh,
worth
look at
anything?
that.
Probably not. But it was a big fiasco at the time. I mean, to tell you the truth, the fact that somebody spotted it is pretty crazy because it is faint, but it's there. I guess someday somebody was looking at the box and they're like, "What's this all about?"
I mean, it's no, what in the castle, Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Penis, they call it.
I
I
didn't.
Penis.
think I have that.
That was the working title of the movie, Penis in the Castle.
You rascal!
It's no another Capcom Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS is spelled like on the spine. It's spelled like Revelations or something. They spelled
That's
something.
probably
It's
up there
back there
too.
somewhere. Yeah.
Ooh,
That
that's
was
awesome.
a 3DS, right?
3DS. That is correct. Okay, moving on.
Good look.
Even the
Good-
proofreaders were like, "Man, this is not a great Resident Evil."
You got it.
Revelations.
See, that's old, dude. When you have those feelings, I would love for you to revisit that game and see if it
I
might click
have
for you.
revisited it, and you know this.
Long time ago.
Why-
Long
you
time. You're a
know-
new man now. You've come so far. What?
The text
game
on
hasn't-
the spines of 3DS games, like the Nintendo 3DS, they had to fit all that on there. The text of the game is so small. No wonder it didn't do well. It didn't do well, right?
No wonder.
like-
Radical Defect just pinged me and says she'll be happy to know that your Wii copy of Okami with the IGN misprint is worth a staggering $18.99. Thank you, Radical Defect.
Whoa.
MomBrain, time to retire.
That's more than you can get for the
$18.99.
game now. Somebody said that it's $5 on sale right now.
Hi,
So
Tony De La Mancha. Yes, I'm very happy Capcom did that. That's
I mean,
a
it only
great
makes
move.
sense.
They announced Okami sequel, and they're like, guys, go play the original for $5. Great.
and you've got like
Stamp
4
approval.
years to
Love
get
it.
through it before this new one comes out.
And you might need more than that.
Man, I think 4 years is generous. I hope you're right. I honestly don't know when that game is going to come out. Moving on. Bandai Namco revealed. Now, this was a real shocker for me. Bless you,
you.
Incapacitator. They revealed
am I?
Shadow Labyrinth. Now, I think, Deux, you are the only one I can talk to this about. Secret Level is the new animated anthology series on Amazon Prime, and it's about video games. And there is one episode that is about Pac-Man, and it's a very different take on Pac-Man.
Oh, secret. Yes. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. I
That was
did see
supposed to
that
be
trailer
Pac-Man?
too.
Huh?
Sorry. Sorry, I cut you off.
So, the developers, Bandai Namco was like, I forget what their statement was, but it was like, we want people to watch this short and be like, what the heck or whatever, because it's a very, very different take on Pac-Man. Well, now we know they were lying because they revealed Shadow Labyrinth, which is a video game version of that episode
I
of the show.
saw, I saw that, and I was like, "This is a ripoff of Secret Level,"
By
which is
Bandai Namco, the
which
company
is a
that owns
ripoff of Pac-Man.
I think it looks really cool as a game. I love the idea because it's a Metroidvania. You go around and hit things with swords. I like that. But on top of that, it's very clear that there are Pac-Man portions of stages too, where Pac-Man like goes around and eats the pellets on the walls. I really like it. I think it's a cool idea. So I'm down.
I'm not angry at it, but it does seem like a strange decision. Like that could easily be like a new IP, but it's also not. They're not like openly saying it's Pac-Man, right? It's like based on
It's not
Pac-Man or
in
something.
the name,
It's like,
but it's in the logo. There, Pac-Man is in the logo. But I applaud, Pac-Man's 40 plus years old. I applaud them trying new things with Pac-Man that still honor what Pac-Man was. So you still get, it's not like, people will look at it and be like, this is a gritty take on Pac-Man. This is stupid. But the core mechanics of Pac-Man are there. Pac-Man going around eating stuff. I like that idea. And then making it like this other, like, familiar character that's floating around with this other guy. I'm down with it.
I want to see how they incorporate the Pac-Man play in the other play.
Yeah, I want to see
like
more about
you
that.
said. It's
oh, by the way, this is Switch as well. I should have said
it's
that.
like in the walls or whatever. It's kind of like what
yes,
Legend of Zelda
Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds,
Link Between
right? Where
Walls.
you go, it's a link between dimensions, right? Where you have like the other world and then you have the 2D world, or like the Mario stuff where you go through a pipe and now you're playing 2D and then you come out the other
Just
side.
to be clear though, this is all 2D. This Shadow Labyrinth is all 2D.
Right. But like just formats or whatever are changing.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be cool if like as you clear the map is like the Pac-Man level, like you can go into the map and play that, like you run around. So like you're going, so you have like,
we'll all find out next year.
It kind of makes me think of like
tons of cool things they could do with it. From what I saw in the trailer, it looks like they're playing with some of the ideas and meshing them together. I'm all about it. I like it. The developers of Sifu revealed Slow Clap as a developer. They revealed Rematch, which is a soccer game. I was surprised to see them doing that. I wasn't expecting it.
Can I ask you real quick about back at the Pac-Man thing? What criteria does it have to have for you to be interested? Because I know you've said in the past you're not interested in a gritty Mario, for instance, or you're not interested in a gritty like Tetris, but there's something about Pac-Man where is it just because the gameplay is so simple in a way that you're like, it's been 40 years, they can switch it up? Or
I mean, if it was like, if they made Pac-Man and it played as Pac-Man, but like you ate the ghosts and blood flew out and like bones were left behind and like it was like hardcore guitar music, I'd be like, what's this stupid crap? Like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
But when you take like the core idea of a franchise and play with that and add to it, I'm down with that. So there's nothing about Pac-Man where I'm like, this is going a gritty or violent ruins it. Like with Mario, I think it would. Like Mario's kids and kid friendly and wholesome and all that. So if you went like a gritty, realistic take on Mario, I'd be like, you're losing part of Mario's identity there. With Pac-Man, it's a yellow guy in a maze. It doesn't matter. Like you got plenty of room you can play with. So it's like the identity of the franchise and how much I relate that to what the franchise means. So like, if they did like a Grand Theft Auto where they took out all the violence and they took out all the guns, and I'd be like, what's why? I don't understand. But like they have Lego, whatever it's called, the Lego GTA thing that just came out. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because it's a GTA kind of experience, but now it's Lego and kid friendly, and you're not going out and killing people and all that, so that makes sense for that. So I there's no like flat out gritty is bad. I have to gritty, by the way. The gritty is never bad, but gritty.
Mm.
I'd have to see it on a case by case basis, but with Pac-Man, yeah, I think it's pretty much a blank canvas to experiment, and I'm down with it. Then there was a very big reveal of The Witcher 4, which we knew was in the works, but we got a very long cinematic trailer for it, and I knew the internet was going to be really mad about this one, and boy, were they!
It's so sad.
Because the main character.
Yes, not and it's a character that's part of the franchise, but
And if you
it's a
played,
woman.
and like if you
It's a
played
woman. Name a
through
Name
The-
a woman.
the third Witcher, at the end, the canon ending is
Spoiler.
what you see happen, like kind of like leads into the trailer that we saw for 4. So anybody who was like confused about that, plus if you ever played the DLC for Witcher 3, it ends Geralt's story perfectly.
But can I counterpoint
beautifully.
you?
Woman, bad. Check and mate.
Exactly what
You're
I was
right.
gonna
You know what?
say.
You've got a point there. You've got a point there.
I actually, MomBrain, you saw that TikTok I sent you?
Which one? You sent me
Speaking
multiple.
about women.
Mm,
Well, time to stop sending you TikToks.
no.
I'm going to play it right now because it's related to this, and I thought it was very funny. Just a group of women talking.
If female want respect, why she wear? Why can't I see
Can I
her?
see her?
If female don't want sex, why she wear tiny outfit? If female, why boob?
That's my favorite one. Female, why boob? So yes, the internet was very upset, saying how the Witcher's gone woke, and they should give the option to play as Geralt, and they're not
just
buying
hate
this,
it.
and whatever. So,
Well,
it's
and-
so sad that I watched this reveal trailer, and as soon as I saw that, I was like,
You couldn't even enjoy the trailer because
I
you're
couldn't,
thinking,
because I was like, here we go.
you're
Here we
thinking,
go.
great, this is going to be a problem. And what's
Yeah.
crazy, and like, can I spoil the trailer? Is it a problem?
Oh, go
like,
right ahead.
yeah,
This game's
so-
not
Was it
coming out
even a
for years.
trailer? I
It
thought
was
it
like a
was,
cinematic
trailer.
trailer. So like,
but it went on for like 5 minutes. or
it has,
something.
it'll have
This
nothing to
guy
do
has
with
rules.
the game.
There's
other-
no rule about how long a trailer
No,
can
it was
be.
like scenes. I thought it was like, a short film.
Yes,
They
a, like
yeah,
a
it's like a
cinematic.
short-
It's like
yes.
a cinematic from the game. But
Exactly
a
that.
trailer.
They did the same thing for Witcher 3 back in the day, and like the Geralt back then doesn't look like the Geralt that ended up in the game.
Blood Ocean.
so,
That's great.
so anyways, but
Hi, Sorbers Corbin. Good to see you.
but it's like even the trailer has like wrongful, stupid minded abuse towards women. Like even the trailer ends with
Yeah.
like some antiquated, like I know it's like a medieval thing, but like you can draw some parallels to today, and she's just like, there's always going to be monsters. Obviously she means that humans are monsters too, but like it's just like so crazy that, and they're watching this trailer and they're like immediately going to the internet to crap on women. Like, but I guess
Well,
that's how we got to this situation that we're in this
I'm
country.
I'm so sad to say, but it gets way worse. But we're saving that for later. Not about The Witcher, just in general. But anyway, Witcher fans who I guess I don't know what to say, don't hate women, get excited because the fourth one's coming. It's going to be a long time until we
It's
see
going to
it,
be a
but-
long time. I'm excited.
Like,
I
would-
love Siri. I'm excited to play the game. I can only expect
Would they
it
be
to
okay
great.
with it if she was in like a steel
No.
corset and like showing a lot more skin?
I don't know,
Probably,
but
right?
They would be better with it, but they still have to play as the woman, so it would still irk them. If she was
I mean, there's-
naked, it would be tolerable,
But
but
there's,
still
like,
to have to
There's
play.
popular games with female leads. I mean, they're taking
I mean, listen, if you want to go down the rabbit
when they
hole
like
of-
really play
of
into that, you know
arguing
what I
for
mean?
that side, you go right ahead.
I'm
gonna
not.
be quiet and not
just-
touch it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if that would appease them.
How about this? I don't give a shovel what appeases them.
No,
think
I
they're
just- I don't
pieces of
understand.
shovel.
I don't understand, like, if there's like the ratio of like
You're trying to
acceptance.
understand
You know what I
something
mean?
that doesn't make sense. No, you're
Yeah.
thinking acceptance. There isn't any. It's guy lead,
Well, what
women sex.
trying to think of something. So, because a lot of times it's choose your character, like Skyrim or Cyberpunk, you get to choose what sex you want to be. But like, I'm trying to think of something recently. That Star Wars Outlaws. You have to be a woman in that, right?
They made a
Did-
big fuss.
was
about
that a huge thing,
Oh my
too?
god, that's
So,
the same argument.
It doesn't matter what, like,
yeah.
because I was thinking to myself, like, well, The Witcher's about Geralt and about Ciri and those characters.
Yeah.
So like, I get why you can't choose your sex because you're
Yeah.
playing a specific
Yeah.
character.
It's written for
Yeah.
that
So
character.
and personally, I find games like that more in what's the
Engrossing?
like engrossing. Thank you very much,
got it.
because it's written specifically for that character. When you're playing Skyrim, it's like, hello there, warrior or warrior S, come kill a dragon with us. That's not that bad, but you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't
pretty good.
doesn't feel like they're really talking to you. Whereas when you're playing as Geralt, or in this future case, Ciri, you're gonna feel a little bit more immersed. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to the thing. I feel like people, obviously, these horrible people are gonna just miss out, like I've missed out for many years
Or
being a
the other
grouch.
case, they are being horrible on the internet because that's who they are, and then they'll play the game at home and not let anybody know. Who knows?
I don't understand these people. Then I just don't.
Conservative on the streets and woke in the sheets.
Oh.
All right, dude. Very important. I need your help on this.
Maybe I can.
A new Elden Ring was announced. called
E-Ring?
Elden Ring Night Rain. So E-Ring, and what are we doing here?
E-Ring
Careful.
and
Yes.
Rain. E-Ring and Rain.
Rain. Okay, I'll take it. E-Ring and Rain. That's got a nice ring to it. That's got a nice E-ring to it.
E-Ring. It's either that or E-Ring Night R. So E-Ring
I like E-Ring
and Rain.
and Rain better.
E-Ring and Rain. Yeah, okay. E-Ring and
We're gonna
Rain.
have to get this sorted out now because it's gonna be on the charts for a while when it comes out. So E-Ring and Rain.
God, maybe not, right? Because it's multiplayer. People don't like that.
It's E-Ring. It's gonna be on the charts.
But
yeah.
the Skyrim online thing didn't really.
It's still going on.
No one talks about it. Who knows?
That is
Who
true.
knows?
No one. I don't want to say no one talks about it. You don't hear it.
I'm
that
not trying to
often,
be
but
cynical. E-Ring and Rain.
let's put it this way: it wasn't E-Ring 2. So there are people who are like, I don't want to co-op, whatever. So there's pushback, but it's E-Ring, so people are
Is
excited.
E-Ring the first? And that's like it's a brand new
The first
series?
E-Ring of all time.
But
yes.
that's what I don't really get is, I mean, obviously I don't get it because I haven't played them, so I shouldn't even speak. But I'm just curious: isn't Bloodborne and that other one, aren't they all like in the same universe, or they're not? But they're the same game.
Well, yeah, but that'd be like Mario,
Essentially.
Sonic. Aren't they all the same game? 'Cause
Some
they're
people think so.
platformers, it's the genre. They're Souls-like genre.
So people liked E-Ring enough that because they didn't do a Bloodborne 2, did they?
Well, people liked Bloodborne a lot, and they haven't done a sequel to that. I'm sure they will at some point, but yes.
But E-Ring, Elden R is like that's the one that crushed it for them.
It sold more than Bloodborne, certainly, but Bloodborne is no slouch. Like, it did very well.
What is the real name? Elden R? Elden
Ring.
So it's E-Ring Elden Ring?
It's
didn't
Elden Ring Night Rain is what.
Oh
the
no,
new
the
one's
first one
called.
is just what am I thinking? The first one is just Elden Ring.
just Elden
Yeah.
Ring. Yep.
You add the E. Okay.
I tried to make it as difficult
Wow.
as possible.
Well, because you always say it E-Ring Elden R. I'm
Yes.
thinking it's like a subtitle or something, and I'm like,
The Elden
wait,
are
Elden?
what? You broke the man's brain. Congratulations. We don't need to talk about that. MomBrain Catley was announced.
Looks nice.
It's some kind of photorealistic fantasy cat adventure. It was announced for PC.
Meow.
This is the strange. I've never heard a stranger combination in my life. It was announced for PC, Switch, and Apple Watches.
Apple Watches?
Yes, specifically. Yes. I don't know what's going on here, but cats fantasy. I mean, if you're into those two things, then that's for you. We saw, which was one of the highlights of the night for me, a trailer for an untitled project from Fumito Ueda, the man who created Ico and Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian. And what you saw was, I would say, a futuristic looking take on some stuff from Shadow of the Colossus. You see a guy that looks kind of like Shadow Colossus or Ico characters climbing up the back of what looks like a robotic Colossus. And then there's some kind of strange purple miasma hurtling towards this character. And
the character takes 5 seconds to stand there and look at it before it gets into the.
Well, they paid for it at the end of the trailer. They get blown away. So they jump on the head and they pilot this thing and it lifts off into the air. And then
I've
they
been
get
in that
blown away.
situation where I'm like, maybe it's not going to come straight at me. Maybe it's going to
And then
stop.
It's like the waves at a theme
Like
park.
I don't want to
a water
eject.
park.
I don't want to eject prematurely and like waste this whole.
Well, look, the guy
You know?
got rocked by the storm, and you see that's what happens at the end. So no platform announced. It will be on PlayStation though.
PlayStation
No
2.
release date announced. So who knows with this guy? But I love his games. I'm totally down. I love the trailer. The mood was very much his style. The music was very much his style. All about it. Love
Those
Love it.
3 previous games are the only ones that he has. Who's letting this? I don't want to say it like this because I appreciate the guy. I want him to make games, but like, who's letting this guy like make games? Is he like
He does it on his own.
he's like paying for this himself and all this stuff? Like,
Well, it's like how any game works on that scale. It gets funding and partners up with people. Like this is from Epic, so Epic's involved. So they got bank out the wazoo.
yeah, okay, that's cool. It's just because like
There's such a long span
And his
between.
games sell well. It's not like they don't sell
Oh,
well.
okay, I didn't realize.
those are
they
the
sell
only
They're
so
things
not
much.
that
like 30 million sellers, but they sell. They'll sell
Okay.
millions of
Well,
Those
copies.
that's
are
good.
the only things that he's had a part in, or has he played like small roles in other places? What is he? How's he subsidizing his
lineup
income
of
here?
game. Well,
Is he walking dogs on the weekends? Like,
when you make
It's a long
millions
time
of dollars
between each
per
one of these
game, I
games.
think you can live a few years in between. And
Is
be
he
okay.
walking dogs on the weekends?
I can't confirm or deny.
bonsoir.
I said that when
When MomBrain saw the trailer, she did see that. So yes, obviously, I was very excited. for
What's
this.
the other thing they say? Is it just a?
Yeah. Bonsoir. Man, that like I remember playing a demo of that on PS2 Eco and being like, this game's going to be incredible. This like it's not going to get any games aren't going to get any better than this. And in some ways, I would say they haven't.
And they
But
never
man,
did.
just like putting in that demo disc and
And I
Never
heard in
forget
this
that.
game you play as bonsoir.
oh my god, spoiler alert. Maybe we will hear something about this game later.
Oh God,
No, I was just throwing it out.
I've been
there. I don't
having so
know.
much fun
Maybe.
just talking.
I never finished. I never
okay.
finished the what is it, Final Guardian or Last Guardian?
The Last Guardian.
Yeah, never finished it.
The weakest of his games, but
Yeah.
not a bad game. And look
There's
at that.
something
That was
about a
announced,
puzzle-
and then we what 7 years before it resurfaced and finally came out.
It's also that was the first of his games that I played by myself, not with you watching, and it wasn't like an
I was watching.
event. That's why I played in the nude.
The Outer Worlds 2, which I think we already knew about.
Also,
but
it's
that-
probably
that
the
game is on
farthest I
Switch.
sat from a television while playing it, so maybe that's
Ah.
it.
Outer World is on Switch, but the sequel, who knows where it'll go? Maybe Switch Successor. Split Fiction was announced, the new game from the
Touche,
team-
Malik Halo. Malik Halo said Nicky finished a game.
the
Ooh.
team that did
Didn't finish a game. Ooh, I can't read either. Nicky can't read comments. Ooh.
the team that made It Takes Two. This is their new game, which is also a
Baby.
split screen co-op experience.
That
once
guy,
again.
what a ball of energy!
charming.
What a bundle
How
of
charming
energy!
is that guy? Isn't that guy great? Wow, I love that guy's personality so much. I'm
I
sorry.
don't believe you.
He rubs me the wrong
Mostly
way.
because of the conversation we had before today. But yes, I don't dislike the man, and I don't wish him any ill will. But he is certainly not my cup of tea. His personality, as I
Hey.
said to do in our previous conversation, that was not part of the podcast. A little bit of humbleness goes a long way for me, and he is about as far away from humble as you can get. So, guy knows how to make a good game. Not going to get any argument here for me on that, but I guess it works because the game, It Takes Two sold really well, and he was the front man for that game. So now he's of course going to be out in front of this one to spread the word. So it is what it is. Like I said, don't hate the guy, but not my kind of personality. But yeah, another co-op split screen game. It Takes Two wasn't announced for Switch, and then it came to Switch later. I doubt this will come to Switch, but I think Switch Successor has a really good chance of getting this title. We're not going to do that. By the way, thank you to Eurogamer for putting together an article that covers everything that was covered and does so in a way that is very easy to consume. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. We got a trailer for Borderlands for whatever. We don't have to do that. Virtual Fighter series is coming back. Yeah, they showed a new Turok, which I thought was Turok at first before they announced it was Turok, and it was Turok, but it's not a first person. It's a third person Turok. And I never loved Turok, but I liked Turok, and I'm happy the franchise is still around. That's cool. Nope. Capcom, or we didn't know it was Capcom, but a surprise trailer was shown, and I was like, "Is this Onimusha?" And it was Onimusha.
Yeah, that
We're
was
getting
cool.
A brand new Onimusha game.
I was excited
Onimusha
about that.
Way of the Sword. Yeah, I saw the floating souls. And I was like, that's very
That's what I thought.
Onimusha-esque. And then the guy stands there and puts his hand up. I was like, oh, this is Onimusha. And it was. So that's cool. Coming out 2026 on hopefully the Switch's successor, but
It's
PS5.
all because I bought the
That's
re-release
what they
and played
said.
it this week.
You were
or this
asleep,
year.
so you didn't see it, but that's what they said. They said we just needed to see one more copy sold, and it happened. So
It happened.
sorry, I was taking a drink. So yes, that's coming
How
out
dare you.
2026. We're gonna need to do that. We're gonna need to do that. Dying Light the Beast got a release window. Comes out summer 2025.
Yeah,
Get those wrist brace ready, my friend.
it. Yeah, it didn't look that bad. It kind of looked like fun, but I still haven't even played Dying Light 2, so I don't know.
You got time.
Yeah, I mean,
what's
obviously,
the game that you were? Dead Island 2.
yeah, Dead Island's the one that I was really into, but yeah, I never played Dying Light 2, so this is a new game. This isn't DLC for that.
Brand new, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. It looked fine. It looked fine. I mean, you're not playing those games for the story or anything. The story was ludicrous. Like the first 2 seconds they like inject you with something or something. And it's just like, oh, who's the beast after all? It's
Yeah.
like, give me a break.
Just let me kill zombies. Like, I don't care about this. Stage Fright was shown, which is the new game from the team that made Overcooked. This is a new co-op adventure. So they're going to try their hand at what the It Takes Two studio does. And it looks like a lot of fun. We didn't get systems.
I forget. What does that look like?
It's going to be on Switch and Switch Successor. Little cartoony British kids.
Well, what's the
sitting in a
game
movie theater.
play?
Like
You get
I said, split screen co-op.
Well, so I did watch that trailer, and that was pretty awesome what they did in the
How they integrated it onto the stage.
they're on the screen, but it looks like they're like live on the
Yes.
stage and stuff like that.
They
That
went all
was
out.
that's
Not
clever.
the best acting by Jeff Keighley, but I appreciate it. He tried. But yeah, I mean that's gonna be I'm sure that's gonna be fun. Looks good. Do need your thoughts on this one.
Oh.
Game of Thrones King's Road.
Yeah,
It's got Kit Harington.
it's like 10 years too late. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Would
really.
you say that when the new book comes out.
I'll still read the dang book. I
Mm.
mean, I've been waiting for this book, but
Is Catherine Hahn in this one?
But like, it looked kind of cool. It looked kind of interesting. I'm a huge fan of the series, so
I'll have to interject because it's King's Road, like the Witch's Road.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that's where we're
Spoiler
going with
alert!
that.
It's all a construct of Jon Snow's mind.
Down the thrones, down the Game of Thrones. Anyway.
Wiener, floppy wiener, and the Game of Thrones.
Hold the door. So yeah, it's got a
few.
few actors from the TV show, but yes, I mean, you're saying it's too late, and I'm not saying I agree, but I totally understand. But Game of Thrones is just ever present now. It's just we will never get away from Game of Thrones. There's always going to be a spinoff or something. So that cow's teats are going to be milked until they're shooting out dust. So, new Game of Thrones game. I don't know a lot about Game of Thrones. I watched the show. This takes place during the show?
It looks like it
So
does.
the part that bothers me is like I watched the show. I didn't read the book. I watched the books. I watched the show and I was like, hey, remember the show? Here's this guy that you never saw ever anywhere, and he's right there with Jon Snow doing stuff. And I'm
Right.
like, what do you mean? What's
Yeah,
going on?
well, I mean, he's gonna.
More like Jon No, am I
It's
right?
it's like a portion of it, right? So he's there at the wall, and he's gonna. Maybe your character dies before the end, and it's just
Obviously, he dies. I mean,
Everybody
Game
gotta
of
die.
Thrones.
Everybody in the, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what I'm excited about though for that, which I'm never gonna play the game, let's be honest.
Must be very excited.
But they were talking about the
Oh,
White Walkers.
One
and,
second. Tall Show said maybe the game will fix season 4 and beyond. There you go. That could happen.
so no, that's what I was gonna say is there's a like a spiral pattern of body parts
High throw
in the
Thromo,
snow.
High Solomon.
And I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna actually like revisit that and help explain
it's funny.
what that pattern is all about.
I saw the spiral too, and I was like, bold of them to touch on that. Like we're supposed to.
Exactly.
Are we going to fall for this trap again? Where it's
But
like this
maybe-
means something.
Maybe they'll bring it up and they'll put it to bed so that the rest of the show, and then it's like, oh, we don't need to know about it because it's all like they dealt with that in the game.
Darmani has
Just,
a comment.
you know.
I don't know if this is true or not. I'm turning to you for answers again. He says, "Is he the gay prostitute that got promoted to officer in the books? Is that a character that exists?"
That is, yeah.
Okay.
But he looks nothing like this guy. Like the gay character he's talking about is more of like a. First of all, I don't even know how gay he is. Secondly, he's like a minstrel who got sent to the wall. I think if we're thinking of the same character, the gay prostitute that it's definitely not, because you play as like a guy that looks like a Viking, for
Yeah.
God's sake. He's huge.
Based on your comment, Darmani, and how stupid and childish I am, I just want to throw this out there. Gay of groans. Just want to put that out there. Thank you.
Okay.
Gay of groans. I'll play
Maybe I will play the game.
Game of Grows.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd have to see more of it. Maybe it'll be fun. Like I said, I like the world and everything, but
stupid. Yeah, I'm not happy with how Game of Thrones ended by any means, but maybe a game would be fun. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. What I am getting, this has nothing to do with the Game Awards, but what I am kind of pricking my ears up about is Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance. That might be.
Did you play the first one?
No, but I know all about it. But I think that might be my next
Well, people
adventure.
are very hyped for that one. So yeah, you should give
The
the
heck
first
is
one a shot.
Kingdom Come?
It's another medieval sword fighting thing.
Wow.
I don't know. I know of it, but I don't know how to describe what makes it that much better than anything else out there like that. A new Sonic game was announced, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's Sonic Racing, and you cross into other worlds. Sega was like, the teaser was very quick, and their press release that they sent me. You know what? I'll go read you the press release because it's the biggest nothing of a press release.
But the whole
Like, hey, can you
premise
tell
of the
me
game
anything
is
here?
right there in the title. Good for them. Summing that up.
Let's see.
It's like they were like, here's our log line, for like pitching the game. And they're like, oh, this is a great name for it. We're just going to go with that.
Here you go. This is straight from Sega to my inbox. Sega of America, hereinafter referred to as Sega. That's what the press release says. Unveiled a trio of revealed during the show was Sonic Racing Crossworlds, the racing game featuring the iconic characters from the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. The game features a distinct racing mechanic that promises to transport Sonic racing fans into a new dimension. That's it. That's the whole press release. So I don't know what to say. There you go. You got literally all the information Sega was willing to share on that game.
At least, and you know what? At least they used iconic properly. I feel like the word iconic gets thrown around too much these days, but Sonic and his friends, they're iconic.
It's true. And I think since you said that and you did this to yourself, let's go around the table and name some Sonic characters. MomBrain, go ahead.
Dr. Robotnik.
Sure. I'll go. Tails.
Good
Oh,
for you.
come on. You're not allowed to say that. You got to say
Okay,
one of the harder
Big the
ones.
Cat.
No.
Big
Let
the
him.
Cat.
Let
I
him.
said Big the Cat.
Now it took mine. I
Meow.
was going to say eat the cat, but that's not right.
The cat.
Tails.
Okay, there you go. You stole the one dude was going to go for?
Knuckles.
Knuckles. Okay, next round.
Peach.
Oh, well.
Peaches. Cream.
Cream is correct.
Cream.
But
Oh,
what
that was good.
animal are they?
She's a hedgehog, is she not?
Final answer?
Man,
Eh.
it's
It's Cream the bunny. Thank you.
does it
Mm.
feel like RMC wants us to get these wrong?
No,
Yeah.
Seems like he's...
no.
You're
We're
too
naming
slow.
iconic Sonic
Next.
characters.
What is
Am
your,
I going?
What's your
Yeah.
deal? What did I do?
No, I just thought it'd be funny because there's a bazillion Sonic characters, and we
I
only
guess-
know like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Rouge the Bat.
Okay. Amy.
Amy, that is correct. What animal is she?
Well, cat. Hedgehog. A rat.
Oh yes. I'm sorry, it's Cream the rabbit, not Cream the bunny.
Oh.
She's a
Amy?
hedgehog.
Okay. Good for her.
We'll end this after.
This is
goes.
easy. Shadow.
Shadow, there you go.
Next
There you
one,
go.
Mom Brain, go.
Oh, I said we'd end it. He took over. Not my fault.
We're on a roll. Get it?
The little characters from Flicky.
Sure. Oh, you're talking about like your answer is birds?
Yeah, the Flicky birds.
All right, I guess.
Tell
that
me you
counts.
thought of those.
I didn't think of
That's
those.
right.
It's true. I'm going?
Yeah.
Silver.
Sonic.
Sonic was not named. It's true. And now poor Deux now we're
Uh,
really struggling.
Is it Supersonic or it's Metal Sonic?
Which one are you going with? Because one is
Oh.
correct and one is not.
Okay, so Supersonic is just when Sonic gets all the Chaos Rings, so that doesn't count.
That you are correct. But you said one part wrong, but that's correct.
Chaos Emeralds.
There, now I knew you knew.
Yeah, and Metal Sonic. Is that what it's called? I guess he's a character.
Is that your answer?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is correct. Metal Sonic.
Did
yeah,
you say
it is.
Shadow?
There you go.
I did.
No. All right, we're done.
There you
here.
go. So we know our.
I knew
Sonic
way
characters.
more than I thought I
There,
did.
see, so they are iconic. It was true. Also announced was Dispatch, which, come on, man, I'm all about it. It's a superhero game, but it's a story-based superhero game made by
The people who made her from Telltale, I'm assuming.
yeah, The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands. But it's not the same team. It's a team called Ad Hoc. So it's developers that worked on those projects working on this. It's got the voice of Aaron Paul. It's got Laura Bailey. It's got some YouTubers in there doing other voices, but it looks really cool to me. I like it. It seems like it'll be a lot of fun.
Man, Aaron Paul probably got there and he was like, I'm going to be the biggest star here. And then he turned and saw Harrison Ford and was like, what the heck?
Did you see his when he went on stage, Aaron Paul with Laura Bailey?
Yeah.
Because he was like very nice about it.
I liked him.
I really liked it.
I don't know
I think
anything
he's
about
known
him,
to
but
be a very
he seemed
charming
like
guy.
a nice
Seems
guy.
like
A real
everything I've
down-to-earth
seen
guy.
about him is that he's a really down to earth.
He
I
seemed
mean,
like a
come on,
nice
the guy was on
guy.
Price is Right. How bad could he be? We already did Okami. We're gonna save that one. Okay, we're not gonna save that one. And then last thing shown was
Did you see what Nightwind said?
no.
I'm sorry. I found echidna droppings.
That's right. That's got to be more expensive to get rid of than a flying
An
squirrel.
echidna, probably.
And there also is a flying squirrel in Sonic. If you want to know what's its name, don't remember, but I can see what it looks like in my head. What's somebody in a Discord
This morning,
knows.
I heard you like rooting around downstairs, and I was like, "Oh God, is it
There's
the
a critter.
creature?"
Feature. Naughty Dog revealed their new game, which is called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet.
It's coming in. 10 Division,
It's coming in hot.
Radical Defect, and 10 Division again, said Ray.
Ray, the flying squirrel. There you go. Zitz, Pimple, and Ray. Same
Oh,
character.
of course.
Vex the Gator. Sure.
Did you
that's
think it was Ray? I thought it was Ray, right?
I think we
both did?
I thought it
we
was
both
him.
did.
That's I wouldn't have gone to you.
I thought it was Ray as well, because I never really put it together
Shared memory.
that it was
Zitz,
three
Pimple, and
skin.
Ray.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a funny decision to make, but and also to be fair, what's more of a normal name, Zitz, Pimple, or Ray? There's one regular name in there.
It's
so.
just funny that my brain saw that because we've looked at it and like if you actually look at it and read it, it doesn't say Ray. But
Jambone.
I just
Jambone.
didn't have time to read all
I ain't got
four
time
of
to read
those
all-
letters.
Yeah, I don't have time to read about all three of these Battletoads. Let's go here. Yes.
And the funny thing is, I'd always pick Ray too. I think it's just because I didn't like
My favorite
Zitz.
character is the one I don't know the name of.
Well, I didn't like the idea of Zitz and Pimple. I was like, gross. That's like too much like a Cabbage Patch Kid or a Garbage Patch Kids.
yeah.
Garbage Pail.
No, I really like Garbage Patch Kids. That's very good.
The old Garbage Patch.
Go on, clean up the garbage patch. Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet was announced. It is the new Naughty Dog game. Who knows when it's coming out? Obviously, it's going to be exclusive to PlayStation, so PS5. They said specifically no release date. I don't know if 2025 is going to happen for this one. I would guess 2026, but who knows? But yes,
We'll just
I-
have to wait and see.
I wrote about this one because I wrote about it on Patreon because as I was doing my rounds last night, I stumbled upon an article that was like major backlash for Intergalactic, and I was like, I didn't hear anything. What's going on here?
Uh-oh.
So I clicked
AI,
the article,
right?
and it was like, the two official uploads of the trailer, one on PlayStation's channel and one on Naughty Dog's channel, were heavily downvoted, and you can't see downvotes anymore unless you have a plugin.
Because the main character is a female.
But the downvotes were very, very what's the word I'm trying to think of? There were way, way, way more downvotes than there were upvotes. And Naughty Dog had turned off the comments on their YouTube on their upload. I don't know if they were always off from the beginning or they turned them off later, but obviously Naughty Dog was expecting some kind of negative situation here.
Yeah.
But so for the next 20 minutes, I went down a rabbit hole of like, why are people
Cream
upset
the rabbit
about
hole?
this? Oh, thank you. And I cannot tell you how depressed I got because I was like, I am so ashamed to be a part of this world. It's disgusting.
I often feel that way.
The
Yeah.
stuff that was said about this game, and the comments that were out there were plentiful. I read a lot of them, and they were upvoted or liked or hearted, whatever, like thousands upon thousands of times. And they were sexist, of course, because it's a woman, homophobic, because they think somebody's going to be
She's
gay,
got-
whether
she's
that's
got
gonna be
short
right or
hair.
wrong,
She's
or
a buzz cut. So of
Oh,
course.
Just
they were
because
racist.
of like the past
And
games.
Naughty Dog games, yeah, probably.
Yes. So Naughty Dog's history took a turn when it got to The Last of Us Part 2. That is like where the timeline diverged for Naughty Dog, because people are like, Abby's trans long before the game even came out. And they just took that narrative and run with it. And, now Naughty
And then we
Dog's-
had the whole Frank episode.
now Naughty Dog's woke and all that stuff. So this trailer came out, and I've been on the internet a long time. We've all seen horrible stuff on the internet. I've worked on the internet for over 20 years. I've seen a lot of horrible stuff. There were things that were so bad here that they shocked me, because I was expecting them to be horrendous. There was stuff I had to go to other Wikipedia pages to read about, I'm going to call them jokes or memes, because that's how they're using them. I don't think they're funny, but to read about what these people were saying in code, because I didn't know what they were saying. I knew it was going to be racist, sexist, homophobic, something like that, but I had to literally learn what these people were saying to see how horrendous they were being. And I was like, holy shovel, this is abysmal. This is like, I was like, I don't want to run a website anymore. I don't want to be a part of this. Like, this is embarrassing. It was like really, really bad. It takes a lot for me to be shocked at the reception to something like this, but I gotta say, I knew it would get it because it has a woman in the lead, and I knew they would get backlash because
Name
of
a woman.
Naughty Dog and all that, but I was not expecting it to be as loud as it was, and it was incredibly
Like, I am
loud.
so oblivious to not even think that it would be a problem
I
just
know.
when I was watching the
I didn't
trailer.
think-
Like,
I knew there would be a problem for sure, but
I
did
would think
not
people
it
would be excited because it's a new Doggy
Doggy
Nod.
Dog. Well, if
Doggy Nod is going to make a game,
if Doggy
people are
Dog
going to
made a
enjoy
new
it.
game, people will be excited, but we haven't seen them in years, so we're stuck with Naughty Dog. Yeah, I knew there would be backlash, but not anywhere near the degree that I saw, and the disgusting vitriol that was out there for this was
It's awful.
unbelievable. And like the article I was reading had Neil Druckmann, the Naughty Dog guy, like saying on Twitter like how excited he was for the project and blah 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 blah. Announced it in the same way that he did The Last of Us Part 2, and just underneath his tweet were like the worst of the worst of the worst, with like thousands of likes. It was so disheartening, and
Yeah.
I'm not oblivious to what's going on in the world. I know that's out there, but just to see like how much of it there was, it was such a bummer thing to experience. But the people I'm talking to that are listening to my voice right now, be it live or the audio listeners of this podcast only, and especially those at the table, of course, we're very lucky to have you good group of people with us, and we know you're not part of that horrible, horrendous stuff. So thank you for being great people. But there was pushback that I don't agree with, but I think is fine to talk about. Like, people were like, I don't like the product placement. Doesn't bother me. That's fine. You could say that people are like, product placement takes me out of the experience. Totally fine.
I want to
You say
fly
that
a,
all you
a
want.
space
Porsche,
Porsche.
space
That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
People are like, I don't want to see Adidas here and a Porsche here, and hey, like I said, doesn't bother me, but I got no problem with that complaint at all. That's fine. That's different from being homophobic and racist. And there are people who are like,
It's
I don't know about the,
anti-capitalist.
I don't know
and
about the
that's okay.
quality of writing in this trailer, and I'm like, I didn't. Nothing stood out as bad to me, but that's fine. Say that stuff all you want.
Yeah.
I got no problem.
All
with
those
that at all.
people are going to be really upset when they go to play that Game of Thrones game and they're playing as a gay prostitute.
Male gay
Gay
prostitute.
of groans, or what'd you say? Gay. You said a better one.
Game of growing.
Was it
What was it?
groins?
No, I didn't say groins.
I think you said gay of grows.
Yeah,
Gay of grows.
or no, I didn't say.
How about
I said game.
How about
I said
game?
game.
How about game of bros?
Game. I said game of grows.
Game of grows.
Yeah, where it's all the men. All the men stand around and see who can grow the longest. That's what that is.
Okay.
Wow.
That's what. I'm sorry if you misinterpreted what I said, but I'm 90% sure I
what's
said
wrong
I made
with
a
you
game.
if you heard that a different way? What's the matter with you out there? You're thinking something weird.
George R.R. Martin, you can have that idea for free.
How funny would it be if he heard that and like started writing furiously, like hasn't written a word in 10 years, and he's like,
that's the inspiration he's been looking
That's
for.
right. It's like there's so many. You start thinking of all the things you've already written. You're like, so many things to work with here. Yeah.
And then Hodor grew.
Yeah. So there you go. That was the Game Awards, and it ended with the trailer. I mean, I showed MomBrain the trailer for Intergalactic, and you were excited.
Yeah,
correct?
it looks really cool.
So
I don't know though. To be fair, if I would
I
have,
don't like women.
if I would have felt the same way, if it wasn't Naughty Dog, like like
I wasn't sold on it
on
just
its
by the
face,
trailer.
I might not have been like, this is something I need to play. But like seeing it and knowing that it's Naughty Dog, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah.
I'm a big space freak, and I saw the obvious inspirations from Akira and stuff like that, so I was totally in. Then when I learned it was Naughty Dog, I'm like, oh, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to
Yeah.
follow them wherever they go.
Yeah, they
didn't-
kept that to the end.
Yeah, pretty close to the end, yeah. But like, I've been with their... Yeah,
And when he was announcing
it?
it, he didn't say Naughty Dog.
yeah.
He-
I'm going to say it was
it was a
like
big-
at least 80% into the trailer before they tell you it's Naughty Dog. You see like...
Oh really? Okay,
go
yeah,
through
yeah.
the ship and she has the
I
conversation.
have to
and
watch
she-
it.
It's not until after she puts the CD in and the ship flies away that you then see that.
Yeah,
it's Naughty
That it
Dog.
says like Jack and Daxter.
Yes,
Banjo,
and that's the thing. I've been with Naughty Dog since
Banjo
day one.
Bandicoot. What is it? Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, I've been a fan of their games forever. Right from Crash Bandicoot to Jack and Daxter to The Last of Us to Uncharted. Flip those two in
How-
order, but
How do we get? Because here's the thing. I love, modern music or 80s music in this case. But how do we get to a point where we can play modern music in a space thing and have it not feel like a Guardians ripoff? That's the only thing that
well,
kind
again,
of
I would
bothers me.
say that's like
But it's
shop
like
for shop ripoff or homage, whatever, of Akira. That happens exactly in Akira, like the physical media playing a CD. But as far as hearing the songs now, that's
yeah, I understand that, but
Guardians of
Ak-
it.
I
It's
don't
forever
feel-
that way.
I know Akira is sci-fi, but I don't watch it and think like, ooh, sci-fi. Like I'm not thinking that like
Yeah.
I am with like a space opera or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no big deal. I mean, to be honest, just watching the trailer where there's dialogue and you get a sense of who these characters are and what their relationship to each other is and what the stakes are and all within like a 5-minute trailer, and it's like so well done that I don't know why you'd be like, woman, get out of here. Like
That's the first thing they thought right away.
I
Woman, she doesn't have long hair. She's going to be a lesbian. Maybe she will be a lesbian. I don't give a crap if she is. But
so
they're
I
like,
think it's a direct tie-in to The Last of Us 2, right? Well, there's the character. What was the name of the
I know where
character?
you're going with this. The little bald kid in Last of Us.
Abel.
There you go.
That was the character's name? No,
Something with an A though, wasn't it?
I thought it was something with an S.
Put 'em together.
Sam. Sam.
I don't remember their name. I'm terrible with names and
Yeah.
shows.
But like, it turns out in The Last of Us 2, there's one faction. It was very advanced in technology, and they had a Porsche spaceship.
Lev.
Lev.
Lev. Did you
That's
see
it.
it? Did
So
somebody write it?
excellent.
No,
you
you
guys
figured it
picked
out.
letters that were
Not
in the
involved
name
at all.
I thought it was A. I thought it was S. No.
Samsonite. was way off.
I think it was Zitz, Pimple, and Lev. So there you go. That's the Game Awards. As far as the Game Awards, overall, I thought it was a fine show. I still always have the complaint that it does not focus enough on the awards. I would like to see the people who make the games and have them accept their awards. I do very much appreciate that they did not play anyone off stage. Everybody got to say whatever they wanted to say. So that is
Were there any
wonderful.
big
I really
mishaps?
appreciate that.
There was that one thing with Harrison Ford where they clearly didn't advance the.
There were a couple of moments where there were a couple instances where the teleprompter didn't advance like it was
Right.
supposed to, but
Yeah, I felt sorry for that poor actress who was up there.
the one vamping, yeah.
Yeah, and but then they
Which one was that?
were
they
fine.
worked it out. Yeah, they
There were
worked it
two
out.
women. I don't remember what
Women?
they
Name
were
of
talking
women?
about, but
Name
and then the only other thing was like Jeff was saying that Ken Kutaragi, the PlayStation guy, was there, and I know he doesn't understand English very well, and he misunderstood when Jeff was saying it, and like he got up to go up on stage. You see him like get up to go, but he never shows up on stage. It was just other than that, the show went fine.
Did he fall?
No, he just you see him get up to go up on stage and be like, oh, he's talking about me.
Here's the thing that
And then they shot him.
It's not a big thing, but they name the category and they show a video that has the name of each game, each nominee, but they don't say the nominee. And I just feel like it's a little like weird. I don't know. Like
you want somebody to say it.
Granted, I wasn't watching it.
Oh.
I was listening to it.
Not what people usually do with TV shows.
Listen,
so it might be a little bit you.
I you know, whatever. I was doing stuff and I just wanted to listen.
It's a very specific
but
complaint to you.
But it makes it feel a little bit more complete. And otherwise it just feels rushed. You know?
I don't
and
think
so
it
it's
feels
the same
rushed,
thing.
but I will agree that I would like them to say the names.
And in the same way that like visually, like maybe they don't know who the heck these people are in the crowd, but like when you see like the Oscars or the Emmys or something, they name the nominees. They on the big screen they've got like the footage of what they were either acting or like footage of the actual thing, and then you actually get to see the people sitting in the audience, and then but they don't do a reception thing except for like the big awards, so you never see these people and it doesn't really tie it in. And I just that just lends to me feeling more like this is giving some people awards, but it's really highlight like we're really just here for the trailers and the stuff.
Like
that's
what
hype.
the show is. We are the ones that are in the wrong, expecting it to be something different, because the show's purpose is let's show a bunch of reveals, and some people will get awards too. I mean, last year's show was watched by 118 million people. Clearly, he's doing something right.
How many watched this one? Did they not announce it?
They didn't announce it yet. It'll be high.
Oh, we can see what like YouTube people watched on YouTube at least, right? Like how many views?
You could see how many people watched the archived version. Yeah, not the live numbers.
Not the live. It won't show that.
Yeah,
Jeff can see.
It'd be nice to have less commercials. I like the reveals, but the commercial, like cut out the commercials and put just a little bit more, like you were saying, the individual nominees, because there's some too when they go off to the side and Sydney's reading some of like the like firing off a couple, and they like granted there's stuff that I'm not like too interested in, like best streamer or something, but I'm looking at these streamers, I don't know any of them. Like maybe like just show a little blurb about each, or like show them a picture of them, or just to give the audience who has no frame of reference like a little something, just to make it more award centric.
There's certainly wiggle room to do that stuff better. We could spend more time honoring the award winners and giving there's
I said it to RMC either that night. It was that night because I was listening to it sitting in traffic. Or actually, I was getting to watch a little bit while I was just sitting there not moving. And they rattle off like multiple categories and winners. And then they're like, and now watch these like 5 trailers to games. And then they come back and they're like, and here's another bunch of awards. Blah, 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 blah. And now check out this new trailer. And it's like, just slow the pace or do something. I guess they have other ads too. Yeah. Like commercial breaks. I feel like some of those trailers could also be tied into those so that you like,
I mean, let's put it this way.
Those are
the show is literally a big advertisement. That's all that it is. And I'm not knocking it. That's what it is. When we have to look at it like that, the show's purpose is to be a giant advertisement that also in little pieces and parts recognizes the game industry. So it is what it is. And now that's the nature of the beast now. It's only going to keep getting to be more that way because the views are there. So until people stop watching, it's not going to change.
But like even the Emmys, they have so many other categories for all the different kinds. Like they've got the daytime Emmys, the night, all these different things.
John Bergeron.
And so they're not, you don't get to see televised all of the awards. Like they've got them kind of like behind closed doors, or they have things where people have already received their trophies and stuff. And they're just like rattling it off. But it just feels a little weird sometimes, especially because you are there to celebrate these folks.
Yeah, and then I mean, again, it's very hard to make the argument that they should change things because you look at the Emmys or the Oscars or any of that, and the reviews, the views are lower each year than they were before. They don't get watched. And then you look at this, and this goes up every year. Literally, like I said, 14 million, 18 million people watch. You can't deny those numbers. People are watching this show. So what they're doing is what the majority of people want. The majority of people just want to see the new games, and they don't give a crap about the people that make the games, which is sad. But
who's that? Who is that guy on E who had the who did the coming attractions?
Dark Gary.
Do you remember him?
He's the
guy.
Newton.
Todd Newton, is that what you said?
Todd Newton.
He should host.
Sometimes host of The Price is Right on the Road.
That's what I was going to say. If you didn't remember.
Also, game show host of the
Millennium. I don't know.
Press Your Luck when it was new on Game Show Network. So this is years ago.
But like, if he were to host the Emmys and like they mixed in movie trailers for things, like now that guy knows how to make things.
See,
exciting.
I'm surprised that like the Emmys and the Oscars haven't looked at like what's going on with the Game Awards. But like, we should.
I don't think people would necessarily tune in to see what movies are coming out.
But more people would than are watching it now. You'd get more people. I don't see you doing that and not getting more people. But also, linear TV versus streaming. You're going to get way bigger audience streaming. If somebody's got to be like, turn on ABC tonight, the Oscars are like, whatever.
Nope. How about that? I just read recently that the guy who made Balatros, he kind of wishes
local funk.
Yeah, kind of wishes that he didn't go public with it, and
Really
wishes he was more anonymous.
He said he's very appreciative and grateful for the success, and it's been amazing. And the guy could retire, but he's like, also, I miss being anonymous, and I miss, Do
you think that's his thing? Like because he wasn't there to accept his award. Do you think he's just not comfortable with all that?
Yeah, I think that's it. And it's crazy to go from making that game to the insane amount of success you have. It's a lot to take in, and then like you're inundated with interviews and opportunities for partnerships, and like everybody wanting to do this and the other thing, and you're like, who here actually cares about me in this game versus who's trying to make a buck? Like, I get it, and I know people are like, shut up, you made millions of dollars on this game, just be happy. He's not unhappy about that success. He's unhappy about ways that it changed his life so quickly that he never even considered. He will never be someone that can remain anonymous ever again as far as gamers go. That's it. He's out there. And anything he puts out after that will have the pressure of you're the Balatro guy. If it's not a big hit, then you're dead. So I understand it. I understand it.
Well, I'm personally thinking of maybe getting into it just because of the 1000 times resist partnership they have in there. Or I don't even know if it's a partnership, just
it's
card
the
deck.
Friends of Jimbo 3 update, which is they've added in multiple decks that have cards themed after certain games, and that is one of them. 1000 times resist. And Radical Defect says, I mean, do you really think Balatro is better than UFO 50? He probably doesn't. Local Thunk probably doesn't. And I don't know the man, but I would probably think he does feel that way. Yes, he would look at something like UFO 50 or 1000 times resist and be like, I love my game, but these are the better games. I would imagine that, based on what I've seen of the guy. I follow him on Twitter. I see his tweets all the time. And based on the stuff he says about like everything else, he probably feels like that. So Nintendo says Balatro good. And has a picture of him playing it.
Currently, the video or whatever, when you search the Video Game Awards, like the main video, I guess it's the archived video.
If it's on the Game Awards channel.
It's, I don't know. Yeah, sure. It says 10,694,000.
So 10 million have watched since it aired. That's the archived version.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. Storbus Corbin. I love it. So that's Game Awards. I know MomBrain, myself, and Deux were all very moved by that special award that Jeff gave out.
Ooh.
Now, say all you want about the Game Awards and the gripes and what it should be and what it isn't. I am not against that, and I agree with a lot of it. But I will applaud Jeff for doing this new award and directly addressing head-on the situation in the game industry with companies closing and employees getting cut and all that. People wanted him to do something last year, and that stuff was really just like getting steam then. He's had a whole year, and now he addressed it head-on. I appreciate that. That's very hard for him to do, especially with the position he's in, but he did it. I really like that. And he gave the award to the guy who I can't remember his name, but it's a special yearly award where, people who make change. And this is a guy who is helping people in the game industry find new jobs, and he's had a lot of success with it. It was awesome to see. The guy's speech was fantastic because he's a down-to-earth guy that just wanted to be a part of the game industry in some way, and he didn't think it was possible, and now he's getting an award for his work. It was a really cool moment, really emotional speech. It made us emotional, all three of us. So it was really cool to see. I really, really liked that moment. That might be my favorite moment from this year's Game Awards. Besides Waldorf and Statler, they're always funny. I really like them. So.
Yeah, they roasted Jeff pretty good.
They got him good. So yeah, Game Awards. As far as if I'm measuring it based on what the Game Awards is, not what I want it to be or what I think it should be, then I'd say this was a pretty darn good Game Awards.
Measure
got
it
a lot
on
of
the gay of grows.
surprising reveals. There were award wins that I liked. Whatever.
Kojima was there, glad handing all the American celebrities because he just can't stay away from them.
He loves them.
I saw this meme. It was obviously, I don't think Hideo Kojima's a creep. I love the guy, but like I saw this meme that was just like he's going through, trying to find which celebrity's feet to scan next.
Yes.
Or something like
My
that.
new game is about feet. I need your feet. Nobody else's feet would work for this. I need yours.
Yeah, there's like a gif of him like hugging like Ella Purnell in this like nobody. He's not even like there's a million people there, and he like pulls her up and like hugs her, and she's like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, I'm sure he was doing some schmoozing and wheeling and dealing there without a doubt.
He's the best. Like I said the other night when we were playing Fortnite, I love when he gets up there because he goes up there with a translator, and you think it's gonna be a joke because he talks for like 5 minutes and you're like, the translator's not going to remember any of this, and the translator nails it, and you almost think the translator is just going to be like, thank you very much, and then like like walk away.
Kojima-san says he's very happy and looks forward to releasing his next game. Thank you.
He said all that.
All right, that's that. We did Game Awards unless anybody else has something they really want to say. All right,
Melissa,
let's go to news. Finally, am I right? There's a lot of top stories, but I'll keep it as sweet and short as possible. In Japan, a man was arrested for selling hacked data for Pokemon Sun, the 3DS game. 32-year-old man was arrested for selling hacks for save data in Pokemon Sun, which is against Japan's Unfair Competition Prevention Act. The Japan's Cyber Patrol was online and caught this listing. They snooped around. They saw the guy was up to some shady business, and they went to his house and they got him. He was selling ROMs that were hacked for $35 a piece. The police seized the man's computer and 37 different games. And yes, obviously they worked with Nintendo on this. And the law associated with the Unfair Competition Prevention Act means that this guy could serve up to 5 years in prison and pay $33,000. So probably won't go to jail, but will definitely pay a fine. So there you go. That's Nintendo's latest efforts in squashing efforts to modify their games in ways at all. Nintendo just doesn't want you to do it at all. So, I mean, rules are different here in America than in Japan, but if you're Japan, I would suggest not doing it because you might go to jail.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
That's right, Jordan. Speaking of Pokemon, right into another story about Pokemon, as you might know or remember. Nintendo and Pokemon Company are in a lawsuit with Pocket Pair, the developer of Palworld. And while we don't know the full specifics of the lawsuit, many have suspected that it's related to the throwing of the Pokeball in Pokemon games and how Palworld has something that is too similar. So believe Nintendo and Pokemon Company. Well, Palworld updated their game this week. And again, I want to stress, we do not know if that is the case for the legal battle, but it seems awfully suspicious that Palworld has now updated the game to change how one of their mechanics works. In Palworld, when you summon a pal, you hold out your pal sphere and throw it. So basically a Pokeball, and you throw it out and your Pokemon comes out. It's pretty much the same thing. Well,
and Palworld's catchphrase is "Gotta catch every one."
It's
just like such a rip.
It's true. It's got to catch them all instead of got to catch them all.
Got to catch them all.
That's right. It's like the Vanilla Ice situation. Clearly different. So they updated the game this week, and now your character simply takes out their pal sphere, and then a pal appears next to them. So no throwing or anything like that. So they changed it. Why? Just because they felt like it. Probably not. Probably because they're trying to get ahead of things here. So, and maybe Pokemon Company, Nintendo, and Pocket Pair could be talking, and Nintendo and Pokemon Company are like, hey, just get rid of the throwing mechanic, and we'll settle this amicably instead of going through this court thing. And they're like, all right, well, whatever, we could do this. Who knows? We'll keep up on the situation and let you know for sure. But the fact that there was this change, certainly is
No
interesting.
throwing balls allowed. In fact, Pokemon Company's going after MLB The Show next for copyright
These
issues.
baseballs have the potential to have pocket monsters come out of them, and we don't like
so
it.
the pitchers in that game they're going to.
But in
put out an
Palworld, they're
update.
not called pocket monsters. They're called pants pouch critters.
And in baseball,
pouch is
the
what I wanna call
outfielder's
it.
job is to catch them all. So come on, it's right there.
Man.
Marl
What a
O
riff.
says there is no doubt this was changed because of the lawsuit. What makes the lawsuit pretty scummy, though, is that Nintendo only even filed for the patents in question in this lawsuit in 2024 after Palworld released. Really just screams that Nintendo knew they didn't have a case, so they created a situation where they would have one after the fact, just because they didn't like that Palworld became successful while having a resemblance to Pokemon. And don't get me wrong, I have less than zero interest in Palworld, but in this case, Nintendo is at their worst. I don't like it. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm not going to say they're at their worst here. I think they've done worse things, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. But well,
It's just weird. It's like, why go after this, but you didn't go after Phoenix Rising?
I would argue they are,
Because they figured the spelling of that
All
was
right,
going to
first
take
things
that
first. Are
down
you
itself.
you being serious about that or no?
I mean, no, because I
Okay.
don't care about any of it. Like, I'm with you. I don't think they should be doing this, but like, what gives them grounds in this particular case? Just because it's such a popular game, they're like,
I mean, it
let's
was
go after 'em.
popular. It's not going to remain popular. I think it's really the truth is the pals in the game are very clearly inspired by Pokemon. Like, and it's very hard to, protect like a design to the degree that Nintendo or Pokemon Company would be able to would have to in order to get Palworld taken down for that. But yes, it's like this game is basically like, let's take the legs of this Pokemon and the face of this Pokemon and put them together, and we made a new Pokemon, but we call them pals. So like, obviously Pokemon Company and Nintendo look at this and are like, what the hell, man? Like, these are they're taking our characters, but they can't legally make a move. So they're like, let's figure out a way legally we can do something here to let them know, like, hey, we're watching you. Be careful.
Nintendo
So I
has
don't
been
like that, but I understand Nintendo and Pokemon Company being like, hey, these are Pokemon.
Nintendo has been doomed for a long time and
Mhm.
just getting like scraping by, and they know that this
Writing's on the wall.
competition, the competition with Palworld, could be the thing that like sinks them completely. So they have to go for it.
Also, totally unrelated, but Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the best-selling Pokemon mainline games ever. It's not related. I just wanted to say Nintendo is doomed. You're right. You got
Also, there's a new version of that. I think it's the Scarlet and Jonathan, Pokemon Scarlet and
Whoa, I'd be
Pokemon
all over
Jonathan.
that
Great.
one. Are you in North America? We are.
Yes.
Do you have a Switch Online account? We all do.
Yes.
Well, if you are in the same boat as us, you have a new free game trial around, or as Lou would say, a game trial at no additional cost. You can now play Cozy Grove from the 11th to the 17th. So we're right in the middle of it. You can play it no additional cost with your Switch Online account. It's a life sim game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island. You earn 100 platinum points just for doing it. And the game is on sale for 50% off until December 31st. So play Cozy Grove. You got your save data. You like what's going on. And you're like, I'm going to own this game. You can go buy it for 50% off. So
Is that what's that game about? As a ghost or something? I think.
are you being
So
serious? Because I just read the description.
Don't worry about it. We don't have to go over it.
Let me tell you. I remember. I think
I'll
it's
just look it up
about.
myself.
It's a life sim game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island.
Yeah.
Seagrove Cozy G.
Slicer
Nice.
says this is such an unrelated perk of Nintendo Switch Online. I tried a few games through this, and some of them hooked me enough to pick them up after the trial is done. That's why they do it, to highlight games that Nintendo thinks you guys would really like this if you try it. And now we give you even more reason to try it because you can play it for no additional cost for a week. And we're putting the game on sale for free. This is
Yeah, but how much is it?
How much is the game right now?
I'm just
50% off.
I
I don't
know.
know what the price is. This is a hell of a story. This is. Oh no, not this one. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do that to you. We'll just tell you right now.
Tell us.
We're going to it.
Show us.
We're going right to it. So, as you know, in recent weeks, accessory manufacturers have been showing off their Switch Successor accessories. But it's like, Chinese companies, and you're like, is this, what, are these knockoffs? Is this the real deal? Whatever. But they've been showing off things that have been letting us glean some supposed details of the Switch's successor. Well, I don't know what else to say. We have official details on the Switch successor. This comes from dBrand, which is a well-known accessory manufacturer.
Oh, they make the D pants.
It's
too.
the first. It's the first Western accessory manufacturer who has been like, hey, who has been like, hey, you know what? Here's some details about the Switch successor. As far as I'm concerned, this is 100% legitimate information about the Switch successor. dBrand has such a long history of doing everything they can to needle every one of the big hardware makers, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. They love doing it. They just love annoying these companies. They love causing trouble and stirring up problems. So that dBrand was, I guess they were just like, you know what? These sons of bitches, other accessory manufacturers are getting all the spotlight. We're going to just go for it. So they opened a website for their Kill Switch case, which is a case that exists for other portables right now, including the Switch. But they open a website for the Switch 2 Kill Switch that has a 3D video of the Switch successor in their case. And then they were like, we're not answering any questions. And then the next day, of course, they were inundated with questions. And their CEO was like, all right, it's the Switch successor. We got the dimensions of the thing. We don't know all the details about it, but we got our information. So it's legit. You can watch their 3D render. If you click on that Imgur link I have in the post, you can see a 3D video play. But yeah, this is Switch successor information. This is legit. I don't know what else to tell you unless it's some. There's no reason for this company to lie about this. They're making a product. Like, this is legit. So here's the details we know about the Switch successor. I'm going to call this first official Switch successor information.
There's not a whole lot that's different, is there?
Well, that's what we've heard rumored wise for a while now.
Is it this light blue thing that we're looking at?
Light blue.
Yeah,
it's the thing in the case. Oh no, you're on the wrong story. No, both of you guys are on the wrong story. Like I said, you went to that story. I said I'm going to skip that one because that was something else. I said I'm just going to go for it. It's way more towards the top of top stories. That's the title is accessory manufacturer seemingly reveals official Switch successor details.
Wow.
And this was updated all throughout yesterday. So I'll read you the details.
Look at all those changes.
Larger and taller than a Switch OLED, roughly the same thickness. The handheld is 270 millimeters wide, 116 millimeters tall, and 14 millimeters thick. The console portion takes up to 200 millimeters of that overall width. Kickstand will measure around half the console's height at around 55 millimeters. It's basically same as the Switch OLED kickstand, which is a much improved kickstand. The diagonal measurement of the screen is 8 inches, so a bigger screen. Joy-Cons are magnetically attached, which is a rumor we've heard for a long time now. They're magnetically attached with an ejection button on the back of the Joy-Cons near the top. So there you go. Because people are like, these Joy-Cons, when they're connected to the Switch, they're connected, but there's a little give in them. So we have a new locking system. There's a second square button under the home button that has a C printed on it.
Ooh, there's a C button.
I know. This is a rumor we've heard in recent weeks, and now we're hearing, I'm going to say that it's confirmed. What does it do? We don't know. Is it another camera button like the other camera button? One on each Joy-Con? I don't know.
C.
I would hope for something better than that, but who knows? Joysticks are 6.2 millimeters tall. D-pad and ABXY buttons are 1.5 millimeters tall. The kickstand is 180 millimeters wide. So they said the handheld body of the Switch successor is 200 millimeters. So the screen part without the Joy-Cons. And the kickstand is 180 millimeters. So the kickstand runs pretty much the whole length of the thing. Back triggers that extend 14 millimeters. The CEO of the company says he's, quote, genuinely unsure, end quote, about the release date of the Switch Successor, but they are working to put out their case late March or early April. So that's what they're working under. They're saying that's when we're looking to get our case out. So
This is a protective case, not a like hold and play case, right?
let's look at it. It is not a hold and play case. No, it's a protective case.
Okay.
Yeah, it almost looks like a shell that claps.
Yeah, that's why I'm
clips
looking at
over.
it. I'm like, you can't access the buttons.
And
you can't
the
access this, you
specifics on
can't
the dock
access-
or the screen being an LCD or an LED, we don't know. So if you're looking for dock details, we don't know. If you're looking for LED or screen details, we don't know that.
We probably should expect LED, right? Because
No,
LCD
LCD, like the current Switch, they're going to launch with the cheaper version first.
LCD is cheaper. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
They'll do LED later, like they did with the OLED Switch, because they want to keep it as cheap
Right.
as they can.
I'm
at
thinking-
launch. Reverse.
OLED is fancier than regular LED, but I guess regular LED doesn't exist in screens. It's LCD.
Yes, like I said, the Switch and the Switch Lite are LCD. The Switch OLED is OLED. So yeah, they just went for it. I can imagine Nintendo is very angry about this. Again, I am saying this is legit information. Like that, I have no reason to believe other. I know this company in particular. I have talked to them many times, and I've also reported on them many times because they love to needle the hardware manufacturers and poke the bear.
Doesn't Nintendo have like a history of if there's like a big leak of something that they've been working on, they just scrap it completely?
They have done that.
So maybe they'll just scrap this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. But,
Big whoopsie there,
but
man.
this is pretty crazy.
All to get,
I
like, one
can't think
manufacturer of cases.
in my history of covering Nintendo and in my longer fandom of being a Nintendo fan, I can't think of these kind of leaks where it's like we get something that's like, oh, this is like legit. So now, as for the hardware doing other special things, like extra buttons that do things or some feature of the system that we don't know about, that is still up in the air. But as far as dimensions and all that stuff, for this, I'd say is as close to legit.
But this other leak is pretty close
Again,
too.
it lends more credibility to that. Yes. So with dBrand's
I mean, there's
information
some-
out there, it makes all those other things we've seen as far as those accessory leaks look very legit.
Yeah.
Especially with that trigger button, that new trigger button.
Yes. Me real,
Me real.
But it's like
Mimi
a
wants
sideways trigger
Roach.
button? Like,
huh?
it's like sideways trigger. I don't know how's that.
Well, you'll have these two, and then you'll have this one, so it's actually going to be very comfortable.
Or
I would think.
or they're moving the RL back. Like that could be, it could be a different placement. I don't know. Mirel says, I'm not familiar with these cases. Does the CEO's comment imply that the recessed screen, Joy-Con sitting taller than the screen, is part of the kill switch case or part of the Switch 2 design? I would have to. I would have to crunch the numbers more to tell you specifically.
I'm in charge of GoNintendo.
Oh boy.
Oh, that
All right,
sounds
what are we doing
just
next,
like
then?
them.
What are we doing next? We're gonna do a story about
I'm on the home screen of my phone, so she's screwed.
we're gonna do a story about Charles Martinet.
Nope.
I tried.
So there you go. Yeah, Nintendo's not going to be
I'm
happy about that.
thrilled.
Obviously, but it is what it is. There was something else about.
Charles Martinet.
Oh, let me see. Yes, because I knew Quen's covered a story. I'm finding out about this story live. I told him to make a top story because we were talking about the headline, but I didn't read the story yet because I'm doing the podcast. So we're going to read it together. An insider has shared
this rumor?
supposed hands-on impressions of the Switch Successor. I know that somebody on Reddit was like, I got inside information about the Switch Successor. And they're like, yeah, right. Get this garbage out of here or show me proof. One of the moderators of the Reddit thread or the subreddit was like that. And then the moderator was like, well, son of a bitch, they showed me proof. So we're going to let it stand. So we will read about this together. The guy on Reddit said his username is Next Handheld. And he started a thread and said, I've come from the future. It's literally what he said. And he said, I have a final release Switch 2 and it's stock. Could be 3D printed or what. I don't know the details. But again, the moderator of the subreddit, one of them, was sent proof of this. And the moderator was like, okay, we're going to let the post stand because the proof that they've showed me seems legitimate enough to go
How?
with this. And Quince did a lovely little summary. We're going to read through this together. I'm excited because it's new Nintendo news that I didn't break. And
It's
I
probably
get to learn
Bill Trinan, right?
it. I think it's
Billy Trins.
Billy Trins. It's Billy Trins, yeah. Not related to Billy Blanks because they have a different last name, just the same first name.
Well, we found out J.K. Rowling and J.K. Simmons were related.
That's
so.
true. Here we go. Thank you, Quince. The previous leaks and 3D renderings in the next console have basically been accurate. It's going to be called the Nintendo Switch 2. And a logo is the original Switch logo with the 2 next to it. No surprise there. They were...
No.
Yes, 100% yes. We don't want another Wii U situation here. I agree. The name is boring. I get it. But do not make the Wii U situation happen again. You gave it a name that nobody understood, and then nobody knew if it was an add-on for the Wii, and the thing bombed. Naming, marketing right out the bat was garbage. Play it safe with the name.
I'm picturing Mario on the device going like this. Like next to where it says Switch.
That's going to be a special edition.
Doing what he does in every game.
Yeah, but this is for the system.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I see Mario doing that, I will think it's from the other games.
Look,
but if Nintendo
congratulations.
tells me,
I'm glad you love the name. I think it's lazy.
what did I say?
You said you don't like it,
the
but
name.
you love that it's there because of marketing.
This is so this is the non-argument. You can't. I agree. The name is boring. I agree. I would like a different name. I agree with all of that, but we can't do that.
So here's. This would probably go over really well for a lot of people, and you would not buy it if they called it the Switch Remastered.
I'm going to buy it no matter what it's called. It plays new games.
The
If it only
Switch
played
Remastered.
if it only played new, or if it only played remastered games, no, I would not buy it. But
man,
yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
let's look at Nintendo's
get
history. Would you rather it be called the Super Switch?
I like Switch 2 now that I'm thinking about it because
I'll take the Switch.
Because in my head I was thinking like
Very good.
In my head, I was thinking like PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, but like that would be like Nintendo, Nintendo 2, Nintendo 3.
Yeah.
So like I think this is fine because it's the Nintendo Switch 2, and then maybe the next thing will be the Nintendo Dolphin, or who knows.
This also not confirms, but this guarantees that they're going to continue selling the Switch because people are going to keep buying the Switch thinking it's a cheap Switch 2. Like not knowing,
but then it's the same people who buy PS2
and then they'll go back and buy the Switch too. So they're selling two systems.
And you could argue, look at what happened with Microsoft. They did Xbox 360. Okay, it's the next one because there's no other Xbox out there. Then you do Xbox One, and then people are like, what's going on?
Then it's getting weird.
I don't know what's going on. So Switch 2, play it safe. This time around, completely agree. To your point, I don't like the name. I also don't give a shovel about the name. I want them to pick a name that will not confuse people as to this being a new system, and that is the name you go with.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be like Nintendo's history and be like, it's a Super Switch or Switch Advance. Then you run the risk of confusing people.
Or the new Switch.
Yeah, you're right.
Or the new Switch in very Nintendo fashion. You could do that.
Oh, yeah.
You get the new Switch? I sure did.
That's on like a new model though, right? Like
a
whole new redesign is the new Switch. And
so
the
Switch 2 OLED, they will call the new Switch 2. Moving on. They were told a mid-March release date as well as a January reveal, but that info doesn't come from a first-party source. So secondhand information. There will be multiple colors of the units. Oh, hooray! With gray coming first. While white units will also be at launch or coming later. So a little wiggle room there.
I like that it's going to be gray. Hopefully that's true. That's cool. If it's
First one was gray.
if it's NES
Purple.
gray.
Second one would be gray. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like dark gray, like black gray? I was thinking like NES
exactly
gray.
Like the first system was gray.
Oh, I thought that was
my
black.
guess.
I guess that is dark.
Like
gray.
the screen has black casing around it, but the Joy-Con are gray. You call the system the color based on the color of the Joy-Con, I would imagine.
Yeah, when I think
like
gray,
when they sell the
I'm
it's
thinking
like
NES
the neon
gray.
red, neon blue Switch, or the
Gotcha. Yeah, you're right. You're
all
right.
the whatever. The bezel around the screen is black on all of them.
They thought of everything.
Yes, Nicky? Okay. There will be a special edition of the console themed around a specific game.
But only if that gray turns like
I asked you
yellow.
on purpose. Jesus.
Well, this just came to me after I said no. But I only want that initial NES gray if it turns like yellowish after being in this, like playing it in the sun after like a while.
Boktai.
The sun is in your hands.
Boktai too.
Yeah.
There will be a special edition of the console themed around a specific game that is yet to be named, although the Redditor says the number 9 is in the title, which would most likely indicate Mario Kart 9. What other game would have 9 in the title that wouldn't be Mario Kart 9 that would also be worthy of a special edition of the Switch 2?
Resident Evil 9.
That is the
What a
only
twist.
example, and that could
Oh,
be true.
actually, they're up to 9, right?
That is literally the next game.
Dude, are you excited?
But 9's not coming out soon. We're going to be
Not
waiting a while for
until-
9.
Not until I don't know when this is supposed to come out again.
I said it, but you were probably too busy thinking of your yellowing joke.
It wasn't a
March.
joke. That's what I want.
There's some kind of new tech in the Joy-Cons that no one has mentioned yet, which quote could create new experiences. End quote. Specifically, it
Sweat
sounds like
sensors, probably.
it sounds like this feature is in the quote top side of the Joy-Con when detached. End quote. When asked for more specific information, the Redditor replied, quote, think lasers, laser tag with the Joy-Con. I don't know what it is. Who knows?
Shoots lasers into your eyes because it's on the top.
The Joy-Con magnets themselves can be used as buttons. So based on dBrand,
shoulder buttons.
we know that the magnets are there. Now we're seeing they could be. Now I want to point this out. This is still rumored information. I count the dBrand stuff as legit, but Nicky Hill's had an epiphany.
So the fact that they're magnets and not a rail system, you don't need an extra piece to make them like comfortable to play with.
I would imagine the rail will still be there, but maybe not.
No, it's like because I think it from what we're seeing, like it kind of like potentially I would think it insets. And if those are actually buttons, it's like what's on the Switch now, but you need to slide that extra piece on there to make it comfortable to play. But since they're magnets, they might be able to like protrude a little bit or whatever, and it just makes it that much more seamless of a Switch.
We'll see. Joy-Cons, buttons, and sticks are slightly larger than the Switch, and I think there will be nobody who really complains about that. The Joy-Cons will use Hall effect sticks. If this is not true, I will be very disappointed. Would I not buy the system for it? No.
What are Hall effects?
Hall effect joysticks use magnets to control or to read your movements, and that means there's no parts inside to break down. So you literally cannot get stick drift because it's magnets. There's nothing that's going to wear on anything at all. So Hall effect, for all intents and purposes, completely eliminates the potential
There's
for drift.
no problems ever with those that style.
Hall effect joysticks are out now. I do not know of any. I don't even want to say widespread. I haven't heard of like a rash of complaints about something happening with Hall effect joysticks. And Hall effect joysticks are so much nicer to use than an analog joystick. They are much smoother. They just feel better. It's a better idea all around, but it is more expensive. But after what Nintendo probably spent on their Joy-Con replacement system, they're like, let's do Hall effect. I hope this is true. If it is true, I could see Nintendo being like, we spent all that money last time and we're still doing that program. How about we just spend a little money here and eliminate the problem down the road, hopefully. Deux is upset for some reason. I'll bite.
I'm not upset. I just don't buy it. I just think they're going to cheap out. They're going to cheap out on the screen at first, and they're going to cheap out on the...
I don't want to say cheap out or I don't like that you're saying cheap out because it's like you have one standard, basically. You go with regular joysticks or you go with the more expensive one. So I don't want to say cheap out. You go with the standard or you go with the more expensive.
They're going to standard out on it, and that's how it's going to be.
And it could like switch to OLED if that is a thing that comes out. They could do Hall effect joysticks on that. But let's put it this way. They cheap out and go with regular joysticks and you don't like that. I guarantee there's going to be a third-party controller that has Hall effect joysticks.
But think about this too. Like if they're going to
thumbsticks.
If that is the case, then they're going to have like a cheaper version, and then they're going to have the OLED with like the Hall effect.
But that won't be at launch.
But then what you're looking at is like a much more significant jump in price, right? Because now you're adding a more expensive screen with more expensive
adding
joysticks.
Hall effect joysticks down the road.
Yeah, it's either going to be there at launch or not at all this generation.
I will agree with that. I will agree.
Because the OLED, they're going to want to it's going to be more expensive if they were to do that. But you don't want to like have that big of a jump
The only counterpoint I have is they've had systems where they've literally added in whole buttons or joysticks that weren't on the previous iteration of the system. So they've gone even further. But I agree with you.
Interesting.
I think it's not going to be.
I feel like
It's either there from the start or won't be.
we know their customer service is great, and if you have something wrong with your Joy-Cons, you can send them in and get them replaced, and it's usually, as far as I know, no questions asked. But I bet you they make. I bet you not everybody does that. I bet you people go out and buy new controllers, and I bet you they make their money back. I'm sure they're doing fine, and I don't think they're going to put these Hall effect joysticks on there or thumbsticks. I hope they do. They sound cool. I've never used one.
Yeah,
Darmani said
you will notice a difference.
the pack-in game is $9.99.
Sequel to that.
Hmm.
Theme system for it too. Wow, that's a
But that sequel would be what, 18. That
It's
doesn't
got to have 9 in the title. He said so. 999
9.
18. And there was already a sequel to that. So, original Joy-Con should work with the new console, but won't be charged while attached to it. This is a rumor we've heard for a while now. That's why Nintendo put out that special like Joy-Con charger caddy like a few months ago, because everybody's like, oh, they're getting ready to like move to the next system, but you're going to need a way to charge your old Joy-Con.
But it works with them, so you can put.
It would work with them, but they will not charge because obviously.
So you can attach it to the system. There's different ways to understand that.
Okay.
Can
they
they
will not physically attach to the system,
They
but
won't.
they will wirelessly connect to the system.
So
So you
that's-
can use them
yeah.
to play the system, but you cannot attach them to charge because
Well,
the Joy-Con on Switch
Because-
have the rails, and this, if it is magnetic, will
this
attach
makes it
differently.
sound like it attaches and doesn't.
That's why I'm
Charge.
saying, yeah, it
just
can,
the way
it
it's
can,
worded.
it can
Real
work with
Joy-Con
it, but
should
it just won't charge.
No, it says original Joy-Cons work with the new console, but won't be charged while attached to it. So I guess they can attach.
Which means
means
that-
there are
that it
rails,
would
which
have
means-
rails
That
in
means
it. It would
if
need
they
rails.
are attached to the system, then there would have to be
Oh.
rails. Yes. There's an audible clicking sound, non-digital, when attaching the Joy-Cons to the system,
Which makes
That's,
sense because
you
there's
know,
a lock.
That's their thing.
If there's an eject button, that there's something locking it in.
They're not gonna lose that branding. They love that. I mean, when I, it's like, PlayStation has their stupid noise that I don't like. Sound like that girl on TikTok. But like when I hear that noise, I know, oh, Switch, they're showing something Switch related. Plus it shows. Yeah, MomBrain will attest to this. If we're ever watching TV and I'm like working or doing something on my phone, if the TV's on and I hear, I'm like, oh, a Switch thing, and I
Or
look
like
up because
TikTok. If
I-
I'm like
I-
watching
yeah.
TikToks,
I
I'll
was
be like,
what can-
go back. That was a switch. And
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
the analog
"Ah."
click, though. I thought they like, it's like in the commercials and stuff. It's still like or it's a
sound
snap
effect.
or something, right? Yeah.
It's a sound effect. Yes.
No, well, you're saying they're not going to get rid of that
Noise.
sound,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a different sound than when in real life than on the commercial.
I love you so
much.
much.
I'm just trying to clarify.
I don't even know what to say.
I love.
I don't even know what you're asking. I don't know what I
It's
have
just a
no idea
different-
what to say. at
It's
all.
great.
No,
Because
but so when you put the
Yes,
joy,
when you slide
hold
the Joy-Con
on.
onto the Switch, it goes a little bit like that. And the Switch that you hear in the commercials, it's a different noise. Yes, is that what you want?
Is it different? Okay, then yes.
I just never know
I haven't
where
used
it's going.
it in a
Like, That's
while.
why I love it. 'Cause
I
I'm-
play it docked
You
all
did
the
that
time.
Always
whole
on my
spiel,
toes.
and then I explain it for what you're looking for, and then you ask me, "Is it different?" So you go back to the original thing.
Well,
I
no,
said.
because I thought when you connect it to the Switch,
It plays a noise.
it's similar to what's in the commercials, but I
It
guess
plays
it's not.
the exact noise you hear in the commercials. Yes, but in real life, you also hear a click when you put your Joy-Cons in.
Right. Which is what I'm saying is that like he says or they say it's not a sound effect. It's just the analog click of something locking into place essentially.
Yes.
So they're not like
Any locking mechanism in the history of the world.
So
will
they
make
took
a noise.
so they
Right.
took a step backwards because they took out the digital.
that's what I'm
sound.
saying. They
Yep.
are moving away from that.
No, it doesn't say that the system won't have a digital noise. It says there is an audible clicking sound non-digital when attaching the Joy-Cons. That's not saying there won't also be one when you connect them. It's just saying there
But
is a
they're
noise.
also saying that it's not that the analog sound is there and not the digital sound. So that's why I'm saying, so that's not whatever. I don't really care. I'm trying to like understand everything that you're saying because it's all happening so fast.
Well, we're all learning this together at the same time because I have not read this.
Clearly I'm not. I'm way behind all of you.
How about this? It's going to click when you connect them. Done.
Right. And I said that's great because like kind of obvious because it's a locking mechanism.
But it will
there's
not
an
be
ad-
the noise you hear in the commercials. That is a different clip.
And you just said, of course they're not going to get away from that noise because that's their trademark.
Mhm.
So I don't know what to understand. You're saying they're not going to move away from that, and and then you're saying
Yeah.
it's not the same noise that you hear in the commercials.
No, I'm saying the real life noise you hear is different from what you hear in the commercial.
Okay.
Like the Switch commercials have a branding noise that is meant to replicate, or at least somewhat replicate, the noise of a Joy-Con connecting to the system. But the Switch also does play that exact sound effect when you connect.
Right. And they're saying you don't get that sound effect. You just get the analog.
I don't want to
snap.
say that they're saying that. I read this as they're specifically pointing out that when you click the systems in, you do get an audible clicking noise.
Right. And I
But
just
I'm
interpreted
not-
it differently.
and
Is
they're-
all I'm saying.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'd have to go read the Reddit post.
Let's rewind this whole conversation like it never happened because none of it matters. What's the next point?
Well, it does matter. Like I said, it's branding. That branding matters. It triggers you. It's
Who knows, Blood Ocean? Who
uh,
knows?
I wanna
What
see
are they
what
saying?
Blood
What's
Ocean's saying.
happening?
Yeah. What are they talking about?
Oh, I got a lot to catch up on. Blood Ocean says, "What are talking about?" Oh, I caught it right before you did that edit. You said, "What are talking about?"
Oh, quick. Raw Meat's
Uh,
making fun of
the
people
dock
and
is
their
similar-
typos.
The dock is similar to the original Switch dock, but with rounded edges and wider. The dock doesn't cover the entire screen, and some of it still sticks out at the top. So, like the current Switch, it's about the same weight as the original Switch and is equally as thin. Switch 2 cartridges.
Does the fan in the dock sound like a jet engine when you're playing a game?
That's a joke about PlayStation.
No, mine gets really loud when I'm playing.
Okay. I'm not even gonna pry any further.
I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to be a troll or anything. It does. It gets loud.
Switch
All the way across my room, even I can hear it.
Switch 2 cartridges look similar to Switch cartridges, and the cartridge port is the same size. There you go, everybody. That is your rumored Switch information. A Switch 2 information with your, what I'd say is confirmed Switch successor.
The gloves are coming off, people.
The Switch 2 is coming off the rails.
Coming out the dock.
Coming out the dock and off the rails.
Off the rails.
They
Oh,
both
you're right.
work.
Off the rails. There's no rail. Well, we don't know if there's rails. We'll have to just wait.
Coming off the rails. It all works. But again, this one was rumored stuff versus the dBrand information, which we covered previously, which I'd say is about as close to confirmed as you can get. There you go, everybody. Riff Silver says, it's
copy
a
that.
correction and a comment from Quince. So there you go.
And Dre Gamer told me that I need to clean out my fan.
Nobody's nerfing.
I'm a dirty boy.
I was gonna say that, yeah, but I played the Switch a lot without headphones, and I would hear a very light noise every once in a while. But
It's probably full of dog fur.
I play with headphones or earbuds in, so I don't know.
But you use an OLED, right?
OLED's my main.
So you don't use your original Switch, which I'm sure
She does, though.
right?
She's got original Switch.
I have his original
Yeah.
Switch.
Oh,
But you don't play it in the dock. You're usually playing a handheld in the grip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've done both, but
It's alive and kicking. So there you go. What are we at here? Okay. I gotta be picky about how I'm covering things here. Well, since we're talking about hardware, I'll go right into this one. We thank you to Vachi for sending over this patent. We got a patent this week that shows now again, this is so funny. And I was so mad at myself. Whenever Nintendo does something with patents in the article and on this podcast, I always go out of my way to say, now, just because Nintendo patents something doesn't mean we'll ever see it. Doesn't mean it'll see the light of day. It's just an idea they're patenting. So I didn't say it in this post. It's something I always think about. I didn't say it. It slipped my mind. What post goes viral on Reddit? This one. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And somebody in the comments is like, just because it's a patent. And I was like, son of a bitch. The one time I forget to do it. Of course this happens. So let me say it again. Just because it was patented by Nintendo does not mean it will become a product you can buy or ever see released or ever be spoken of by Nintendo. But it is a Nintendo patent for joysticks, and it changes how a joystick feels in your hand through the power of a special liquid that can freely flow around the joystick inside the controller that has the ability to change from liquid to solid when hit with a magnetic field.
We're talking about Ice 9 in this stuff?
crazy.
Like,
So what does this mean? It means, say you're playing a game and Mario's running around in the grass, and you got a joystick that feels nice and smooth, and then Mario wanders into a swamp with mud, and when you go in the mud, the joystick feels muddy, sluggish, like you're in something. So
I've
you
always
feel it
felt
in
that
your
because
thumbs.
everything about it has been like a psychological response to seeing it and hearing it while you're playing it. Like I feel it anyway,
Now
even
you'll
though
really feel it
Yeah.
if this comes to fruition.
and I get
Cool
like
idea.
thumb fatigue.
Can you just try not
Can I get-
complaining about it and let's get it out
I'm
and
just-
then we'll see how it
I'm
feels.
not really complaining. I'm just, I'm gonna probably be so tired. What about your wrists? You're gonna be working overtime.
That's
Game
why I
over.
have the wrist braces, man.
That's why I done.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would be a cool idea. I would love to see this. It would be great in Switch 2. Who knows? But again, we may never see it used
That is
anywhere ever.
insane technology. Sounds crazy.
So that I would imagine would up the price in systems, in system. But that's par for the course with every Nintendo system. The Wii remote, the Wii U gamepad. It's not like they haven't had expensive.
But there's a
controllers before.
chance that it could. There's a good chance that it could be if they're using Hall effect controllers and because they already have magnets. In
I
them, right?
cannot. No, I would. They
Complete-
Got, yeah.
Oh,
it's
now you
gotta
got
be
magnets
different.
on magnets on magnets here.
Well, it would be, I don't know. I'm talking out my ass here, but I know magnets for Hall effect, and you're not going to use those same magnets to run electricity through to change the solid, the liquid. Like it's got to be a separate system completely.
you think it's like mercury?
but-
Oh gosh, what are we doing?
I don't know what it is. You go read the patent. It's a
thanks.
free flowing special liquid.
Hmm.
But we have the patent if you want to go see it. This patent was discovered by Mike Odyssey. I want to point that out. So thank you, everybody who sent this our way. Thank you because the post went viral. I very much appreciate it. I meant to say earlier, thank you for the support on social media. I've been doing things different on Threads. I don't know what's going on social media in general, but people are finding us in big swaths right now. So thank you for that support. It's nice to see. Vin Loria says, yes.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would do this. Well, Vin Loria, I say to you, yes. I'm also hoping they do it. They may never do it. They may do it with Switch 2. Let's cross fingers for Switch 2 because I love this idea. Give me a gimmick and I'm all about it as long as it's used. So I think that's a very cool idea. We shall see. We shall see, my friends. I know
Lasers, liquid in our joysticks. What is happening, huh?
All this information has put some liquid in my joystick.
Hey,
Well, now's the time for you
there must be magnets in my pocket because stuff is getting.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not gonna keep going. What hard?
hard, yeah. It was
Okay.
right there. Yeah, it was a great joke. Very quickly, Pokemon trading card game Pocket has now surpassed 60 million downloads. Last time we talked about the game, which was less than a month ago, the game is at 20 million downloads. So really doing some numbers. Sticer says, count me as in that camp. I downloaded it on a whim to see what all the fuss was about, and I open my 2 packs daily now. Not really doing anything with them, just enjoy collecting. And that's the great part, because if you're a collector and you just enjoy collecting, you can play this whole experience for free. No such thing. Oh, I guess at the additional cost of buying a phone or a tablet, but the game can just be played for free. You never need to spend a dime. So if you just like card collecting, albeit digital, you can enjoy that with spending $0.
The game.
Very quickly, E-Ring Elden R's director says, I don't know anything about Switch 2. Because the new E-Ring Elden R game was announced, which is called E-Ring N-Rain. Thank you. And IGN was like, hey, is that going to go to the Switch Successor? A question that he obviously can't answer, but God bless IGN for trying. And the director of the game, Junya Ishizaki, said, quote, I'm afraid we know nothing about the Switch 2 at this point either, so it's difficult to say right now. Sorry, end quote. He knows about it. He just can't say stuff. What does he actually know? Probably not a lot, but he knows of it. Don't get me wrong. So who knows? Could happen at some point. Watch. We'll see the Switch Successor trailer, and they'll have E-Ring and Night R.
It's
And
getting
Night
really
Shyamalan.
hard. Can we just go with N-Rain Night R
No,
instead
that's
of
backward. Oh, yeah. No.
instead of adding the
And Rain
E-Ring
Night R. Yeah, I mean that's not
instead of
bad.
it being E-Ring Elden,
because that's what E-Ring Elden R
is.
essentially is.
Yes. So what? All right. So we need to workshop.
And
it.
Rain Night R. I mean, we if we say it enough, E-Ring and rain. E-ring and rain. E-ring
E-ring
and
and
rain.
rain. E-ring and rain. E-ring and rain. I can remember that. E-ring and rain.
Okay.
E-ring and rain. Idris Elba.
Yeah. Siblings.
And I hope I don't have to mention the game's name again today. I'm going to screw it up. Switch Online. Again, we're all Switch Online members here. Switch Online in 2024 has seen more game releases than any other year.
I'm not surprised by that.
We're not
news.
talking about eShop.
Oh.
Clarification. We're talking about Switch Online. So the
Oh.
exclusive games that go there, but mostly retro games. Last year, we saw 55 titles. As of this week's editions, we're at 56. Will Nintendo squeeze in 1, 2, 3 more before the year's over? I don't know, but they've officially released more this year than any other year. So if you're a Switch Online member, that's great news, everybody. You're at 56 titles for the year, more than one a week.
And those are just like the but it doesn't count like
Legacy
egg
games and new titles that are exclusive.
but
to
it doesn't
Switch
count
Online.
like egg console titles are
Not
still
eShop at
digital
all. No.
release. Okay.
So again, GBA, NES,
Oh, anything that's on the
Genesis,
Game Boy, yes,
but then
legacy
also like
systems.
F-Zero 99 and stuff like that. So there you go. 10 Donut says, I've never noticed how much they stalled releases during the pandemic. You'd think that might have been an ideal time to tempt people. I guess there's always some larger plan that they preferred to delay. Oh, it's not like they really were preparing their line for the pandemic and it shifted how work worked for them. So yeah, I imagine that threw in a whole bunch of monkey wrenches.
Sinfield, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night's sleep, and if we don't see you, happy holidays. They're saying they're heading to bed.
Oh well, have a nice rest. You deserve it. You work so hard. Hi, Laxter. Good to see you. Sorry, Discord. I've been sorry, Discord every week. I love you guys. I'm so sorry. You're funny and your gifts are great. And I need another screen here. But anyway,
Please, like a big one right here. Am I right, dude? Yeah.
wow. Moving on.
And we'll put a mirror up there so we can still see it.
Oh,
One of those
okay.
big
All right.
curved. Yeah.
We have an update on the streamer who pirated Nintendo games and told people to pirate them, and he's just like, I don't care.
He said, "R."
Nintendo has tried to serve this guy his papers 5 different times, and to no avail. The man is never.
He never
can't be
tips.
got. So
Oh.
Nintendo has gone to the court, and they're like, we tried to serve this guy 5 times, and it ain't working. And now Nintendo's like, we should go after his partner, his mother, and his grandmother.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, not business partner.
Brutal. No, brutal. So Nintendo's pleading to the court that they it's this guy's being a jerk and evading us and still taunting us.
So they're going to start kidnapping his family
So
members?
it's time for us to go. Let's hurt him through the other people because now he's going to ruin other people's lives. Is it brutal? Yes. Is it nasty? Yes.
Now
What
you
are you gonna
know.
do?
Now you know
I
why
mean,
those other
I'm not
characters are
saying I
called.
like it.
What do
I'm
you
not
mean?
saying
What are you
hell
gonna do?
corporate.
No.
What is Nintendo's? Okay, so Nintendo's
So
supposed to say
we're going after the guy's grandmother. Are we
You
going
tell me
after
what Nintendo's
felons'
supposed to
grandmothers?
do. You tell me what they should
This is when you hire the person to like dress up as an old person and trip in
okay,
front of them,
okay.
and then
We'll
when
do
they go to
jokes
pick them
later.
up, they go, "Oh, you've been served." Like you got to get crafty with
I'm
it.
sorry.
You don't get vindictive.
It's that difficult to find this guy. I mean, Nintendo can't hire. I mean, what have they been training Charles Martinet to do? I told you all about it. Send him out there and find this guy. We're not going after his grandmother. What are we, animals?
I asked you a question. I don't like it either. I think it's nasty. I think it's brutal. You tell me what they are supposed to do. Should they
Not
say,
go
well,
after the grandmother?
Okay, what are they supposed to do?
I told you, and you
Send
told me
a
to shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Send a detective out there and find him.
So I'm not
Why
giving
is
an
that
answer.
weird?
Well, that's what
Why
they
is
do.
that weird?
No, that's
Why
what
is going after the
he's-
grandmother
he's-
easier than hiring a detective?
He's saying they have tried 5 times already. Whatever legal avenues they have taken, detectives and police.
I didn't
work and
hear
whatever.
detective or police
No.
work.
Okay, so
I don't know
didn't
how-
say
I don't know
it,
how
but
involved
yes,
they've gotten.
Nintendo is legally following every avenue they can to get this guy served, and it is not working. So the next step has to be taken. I think that's horrible. I don't want them to do that. But Nintendo's not going to say, well, we tried to get him and we couldn't. Nice job, you win. They're going to get nasty. I don't like
Like
that.
the way
I
that
don't want them
the
to
only
do
way
that.
that you
But
can properly serve papers is like it has to be face to face, like handing
Yeah.
it directly over to you. They can't knock on his door and then leave it on his doorstep. It has to be physically handed over.
So we're
And
saying
so he's
we're
just not
giving the
answering the
grandmother
door,
the
he's-
papers, so she gives him the papers.
No, we're saying
No.
kidnap the grandmother and say, you want Granny back, come and pick up
I
your
don't know
package.
legally what happens. Like, I don't know how that works, but because as Nicky Hill is saying, you have to be physically served. So I don't know if that means looping them into the lawsuit, which the guy will obviously know is going to happen. And is he going to be such a piece of crap where he's like, sorry, grandma, I'm not, you're in trouble now. It's
Radical
on you."
Defect said, put it in a Switch 2 pre-order.
There you go. He's not pre-ordering that. He's going to steal it somewhere. So yeah.
But what it like? So say there's a cat burglar running around. We found he left. I don't know. He dropped his wallet or something at one of the places. So we know that it's this guy, but we can't find him. So you're saying go to this man's grandmother?
No, it's
you're
not.
not listening.
It's
to
not
me.
really about finding him. If they knock on the door to hand him the papers and he doesn't answer, like
They can't serve him.
he's not getting served. Like it has
So
to
what's
be.
going? What are we doing when we go to this person's grandmother?
Here's what you do. Here's what you
That's
do.
what I'm saying. They are
Jeff Keighley has him
not gonna stop.
nominated as the lead, like the
Yeah, that's it. He'll come
the
out
biggest-
publicly to get an award.
the
Yeah, biggest
biggest-
pirate.
right. And then when they
The
want to,
greatest thief.
and then he wins. And when he comes up on stage to get his trophy,
Avoiding
they serve the papers. That's
Most
what.
sneaky criminal goes to.
And guess what? He sends his grandma to accept
Yeah,
the award.
exactly. Got her. They're like, son of a bitch, we didn't think she
Grandma's
was here."
going to jail.
So yes, again, Nintendo, I'm sure, has exhausted all legal avenues, and they've tried and failed. Nintendo's not going to the guy's house. It's their legal teams and whoever they've hired. Yes, they've exhausted all avenues, and they can't get this guy. The guy obviously knows they're trying to get him, and he's hiding in a hole somewhere. He's doing the Saddam Hussein laying down in a dirt hole. So they're like, what are we going to do? They can't just stop
By
and
shovels.
let the guy win. They have to go somewhere else. So is it horrible that they're like, go for his family? Yes, but they're not going to stop because they can't stop. So that's what happens. Now the
Stop,
guy's
won't
game is
stop.
going to be like, how much do I love torturing Nintendo? Is it worth getting my family in trouble?
But what kind of trouble can the family get into?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that. They're going to be brought into the lawsuit where it's like, I don't know. You'd have to ask a lawyer. I could ask a lawyer, actually.
That's why Charles Martinet's appearance
I'm
has
gonna
changed
ask- I
so
have
dramatically.
A family member that is
He's undercover.
a lawyer, basically. I'm going to ask them because I honestly don't know.
No, she's not basically a lawyer. She is a lawyer.
She is a lawyer.
But she's a
I'm
woman,
lawyer.
so what does that
So
mean?
I'll ask her and
Raw
find
meat.
out. Yeah, I don't know, but it's an interesting question. But yes, Nintendo is not going to just stop and be like, "Oh, you got us, man. You got away from us."
But I'm
So-
not saying stop. I'm saying don't accost the man's grandmother.
But that's what I'm saying. This guy is very clearly,
Who knows?
he knows what's going on, and he's not going to answer the door. He's not going to go out in public. This man is not doing any of that. So what do you do?
But we know where he lives. Charles Martinet knows where he lives.
It doesn't matter if we know where he lives. Of
It
course we know
matters
where he
if
lives.
Charles knows.
Because he's not answering the
He's
door.
an ambassador.
He's never going to answer the door. He's not going to answer. Rule number one, he's not going to answer the door. That's the first step.
Yeah.
He's not answering the door. He's saying, "Grandma, go get the door." And
They
then,
could-
guy that's there to
what if
deliver
they, like,
food, who's
send
really
him
got
a-
the papers, isn't going to do it.
What if they
Get-
send him an email? It says, like a very vague email. It says, like, your package is the delivery time on this package
Your
has changed.
horrible
Click
ideas
this
so
link.
far, I think, are the ways to get him. You're right. Jeff
Maybe like
Keighley,
a-
Just like
present
fish
an
him.
award,
Just
or-
like
No, show up with a giant check, and say he won a publishing thing. They still do those, right?
yeah, that was attempt number 4, and he didn't fall for it.
they dug up Ed
I don't
McMahon, who
know.
wasn't even part of
There's
Publishers
not-
Clearinghouse.
I think everybody's overthinking it way too much. The man is not going to the door, and he's not leaving the house. That's it. He's not going to do
Shut
it.
off his water.
But can't we get like a warrant then? Don't you get a warrant to search the house to get in
Mm.
there and grab the guy?
I don't think that's for this.
Not,
No,
yeah,
that's not what
that's
you-
not, doesn't
Okay,
apply
we
here.
get the grandma first. Okay, I get it.
Where does
yeah.
this
We'll
guy
get
live?
the
Well,
grandma
here's the other,
first.
Where's this
here's
guy
the other
live?
thing. You're like so upset about this grandma thing, and I agree. It is
What if they
upsetting.
came for your grandma?
It is a.
They're
well,
not
that's-
coming. They're not coming to kidnap her.
That's the thing. You're
Just
imagining
threaten her.
a scenario where every
Just
other
break her
She's tied to a
kneecaps.
chair,
You're
and they're
imagining a
like
scenario.
swinging that ball
Listen,
from Casino Royale.
she's done bad stuff. You're imagining a scenario where all other avenues haven't been exhausted. All other avenues have clearly been exhausted. They are not going to get this guy the way they want to get this guy. So the thing is, they have to do something worse where it hurts other people. So
Look, a little, electrical fire, and then he's got to come out. I'm telling you, there's ways to do it where the grandma's fine.
how about legal ways? That's the question.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I thought it was
Well, what you're
eye for
saying,
an
yeah,
eye.
like they send Link out there with some fire arrows. Yeah.
So yes, this isn't the first time in history this has been done. This isn't the first. There have been people who have avoided being.
That's not an effort
You can
that
look
I've
it
heard
up
before.
right now. There's amazing stories of people who have been avoiding being served for like decades on end. So
It's like that movie Tag, right?
I'm not familiar with the movie, but yes.
With Jeremy Renner and Ed Helms, but that's they
I
play
believe he
tag
got,
as adults.
Jeremy Renner got tagged by a
Ooh.
snowplow.
Jesus.
He's fine now. Hawkeye couldn't see that coming. Come on, what's going on?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
I do good bathroom work.
so-
Hawkeye.
There's probably dumber comic book characters than that. So yes, we will keep you. Now, I didn't know that was going to be such a hotly discussed story. I'm glad it was.
It's only because I don't understand it.
We'll keep you very abreast of that situation. And when the grandma gets put in the electric chair, we will let you know.
That's seriously what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking.
Yeah, she gets served a paper and she's part
Which
of the
lethal
lawsuit.
weapon
That's
is it?
Because
Yeah.
her
She's
grandson
like-
is a piece
she's
of crap.
chained up, and they're like hitting her with car batteries.
Yeah, you're like he knows. This
Hose
guy
her down.
knows that now it's at the point where he's dodged it so many times it could. I'm gonna say hurt. I don't mean physically. Hurt the ones he loves, and how much is he willing to drag in these people? Maybe he doesn't care about any of them.
Do you
and it's
think
just gonna
his
continue?
Do you think his family doesn't know he's involved in this? Probably
That
not.
could
Right?
be
Like,
possible, but
it's probably
yeah,
like one of those
if he lives
crazy,
alone, then-
reclusive guys.
If he
that,
lives
like,
alone, no. If he's still living with any of them, he would have to be. If he'd have to say, if anybody comes to the door asking for me for no matter what, I'm not going to get it. They can know he's in there. That doesn't matter. But he's like, I'm not getting door. Maybe he's just like why can't I think of the word? An incel, where he's just like in his room all day long and he's on a computer and like his family knows he's not getting the door. He never comes out of his hole upstairs. So I don't know, but listen, outside looking in, it's a fun story to see happen because this guy's being an asshole to Nintendo. Nintendo's very fed up about it, and they're like, get the guy's grandma. So we'll see what happens. Yes, I find it. See, here's the thing. I find both sides disgusting. I find it legally disgusting that Nintendo's like, let's loop in the family members, but I understand they're not going to stop. I also find it legally disgusting that this guy is like, I'm going to pirate games and taunt Nintendo. And if my family gets dragged into it, so what? Like the guy doesn't care about his family and Nintendo doesn't care about his family. So
Yeah, they can send him a legitimate check for a lot of money.
they're made for
and
each other.
inside are the papers. And then when he's like, well, it's I've been served papers, but they also sent me like $5 million. So he goes to cash the check. And when he cashes the check, they, steal, they get into his account and steal all of his money back.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, you paid us already.
They're not worried about the money. They're worried about him streaming his piracy stuff.
No.
They want him to stop that. They want him to stop pirating.
Then they should go.
But
Then they should join Twitch or wherever he streams,
they are,
and then act as like huge mega fans.
Man, you know what they should? Wow, they should. The Continental. They should hire you because you've got a lot of great ideas to get this guy.
I've got a lot of dumb ideas.
Well, now I know why Nintendo didn't win Best Family Game this year because they don't care about families.
It's all right there, people.
They want you to come and play together, but they also want to kidnap your grandmother.
Speaking of Game Awards,
sorry,
perfect
Grandma.
segue.
Game's over.
Game of the year at this year's Game Awards was Astrobot. And the guys, Team Asobi, took the stage to speak about Astrobot and the win.
All the people at the Game Awards were SOBs.
Oh, very good. One of the guys took the stage to talk about all this stuff, and he was like, I'm paraphrasing, but he said basically, I didn't know I was going to say this when I got up here, but I'm going to say it. And he's like, he basically thanked Nintendo because Nintendo's the king of platformers and 3D platformers, and
they
nobody
named
makes
like
them like
actual
Nintendo.
game, right? They named Super Mario, and then they're like, but we're not going to notice I didn't say the company,
I'm
right?
covering the story. I'm going to say it, but there we just blew the load. Yeah. He made a point of not saying Nintendo, but he did say Super Mario Brothers. And as Nicky Hill said, he was like, see, I didn't say the name of the company, but I'm annoyed by it because it's so stupid.
But who's he like talking direct? He's talking to like Sony
Sony of
executives.
Because I don't know.
Like they're sitting in the front
but
row,
the way he's
staring
saying it,
at him.
the way he's saying it makes it seem like
It's the,
somebody at Nintendo or somebody at Sony was like, "Do not say
yeah,
Nintendo,"
it's the way he said it.
or it's an unspoken thing
Right.
where they don't even.
That
need
wasn't.
To say
That was
it.
like it wasn't. That wasn't to the crowd. That was to one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, you could definitely
And,
tell.
that,
But
and
it's
now
like,
that
oh,
now that
you
guy's
know,
being served papers through his grandmother.
It's like call me
'Cause
crazy, but we're at the Game Awards and we're celebrating games in general. Can
about
we
the
just
game that
name any
started
companies that inspired us
It's
if
funny.
it feels it's something important to
crazy.
say?
It's funny
so stupid.
because like Nintendo, Microsoft, they'll each say like props to you, props
Yeah.
to you, great job, and then Sony's like,
Sony's gonna pretend
we have the elite,
Right.
you know, we're
But
the
it-
best.
This has different things in it.
What's it
It's a
called?
different one.
Oh.
It's stupid. It's so stupid, but I do
Is that
like
Kirkland?
no Aldi.
Aldi.
I do like that he thanked them, and it's not his fault. I'm not mad at the guy at all. It's just so stupid that he's got a figurative gun to his head where he can't say
Right.
Nintendo.
His grandma
And
is being held at gunpoint. during
Yes.
that.
He looked at his Apple Watch during the speech, if you noticed, and he was watching his grandma on the watch.
Yeah.
He's got Ken Kudaragi's got the gun to her. Oh my God, that's why Ken Kudaragi got up. He's going to put the gun to this grandma's
That's
head.
exactly why.
He got early word that they were going to win.
Yeah, this is my time to get up. It's about that time of the night.
Yeah, it was just the way he said it that you knew. Because like, if he didn't have like that playful tone with it, you could have been like, when I played Super Mario Brothers, you wouldn't have had to mention Nintendo, and it would have been a genuine still shout out.
Yeah.
But there was something in the tone in which he said it that was kind of like, screw you, Sony, I'm gonna say
Because
this.
he knows it's wrong to not say it. Everybody in the world knows if you're making a 3D platformer, you are inspired by Nintendo in some way. They are the platformer company. And it's very clear that, in particular, Astrobot was inspired in many ways by 3D Mario games. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that I'm 100% on the guy's side. I think it's great that he did it. I think it's a very awesome, touching move. Clearly, Nintendo's games are important to him, and it helped inspire him create something for Sony. It should be celebrated in every which way. And I'm glad that he did it. I'm just sad that he felt shackled in some way, that he couldn't say exactly what he wanted to, but he found a way to wiggle it in there. ToPay43 says, this is the most upvoted comment, not the number one comment.
But can you
there's-
imagine being so, forgive me, be as a company, multi-billion-dollar company, being so like scared or whatever they are that you can't even have your people mention when they're accepting game of the
Yeah.
year. It's like,
Yeah.
don't you think more people would go out and buy Astrobot that second
Yeah.
rather than go and be like, wait, he said Super Mario Brothers? I've never played it.
Yeah.
Let me go buy Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers. Like,
Also,
is
on
that
top
what
of
they're
that,
worried
for
about?
Sony to be like, oh, I had something good to say. Now it's gone. Hold on. It'll come back to me. It's gone. Maybe it won't come back. Let me read ToPay's comment first. Their speech was touching and classy. Very nice to acknowledge Nintendo for laying the foundation of modern gaming and for inspiring us all with their unique approaches. It also looked like Team Asobi had discussed mentioning Nintendo before in their speech, but that he might have been told not to and decided to do it anyway. Yes, totally agree with
Yeah.
all of that.
It's just like you're also talking about. I'm sorry if you said
Oh,
this
hold
already.
on. I'm so sorry. Remember, I remembered my thing. It's so stupid for Sony to be like, don't mention Nintendo during this speech, and then also Sony in interviews be like, Nintendo does their own thing, and they're in they're in their own space. Do you see Nintendo's competition or not? Because you can't have it both ways.
But it's not even. He's not even talking about them now. He's talking about historically.
don't mention Mario because they might make another Mario game.
Like, but he's talking like it. Sony can still say like pretend like Mario games now are awful or something. What are you going to put him down there for? You creep.
I'm trying to open them quietly, and now you just drew attention to it. I'm going to leave the room now.
It's
What's
all right.
the
It's
point?
off the screen. It's blocked.
I don't care if people see it.
Like
Yeah, is that why you're
It-
going to the
like-
bathroom to eat them all?
for Sony to try to like put the kibosh on that honoring something that's like it's a legacy system. It's yes, the company is still active now, but back at the time, they were one of two main competing companies, three maybe if you count Atari, but like Atari wasn't even in the game at that point, right? In '89. So for them to be like, whoa, sliding in like Kramer, this guy.
So excited to have these cookies.
Clear the table.
Would you like to try some cookies?
Yeah, I do. But yes, I don't know. It's just funny that like he's not support. It's like a Macron. He's not.
Macron.
He's not singing their praises now.
Thank you.
He's saying like, this is back in the day. Thank you. This is what started. 90% of the people in this room are making games now because of what you did back then. He's not saying you're the best now and, screw Sony. I don't know.
It's stupid.
It's just funny.
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
I
And,
took a
it's stupid
cookie-
and funny.
And I shouldn't have. I ate the whole thing at once. Nikki, let's go. Can we do Nikki's European sweet release?
Oh, I was about to take a cookie. I guess I'll wait.
Do your treat after you treat us.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait. I gotta.
What are the next European
I'm
masterpieces?
not ready.
Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Man, that heart cookie is good.
Thank you, Josh. The Europe is getting games this week, the week of December 12th, the year of our Lord 2024. We are getting down to the end of this year. If you've got any money left in your account, you might want to spend it, or you can just save it for next year because that's right around the corner. Also, check all of your accounts, your banking accounts, your credit card accounts. It's the end of the year. Scammers are about. But hey, Europe's getting games. What are they getting? Let me tell you. Let me bring you in on this conversation. Dogman, Mission Impossible. Love that play on the words there. That's a pun. Fairy Tale 2. Tail, spelled Tail. It's another pun. I'm loving it. Taito Milestones 3. Anton Blast. Azura's Crystals.
Anton Blast for WarioWare fans. If you like WarioWare, play Anton Blast.
Block Blaster DX. Chernobyl Complete Edition. Cowboy Duel. Red Wild West Massacre. Dinosaur RPG. Dino Survival Simulator Survivor. So you survive.
Out there, I saw some dinosaurs.
It's a game of surviving a dinosaur survival simulator.
If I'm reading the name as it's written, then I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy. We're getting real meta with these. Funko Fusion. Hidden Cats in Santa's Realm.
Whoa. Wait, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. High Cars 2. I am an air traffic controller, airport hero, Central 20th anniversary. For all you drone chasers out there, you might want to play this air traffic controller sim. Show conversation.
Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. Mackie, Paws of Fury. Master Chef, Learn to Cook. Oh, you're getting it this week, Europe. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind. I believe Raw Cowboy enjoyed the game. Not sure if he was able to talk about it, but he enjoyed.
I can talk about it now, but I'm gonna save stuff for a review. So, yes,
Copy.
I was playing it.
Rascal's Escape, you little rascal. You got out of your cage again, you rascal. Rescue the Beagles.
My favorite band.
Yeah. I don't know what
Wish
that's
I
about.
knew
They
names of
needed
Shovelly
your help.
Beagles.
What's that?
I said the Shovelly Beagles.
The Shovelly Beagles.
Very good.
Well done.
Smile Simulation.
Oh, the story of my
I
life.
was just about to
right.
say that. Welcome to being a woman.
Whoa, name a
S-
woman.
Snowman Story. The Escape Room
Snowman
Chronicles.
Story is made by the Meg's Monster guy.
Oh.
So
Single person game developed?
don't know. But if Meg's Monster was fantastic, so I would imagine this one will make you cry as well.
The Escape Room Chronicles Episode 2. Timor Norhelma. Trio
Cast a
Adventures.
spell on us?
Victory Heat Rally. And Westlid's Law.
Let me give Victory Heat Rally a special shout out because this is so cool.
What's that? Victory's Heat Rally? What'd you say?
I said the name of the game that you
That
said.
you said.
Westid's Law?
Are you serious?
I said a bunch of
Victory
games.
Heat Rally.
I love you, man. It's so great. It's
That's
so
nuts.
good.
I'm
You
trying to
just said
focus.
it.
I gotta do a comment, and it's not from our
That's
normal
what does
folks.
it. You trying to focus brings all this great stuff
So
to the
say it.
airwaves.
Who's the comment from?
We got a comment from Marty and stuff, and they say, "Nope, that's too sweet and European." Sorry, Nicky Hill.
Oh, all right. So I'm giving a shout out to I don't want to say
Victory Heat Rally.
I don't know what to say. I'm going to say GWiz because that's their performer name. GWiz of the Stars. That's the letter G, WIZ of the Stars. Everything spelled normal. They are a GoNintendo fan and supporter, and they made some of the soundtrack for Victory Heat Rally. So that's really cool to see.
Cool.
They are a DJ, by the way. They have music in Sonic and Shadow Generations. So they're like doing some really cool stuff. I'm really happy to see that going well for them. So you can hear some of their music in the newest Sonic game, and you can hear it in Victory Heat Rally as well.
Congratulations. Now you're going to do the American releases, the North American releases?
I sure am.
Well, I'm going to use the bathroom.
Did you
Oh,
eat your cookie?
the coffee
No, I
works.
just really have to pee. I've been holding it in.
It's known as the cookie eating room from now on.
I'm not going to say that I haven't done that in there.
That's pretty great. What's happening over here?
Yeah, consummate professional.
We-
He must have done that on the sets of other shows, I'm sure. These are my releases. I guess they're still leaving the station. Oh, here we go. What do we got in North America? Anton Blast, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered, All-Star Supermarket Simulator Vinyl Vibes.
Were you a Legacy of Kain guy? Did you like those games?
Not now, not never. No, I didn't. I just didn't.
You never
play
played them?
No. Aquatic Life Fish Simulator RPG, Arcade Archives City Bomber, Archer McLean's Drop Zone 40th Anniversary Edition, Azorus Crystals, Backrooms Horror Escape, Baseball, Bimflea and His Travels in Time, Greece, Bunker Builder and Construction Simulator, Cat Meow Mart Supermarket Simulator, Cat Veterinary Emergency Hospital Close to Me. It sounds like a Google search. Chernobyl Light Complete Edition, Kukalo, Mr. Kukalabanza, Cowboys vs. Zombies, Dog Veterinary Training Hospital near me, Dot Piece Puzzle, blah, 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 blah. The PC 8801 Mark II version of Dragon Slayer The Legend of Heroes 2. Escape Room Killer, Moonflowers, and the Creepy Ghost. Fading Star Melody, Fairy Tale 2, Farm, literally just called Farm. Funko Fusion, Guns and Drag Guns. Pretty good there. Hidden Cats in Santa's Realm, Indoor Gardening, create your own home garden. Ketsu Battler, and Ketsu means butt. Learn to play Gravity Spacewalk. Magical Christmas Tales, 10 stories to warm the heart. Mackie, Paw of Fury. Meow Moments, celebrating renewal and romance. What the fart is that about? Monkey Kong in New York. I wonder if that's inspired by anything. My Cozy Room. Neon Beats. Ninja 1987. No More Snow. Paw Paw Destiny. Not Peepaw Destiny. Paw Paw Destiny. Ricky 8-Bit Game Collection. Smile Simulation. Smoots Summer Games 2. Snowman Story. Sparking Beam Strike 1000. Spot the Difference. Classic Finding Puzzle. Oh, I'm in the mood for a classic finding puzzle. Sugoroku Casino Party. The Escape Room Chronicles Episode 2, the old school building. The Zevengers Infinity Defense. Timor Narhelma, I also cast the spell. Victory Heat Rally. Warplanes World War 1 and Space Commander Bundle, or Warplanes World War 2 and Space Commander Bundle. And those are your North American releases, my friends. MomBrain, kill that song. MomBrain, what have you been playing?
I'm not going to read the comment, eh?
Oh, comment. Martin Stuff says, I mean, it's fine, but I was hoping for something more sweet and European. Thank you very much, Martin Stuff. MomBrain.
Yes. I played a little bit of Infinity Nicky. I don't know. I've been playing it mobile. It's crashed a few times and also takes a little while to load, which is kind of annoying, but not like obviously, like I wouldn't consider that a deal breaker. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't find myself being like, I really want to play. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe like over my break, I'll get into it a little more. Maybe I'll try playing it on the PlayStation and see if that's a little bit different. I've been playing I think that's it.
You
Well,
guys aren't watching the video version of the show. You're missing some special stuff.
you know, the screw
Well,
pin
hopefully you missed it anyway.
puzzle jam,
Thanks, MomBrain.
and
Like,
And
out of
that's
breath.
about it.
Like,
Nicky Hill, what do you been
I'm not
playing?
out of breath from crawling. I'm out of breath from the peeing.
From Cookie.
cookie.
Just that royal match, whatever the heck it's called, Royal Kingdom. I need to delete it. That's it.
Well,
Done.
I'm doing it. Will you give me your phone?
Oh, I'll
and I
do
will
it. I'll do
delete
it
the
right
game.
now.
Oh, he's doing it.
Well,
Because it's been 3 weeks here where
And-
I've heard I need to delete the game.
And we have to change your Apple ID password as well.
Mm. No, we can't.
So that you can't re-download it, right?
oh,
Oh no, we should change
I'm
it. 'cause
gonna
then
play
We
this.
also
I'm
can
gonna
make
play
sure
this,
we have his
so-
Apple TV Plus forever.
I have to play these 5 lives and then I'll delete it.
Mm-hmm. I tried, guys.
All right, you know what? Fine, I'll delete it.
He's gonna do it. I'm watching him.
Oh, drum
Remove
roll,
app?
drum roll, drum roll,
Remove
drum roll,
app?
drum roll, drum roll.
Remove from home screen.
It says there's a delete app right there. He said delete. It's asking him to confirm it. It's confirmed and deleted, ladies and gentlemen. I'm free to do what
There
I
we go.
want
Hey, he did it.
any old time.
I
Free.
look forward to next week's new match 3 adventure.
Well, I'm free to re-download it and play from the beginning now.
I'm sure your stuff is saved. Yeah, you probably have the cloud thing on.
No, it said everything's going to be deleted.
Oh God, we didn't think about his save. I mean, we don't care.
No,
Screw
I don't
it.
care.
Get it out of here. We got Zeldas to play, 2 of them. We've got
I'm
1000X Resist to play.
1,000 of them.
We got 1,000 resists.
Well, I look forward to hearing from you. Oh, you're not going to be on next week's show, are you?
I don't think. Well, we'll. So,
I don't want you
I
to be
mean, if
here.
we
Oh,
change
yeah,
the
that's
time,
right.
if
I said we got to
you
talk
know,
about it. Yeah.
We'll talk
figure
about
it
it.
out.
We'll
We'll
talk
make it
about
work.
Friday cast or earlier cast, maybe I don't know. That's going to be hard for me. But
Is that it then?
oh, I played solitaire
delete it.
for a brief second. That I can't delete. That's over like 100,000 hours or something.
You're done.
Yeah, give me that.
You, of course, you deserve a cookie. You made a big step today. You were a great boy. You deserve a great cookie.
You're a great boy.
He's the best guy around.
What about the
What
people he murdered?
murder?
What murder?
So I played some Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's now there's snow everywhere on the island, which is nice. We played the new mode in Fortnite. It's called the Ballistics.
That is correct.
So
Is that like that other game we played?
Gonna need more.
That game that you wanted to play and I downloaded and we played it.
Strange Brigade?
No. Oh, no, not like that one. The online game, but the areas were very small and there was only like 2 against 2 or 4 against 4 or whatever it was. I don't remember. Some of the V,
Was it
some
a
of the
first person shooter?
third person, I think. This was like back in 2020 or
I
2020.
really don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I think it was free to play.
Was it just the 2 of you guys playing this?
I think so. So the V? Vanquish? No, not Vanquish. That was another game.
Valorant?
Voldemort? Valorant?
I
No.
haven't played Valorant, and that's what is more recent.
Whatever.
Well, anyways, Ballistic is a first-person game mode that's kind of drops you in like a little arena, and there's as of right now, because I think it's still in like a beta mode or something.
It's in early access, yeah.
There's 2 points on the map, and you're either the offensive team or the defensive team. And you pick up, if you're on offense, you pick up the little briefcase, which is a bomb, and you try to arm it in one of the 2 designated areas. And then the defensive team tries to stop you.
Yeah, it's classic.
It's exactly the same
Counter-Strike.
as that game that we played.
Man, I wish I could remember it.
But yeah, it's
I know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Rogue Company.
I don't remember that name.
I give up. I was
I
so
know.
excited for that. To
I
be
can't
like
even
a
go into my
moment.
Switch parental thing because it says there's an error. That's exciting.
we'll just Google Rogue Company, and maybe it'll jog a memory.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yes, you are correct. I
Like-
liked Rogue Company a lot. It's not supported on the Switch anymore, but I like that. I wish I had a bigger audience. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, so many
It's all right.
interruptions.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean it's fine. We like objective based team shooters, I guess is what you'd call this or whatever. So
Yeah, it's the same. Counter-Strike has been doing it forever, but I still like
But how
it.
big are like the play areas? Because that was my main
It's
thing.
early access. It's only one map, and it's it's not a big map.
Because that was my one thing with Rogue Company. So it was like a very small map. So, but like,
there's
but
small
like that's
maps,
like the whole
type of
point,
the
I guess,
game,
is like
yeah.
you're gonna get in, get out. Like you're
yeah, because you only get one life. You don't respawn. So each round, if you get killed, then you're out. The rounds are 3 minutes tops. I mean, I don't think they're even that long. And it's whoever gets to 7 first, I
They
believe. But
certainly feel long when you're waiting for that bomb to explode.
yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
Pressure.
But it's fun. I mean, it's not my favorite, but we had a good time with it.
Hi, Super Blast X. We, I liked it when it was you, me, and one other person. But as I said, I wanted to be all friends. When it was all 5 of us, I enjoyed it a lot more.
I had a
Like,
lot more fun.
A lot more
Yeah.
fun at the- and I know you don't want to hear it, and you're going to deny it. You were pretty damn good. Like you did some stuff that I was like, man, like that. It was impressive. I thought you were really
That's
good.
Nice of you to say. Thank you. But it's it was.
Solomon Esserling says, "Did he delete Toon Blast a long time ago?" I seriously though,
maybe I'll download that this
know,
weekend.
I do the same thing where somebody's like, "You did really well." I'm like, whatever. But just
Well, thanks.
from one denier to another, you did great.
Thank you. That's sweet of you to say. Yeah, it was. We had a good we had a good time, and like you said, with 5 people, it's good. So I think with different maps and maybe a little polish and maybe some sort of upgraded weapons. Like I don't even need there's just something about gray weapons that like annoy me. Like it doesn't matter. Like you know what I mean? It's like so I don't know. I'm in Fortnite brain. So
I'm sure it'll that'll be down the road where there'll be skins for weapons and you
Right.
can make them look like what you want. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the case.
But I liked, I kind of liked that you only get 1 life per round, and I like that there's no health or shield really to be had. So you kind of have to it's almost anybody's game really. Like you could be
Yes.
really skilled and still get over, or not that skilled and still get over on somebody, and vice versa. So it's not bad.
There's something to that, there's an intensity to it, and if things go bad, 30 seconds later you're in another round.
Right. It's the pacing is nice. It's very fast paced. You could have a bad stretch where you get killed quickly in like 4 or 5 games, and you're still not that upset because you're not really waiting around. Like you're kind of still in it. So
When I was playing last night, that one guy kept killing me over and over again, and then the tables finally turned and I was killing him over and over again. It felt so good because he was like the top dog on their team, and
Right.
there's an ebb and flow to it. Yeah, you're not gonna stay in a rut the whole time. Things are just too chaotic for it to be that way.
So I can see playing that more, especially when we have 5 people. Every once in a while, we'll get 5 people in the group, and then somebody has to sit out when we play regular Fortnite. So, it was kind of nice to have everybody in and playing, and
Yeah.
it was fun.
Seemed like everybody had fun with it too. There's a little hesitation at first because it's new and people are figuring things out. But by the end of it, I think everybody had a good time.
Yeah. Plus, at this point, we've distilled our group into like the perfect kind of group. Even when we have some accessory, or like Music Man or whatever. Like he's about as like chill as it comes when it comes to video games.
Yeah.
So, we had a good crew playing. But yeah, and then we played regular Fortnite, and that's fun as well. I'm digging regular Fortnite. I'm digging the
When we went
season.
from ballistic to regular Fortnite, it took my brain a good 10 minutes to
Just a
switch
second.
back to I was running around like a madman and was playing a completely different game. I was like, it's regular Fortnite.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. We've been having fun consistently, and that's great. I actually just I made a Lego account to link it to Fortnite so I could get the free skin that they give you. So I got the candy cane skin now, and it's Christmas time.
Is there a Lego like you actually play like
Oh yeah,
Battle Royale?
not Battle Royale, but it's
There's
like
a Minecraft open world Lego thing, but they just added in now a brand new, basically it's GTA Lego, but
Oh, it's
without
GTA.
violence
I
stuff. It's more for,
briefly saw that trailer, but I didn't watch it.
Brick Life. Lego
Like I saw
Fortnite
people
Red
running
White.
around and it looked like it was Fortnite, but with Lego.
You
Like,
can
and I
make your
know that
own-
they had the Minecraft Lego.
You can do that.
style
You
thing
can build your
before.
own regular Fortnite with Lego. Like you're free to build whatever you
Right,
want.
but
so
I
you
didn't
can
know
do
if
that.
it was the battle royale, which now
No,
you're
there's
saying
no
it is
official battle royale.
GTA style game.
Yes.
Um,
At least like the city simulation. So buy a place, build things, go around and experience the nightlife. No strip clubs or anything. But
so I'm sorry. Please forgive me if you already said this. The ballistic version or whatever, does the
carpet matching drapes.
does the matching, does like the not team matching or whatever, but like
Matchmaking.
yeah, is it similar to like the newer matchmaking of Fortnite, which you liked, like once they switched that?
Matchmaking is completely different. It's in early access, so like that you're just being matched with whoever.
So
get
you
good
can be
teams, you get
matched
bad
up
teams.
with like really, because that was my
Yeah.
thing with Rogue, whatever it's Rogue Squadron, like
Rogue Company.
Rogue Company. Oh yeah. I lost, like I could never accomplish anything. I'd be killed immediately, and it was just like a
that's
struggle.
why
and-
they take that stuff so seriously, because they know people will have that experience. They say people will have one experience, and if it doesn't go great, then they'll never play again. And it's like an insane percentage of people will just be like, nope, never again. I didn't win and I didn't kill anybody and I'm done. So yes, but this is not officially launched. It's in early access,
Right.
but it's open. But yes, like the
And then-
1.0 version is not out yet.
and then
so
I'm
that
sorry-
will be something that comes down the road.
Sorry again if you said it. Can you do your skins carry over into ballistic?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
We are
did say that,
we are
didn't
who
you?
we
Nope.
are.
I didn't say that, but yeah,
We're
you.
all little whips out there.
So I'm Lil Whip,
planting the briefcase and
and I mean I'm in first person, so I can't see myself, but
But I
Right.
but yeah, but you can still do emotes and stuff, and it puts you back to third person for the emotes.
during gameplay, like during the actual
did this come
match,
up last week too? I guess it couldn't have.
just came out this week. During the
I feel like you
matches,
guys were
you
just talking
cannot
about
do
that.
emotes, but before and after you can. So of course, that's what we're
And
doing.
because it's in early access, sometimes it's like wonky, and I'll do like an emote, and it'll switch to first person, and you'll see like weird hands
Yes.
doing like an emote.
When the camera zipped over to you for one of the games last night, where you were the only one left. And it was Lil Whip, but your arm was like 10 feet long, and the gun was way
Yeah,
out there,
it's
and I
like-
saw nothing. It was really funny. It was really funny.
That's
yeah.
Lil Whip's view on the world, man.
That's it.
But yeah, Fortnite's still fun and made more fun with the crew that you're with. On Monday, I didn't tell you guys this actually, but on Monday at around 5 p.m., I lost power, and it didn't come back on till 4 a.m. So for
Wow.
almost 12 hours, I didn't have power, and it was crazy when
Single player Moncala.
when it first happened. I did, it wasn't planned. Everyone on my street walked outside and looked up and was just like, "You too, all right,"
Yeah.
like, and then like I got a
I
text
love that
message.
we do
I remember doing that at my parents' house when I used to live in
Yeah,
Jersey.
oh,
The
yeah.
power would go out, and we'd go all step at somebody's out on their front porch. They're like, "You got power now?"
I'm like a
You gotta-
troll. I just like peer through the window.
Well, that was me. I was like hearing through, and
That's nice.
yeah, and then and then I got a text message, automated text messages from JCP&L, and it was like,
I've been getting a bunch of those. I just got one today, but we've not lost power.
huh, interesting. Well, they were like, we don't, doesn't know what the problem is. We sent a team out. We're hoping to have it back by 8 p.m. or whatever. So I was like, man, 3 hours, and then it was extra apocalyptic feeling because they had, for some reason, the local police were like driving up and down the street with the bullhorn, and they were like, JCP&L says
Wow.
1 to 2 hours, and I was like, "What
They're
is like
testing how
service.
long? I almost said where you are. Your hometown can go without power before things like go insane.
Yeah,
How long before
I'm
these
wondering.
people eat themselves alive?
And it was on the map. It was only a 3-block radius, so it wasn't the whole town. It was literally just my neighborhood was out, and
really bad people.
it was it felt weird. And of course, it was like just getting dark, and
Dude's like, time for bed.
exactly. Well, what do you do back in the
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
when we didn't have electricity? No wonder you went to bed when the sun went down.
That's right.
It's like scary as heck to be just sitting there alone in the dark. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not scared, but like, I live alone, so it's kind of like it's dark. I got nothing. I can't even read a book. I'm wearing like my headlamp to read a book, and then like I'm just sitting there and I'm like, am I gonna be cold? I'm cold. Like I'm cold, and then and all I want to do is like watch stuff. Like meanwhile, I was on my phone for like 2 hours before it happened, and then it was like, no, I wanted to watch something, and it's like, what were you doing? Anyways, so
There's time now.
yeah, so I start settling in, right? Because I'm like, well, don't worry. At 8:00, imagine all the things you can watch. I'm starting to like daydream
What
about
a world it'll be.
yeah, this is so dumb. And then like 8:00 rolls around, and I get a text message, and it's like, JCP&L, we estimated time 10 p.m. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So then 2 more hours roll by, and about 9:30 comes around, and I get another text message, and it's like, midnight. And I was like, midnight? So then I waited even longer, and they said 2 a.m. And I was like, I'm out of here. And I went to sleep. And then it came back on at 4 a.m. The reason I'm telling this story is the Nintendo Switch saved my brain that night, because I probably would have just went crazy. I mean, I sat on my front porch for an hour.
Wow.
That's how
Outside?
Yes,
it's cold
I was
this week.
freezing, but I was like, it's brighter out here in the nighttime than it is in my house. So anyways, so I picked up my Switch, and I was playing some old handheld favorites. Of course, I had to use what was on the Switch already.
Yeah, we know what to get him for Christmas. Some candles.
Just some
Cap lights.
non-scented candles
torch?
actually would be nice, because all I have were scented ones, and I was like getting a headache, and I've got the head torch on, and I'm like, oh, I'm like dizzy. Like I was like, they're gonna find me in here with like the candles
Your
burned
neighbors are
down to
like,
a nub.
The power's been out for 30 minutes, and this guy's lost.
Oh, right.
his
You
mind.
you don't like
It's been
to.
weeks. Has it been weeks?
What's
No,
that
it's-
smell? What's that smell?
You only burn the candles for like the recommended time too. So
I kept a timer and everything. So anyway, so I started playing. I played a little Duke Nukem on there, and then I went into some old favorites like Mancala and 51
Oh, that
other
did happen,
games.
yep.
I played Suika game, and
Oh.
I played some Super Battle Cards again. That one is dangerous. It's not even that great of a game, but it's very addictive, and I don't want to see it like rise up my most played list, because it's kind of a low rent game. But Super Battle Cards, I've had my fun with too. It got me out of a dark place. So
Literally.
so yeah, like that was kind of crazy. Like 11 hours I was without power, and it sucked because here's the thing: if the power went out and they sent you a thing and was like, go to bed, it ain't coming back till 4 a.m. That would stink, but that's at least
Yeah.
But you're getting messages all night that's like, in 2 hours we're gonna
Yeah.
get it. It's like, we've got concepts of power coming to you in 2 hours. So I don't know. Power came back. I didn't freeze to death. My house was all right. I was okay. My neighbors, I believe, are fine. And yeah, now I'm like more prepared in the future, just to have like my flashlights handy and the headlamp and stuff.
Well, we're
and all
very
that.
happy you survived.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I wanted to, and I don't really know anybody in the town, so I couldn't like reach out to anyone and be like, "Hey, let's talk
You know that
about."
one lady you saw on that walk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she was real nice. I'll reach out.
oh
to
yeah,
her
all
next
your
time.
dog friends that you talk to when you walk by.
Oh yeah, I
That
didn't
one
tell
dog
you.
probably saw it coming.
I didn't tell you this one. So I was actually on the phone with Nicky Hill walking around my neighborhood,
Oh,
and I walked down this alleyway. This is like my path that I go every single time. So towards the end of the walk, I go down this alleyway. It's not creepy. It's like a neighborhood alley, and like it backs up to like people's backyards. So like it's my favorite part of the walk, because if there's dogs out in the yards, they'll come and like, sniff and
Yeah.
bark or whatever. And there's these 2 female dogs that are real cute that always bark at me every time I walk by. And I'm walking by, I'm talking to Nicky Hill, and I'm like, hey girls, there's my ladies. How you doing? All this stuff. And I turn to my left, and in this garage is 2 women. I swear to God, I've never seen them ever before. No one's ever been in this garage ever. No one's ever in this back alley. And I'm like, there's my 2 ladies. How you doing, sweet girls? And I look to my left, and there's these 2 women looking at me like, what is it?
That's so good.
It's like,
It's so good.
I start like dying laughing, and luckily I was on the phone with you, so I was just like, oh, trying to make it seem like I was talking to him, but like they totally, I've got the earbuds in, my earpods in, but like I've got like the wool
Oh, so you're
hat
not even
over it.
holding a
So,
phone up
yeah,
to your
they
head.
don't see any of that. They think I'm just talking to them about how they're my girlfriends. It was so funny and embarrassing, and they probably talk about it to this day. But
Yeah, the one that got away.
yeah, oh yeah, he was so dreamy and nice. He was very
That's when your
polite,
walk
but
turned into a run.
a little bit of a philanderer. He had multiple girlfriends. But so yeah. Anyways, I played those handheld. Thank you, Switch. I love you, Switch, very much. And last but not least, I started playing Sifu.
Oh, what's that?
I watched Secret Level, and one of the episodes is a Sifu level, and I was like, you know what? We watched Kirby play it when it came out, and I enjoyed watching him play, but I didn't give it a chance myself, and I don't know. I just never got around to it for some reason. I have it on the PlayStation because of the PlayStation Network. It was one of the no additional charge games at one point, so I downloaded it and started playing it, and it's great. I really like the presentation.
Yeah,
It's very
great.
it's very sleek, and what's there's like a lot of little things about the presentation that I love. For instance, the main menu screen depends on where you are in the story, and like you don't notice it till you hit continue, and then it just goes right into the story. Little things like that were nice, but it's kind of like what my 17-year-old self thought the next generation of like Streets of Rage games were going to be. Like I remember back in the day when like Fighting Force came out, and believe it or not, as a PlayStation kid, you'd think I would have jumped on that right away.
I would.
It was another one that was in the PlayStation magazine that I was like, this looks awesome. I want this. And I never got it for some reason. But I just, at playing Sifu, I was just kind of like, this is what I think like an upgraded, like what I always wanted to, as a kid, an upgraded like Streets of Rage would have been. Now this is a little more, it's a little more serious and dark, and like the kung fu techniques are awesome and really, really impressive. It's like a really great game, but so it doesn't have that arcadey feel that like a Streets of Rage would have, but I appreciate it because it goes perfectly with the story and with kind of with everything about it. So as of right now, I beat the first 2 levels, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
I don't know. Through the stages in a game is so much fun. Just the way you beat your way through the area, I loved it. Like there's just something about that flow that I really liked. It felt like you were really in an action movie.
I love that kind of stuff. And like every room you go in, there's like the people like they're kind of just like thugs hanging out, and they're like, wait, get out of here, and then they attack you or something. Or sometimes they won't, and you don't know. Like, and I'm playing kind of like a good guy, so like I won't attack anyone until they attack me. But then like sometimes they will attack you afterwards, and
rooms are filled with like all kinds of like opportunities for all different kinds of moves and like weapons to use. I love it. I love it. There's
it's great.
Like any run you do will never be the same as the last, because the way you encounter enemies and how you handle them is always different.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You feel it's great to pull off the moves, and it's great to fight, like a giant room full of people. There's a really great like Old Boy inspired scene where you walk into like a long hallway, and you see it like from over your shoulder like this, and then the camera swings to the side perspective, and you fight a ton of guys, and then at the end it swings back and shows you everybody who's like laying down beat up, and it's like really great. So it's got it's slick, it's well done, it's not like, it's got a lot of action without being too corny or over the top. It feels kind of grounded in a way. I'm really digging it. Music's great too. It's not like your catchy Streets of Rage type stuff, but it's like really well done.
It's an excellent game.
So I don't know why I've had it for a while, and I even like messed around with it a little bit when I first downloaded it like months ago, and it just, I just never gave it the time of day. And for some reason today I wanted to beat things up, and it really hit the spot. So I must say I've been enjoying Sifu quite a bit.
What's the aging situation with that?
So
like you every time you die, you get older or something?
Every time you die, you age a year. You can like come back to life, but you get a year older. And I don't know exactly what the point of that is. Do you have like?
I cannot say. I mean, I know, but
Yeah, I guess I'll find out. I think I'm like 27 or something at the moment. You start out at 20, but yeah, I don't know. Like I can see myself getting older, but I don't know
I don't
if
feel
the
it.
character gets
I don't feel like I'm getting older.
if the character gets like slower but more powerful as they age, maybe, or I don't know how it works really. Or if you just get to a certain age and then just like keel over, I really don't know. So I have to admit, because of that gameplay mechanic going into it, I was a little nervous to start. For some reason, I don't like the
Old
thought of
people
it.
getting beat up.
No, I just don't like the thought of like maybe I'm on the second level and I'm already 50, and
yeah.
then I'll be like, I just get in my own head about it. So I put the game on the easiest difficulty level. So
And then
that's
before
what I'm
you know
playing
it,
on.
you're
Sorry,
a streamer's
everyone.
grandfather, and Nintendo's coming after you.
Yeah.
He's just spoiled it for you. That's the story.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and yeah, it's cool. Looks great. Got a great look, great design. Everything's coming together for me with this game. So I enjoy that a lot. Now I have my Sony best of the year picks. Do you want me to save that until later?
I guess we should wait one more because we're late on this show. Is that all right with you? I know you were.
Just like, well, we could do it another time when you guys have yours.
Well, that's what I'm
and then-
saying. Like we could do it next week potentially
okay.
if you're okay. Just because we're late on this episode and I don't want to rush you through it because I know you wanted to do it.
I don't have a best of list.
Yeah,
I played
and then that way,
Royal
maybe if
Kingdom.
we all have it, it'll be fun to
Yeah.
share all of ours.
Yeah. As
Okay.
long as you're okay with that.
Of course. Of course. Thanks for listening to this hullabaloo. RMC, tell us about yours.
I'll
speed it
tell
up,
you
though,
about my
please.
hullabaloo.
MC, what did you pee? LAY.
Oh, I played Fortnite, as Deux said. I don't need to rehash that because we covered everything. I played, as I've been playing, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake and Mario and Luigi Brothership. I will tell you where I'm at in both. In Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, I have gotten to the part in the quest where you are getting the orbs. It says travel the world and get the orbs. So I'm hunting down orbs, and so far I have 2 orbs. I have the green orb and the red orb. The red one is great because, pirates have it. And you go, and the guy out front of the pirate place is like, "Oh, pirates, you're in for trouble." And then the pirates inside are really nice, and they're like, "Yeah, you can just have it. Go take it." So that's all that it was. The green one is a pretty cool story about this. It takes place in Japan, not Japan, Japan. And
Manga?
oh, I wish. And then when you're there, there's a story about how there's this girl in the town, in the town that's supposed to be sacrificed, and they have to keep sacrificing young women to this monster in this cave because if they do that, then the town is allowed to continue to exist. But this girl has gone into hiding, and you find where she is, and you decide to go to the cave to fight the monster to see if you can instead stop this monster from, rather than like the town continuing to live on with
This
women
is
in
the
fear.
Witcher 4 trailer. You're describing it almost
So then
exactly.
Witcher 4 stole it from Dragon Quest 3.
Yeah, big time.
So I did that, and there's a twist to the story, which I will not say, but that's where I'm at with that. Really enjoying it. Still love that game. Having a ton of fun. Had some pretty challenging battles, but that's what I'm looking for. In Mario and Luigi Brothership, I just finished a boss battle that is a giant barrel with spikes on it. And it was such a cool battle where you have your Luigi logic moment where he does it. You can do a special move if you line everything up right. And and if you do it right, you end up knocking the barrel like down these platforms, and it gets hurt as it's falling down the platforms, and it rolls into a whole new battle arena. It's just a really cool thing to see. But I beat that, and I'm really liking that, and I love the story in the game so far, and the soundtrack's great. So everything's going great with both of those, and I've been bouncing back and forth between those. Also this week, I had to, because I'm a Tetris fan. Tetris NES came out on the Switch, the first time it's ever been re-released since its original NES release. And Tetris DX was released on Switch Online as well. I've never played Tetris DX.
Are you ready?
Boom, boom, whew. So Tetris NES I played just a little bit of because it's a classic and I know about it. But Tetris DX I played, and that's a really fun Tetris. I really like it. It's got great songs. It's a really nice, it's Tetris, so it looks like Tetris, but it's got a nice look to it. It's got a versus computer mode that the original Tetris on Game Boy didn't have, so it's fun. It's Tetris. I'm enjoying it a good amount. And my mom came over this week, and well, my parents came over. My dad slept, and my mom played a lot of Tetris here, and we were joking about that and
What
how
else
we
did
used to
your
play
dad do
Tetris.
while he was here?
Oh boy.
Did he have a snack?
Oh my God. The show is late, but I can't not say this. My dad, who will say all the time, I have terrible teeth. I eat slow because I have terrible teeth. That's what he says. He's like, in the army, they ripped out 20 teeth in my mouth, blah, blah, blah. He's always had bad teeth. He loves that we have.
Was he a prisoner?
No, it's like he had something
Being
wrong.
tortured.
It was the old army, and he had something wrong with one tooth, and they were literally just like, he's not in America, and they can't ship him back, so they were like, oh, well, whatever, and they yanked like 6 teeth, like, and was like, didn't numb them really, or like it was a horrendous situation.
His doesn't have a messed up smile or anything. Like he must have had some.
It's all
He's
fake.
seriously, he's like run the gamut with dental stuff. Like you name a hard procedure, he's been through it, and it's horrible. But anyway, that he'll always say, "That's why." Oh, I'm missing something good in the Discord.
It's just so good.
Let me see.
It's so stupid. But
Perfect,
so
Roth. Perfect. So he's always like, "I eat slow because I have bad teeth." We have, as you guys know, in the living room, that bowl full of Lifesavers. For the last few weeks, he's been eating the Lifesavers. What does my dad do with Lifesavers?
Choose
He's
them.
weird.
Ugh.
Puts them in his mouth and immediately
Choose them
chews
immediately.
And I was like, Dad, this
It's
is
like a cartoon.
this
like-
is serial killer.
Like
Yeah.
Snoopy with his
like
bones.
this is on a list
Yeah.
somewhere where they're like, here's a checklist to know if you know someone that's a serial killer. I'm like, that's got to be at the top.
Does he chomp on like cough drops too? I mean, that's insane.
I have never heard him chew any other hard candy, but Lifesavers, he every single time, and that is a joke. That's what he's doing, and it's crazy. I cannot get over
It also like kind of hurts. Like when you
Yeah,
hear it,
it
you're
hurts
like,
just to think
ooh.
to
about
think
it.
about because
And it's not even, like when I get
You know,
it down to a thin little bit, I
yes.
might like
Yeah.
chew
I
it.
mean,
I mean,
yeah.
he just puts it in his mouth and then
I end
I'll-
up chewing them, but like
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I'll put him in my mouth and like worry him down to the small thing.
Yeah, once
whatever,
all
and
the
then I'll, like,
lettering's
snap it with my
lettering's got to be
tongue
gone. It's got to be
Yeah.
and chew
smooth
it,
as silk.
No, he's in chew right away.
And then
Crazy.
like just the tongue to the roof of the mouth,
Yeah.
split it in half.
Yeah.
When that's how you know it's good. If it can't split like that,
Yeah,
then you
it's not
keep
ready.
sucking.
How about that? I'm sorry. The way that lady
oh,
ate
I
that
do
last
that.
part.
That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
do, except for the zhuzh
Talk
part.
about that later.
Yeah.
Oh, how did that go? Oh, because my parents were here. My
Your
mom was playing
mom's playing
Tetris.
Tetris.
Okay. And then I played one other thing, and it has its claws deep in me, and it's my new
Were you
bedtime
playing today?
ritual. And I was playing
Yeah.
today because I had time to kill.
You were like,
Oh.
don't talk to me.
I said this week, when Balatro put out that trailer with the Friends of Jimbo or whatever it is, and I saw 1,000 Times Resist, I reached out to Sunset Visitor right away on Twitter, just through DMs, and I was like, congratulations, that's really awesome to see. I'm really happy for you guys. And they're like, oh, thank you so much, blah, 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 whatever. I said, that's it. I am buying Balatro. I'm making my move today to show I am getting your game because you put in 1,000 Times Resist. So I tweeted Local Thunk, and I don't know if he saw it, but Sunset Visitor saw that tweet and they liked it and replied and whatever. But that's the reason why I bought the game. I knew the game was great. I knew I would like it. I know it's game of the year for a lot of places. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. So this was it. I was like, now's the time. So I went in. Before I even played the game, I switched the deck to the 1,000 Times Resist deck. So it's like my king, queen.
You can do that right from the beginning.
right from the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
And
getting
that's
this game
free.
immediately.
It's free.
The
All the
game is-
character packs are free. The game
It's
is
part of the
free.
game. Like you buy the game and it'll be there because
Yes.
it's in the latest update.
Yes, that's exactly right. So yeah, you just go into the options menu. There's something in there for decks, and you have to scroll through to find it, but it's there, and it changes your Jack, Queen, King to characters from 1,000 Times Resist. So,
Is the All Mother the queen?
I haven't looked that closely. I'm just like, every time I see one of the cards, I'm like, there they are. This is great. But I haven't
Nice.
made a note of who's who. I don't know if it moves around or not.
So like you don't know like if there's like Knower and Watcher and like who's in it.
Well, it's got to be Watcher.
Knower's in it and Watcher's in it, and the All-Mother is in it, definitely. But
Fixer,
yeah,
the
I
green
don't
one?
think Fixer's, and I don't think Bang Bang Fire is in it either. I think it's just like the
What?
main like trio there. But anyway, started playing Balatro. It is supremely addictive. I completely understand why people have made this their game of the year. I will try to. I probably don't need to, but I'll try to explain it very quickly. Obviously, it uses poker as a base, so you need to. You need to know a little bit about poker, and you know more than enough about poker.
Or you
Like,
can know about
you know what-
Yahtzee.
You know what a full house or Yahtzee. That's true.
I know poker.
Yeah, like if you know a full house and a whatever, a pair of cards, it doesn't matter. Like that's the base. But the whole point of the game is the enhanced cards and the jokers, because they're what add the multipliers. So each stage of the game has 3 levels. I'm not using the proper terminology, but it'll be like, to beat this stage, you have to get 300 chips, and you'll have 5 rounds that you can do it in. As long as you make 300 chips, then you go to the
Barbecue
next
or
stage.
sour cream and onion?
Plastic. And then the next one is like, you have to beat this. You have to get 500 chips to beat this. So again, you have a certain amount of hands that are dealt to do it in, and you have a certain amount of discards that you can do. And jokers will do things that are like, there's so many jokers to collect. You have a part of the board at the top where you line up your jokers, and it's like, this joker does a 2 times multiplier overall, or this joker does a 4 times multiplier if you have a face card, or so whatever. It lines it up when you lay out your hand, and it's like, you get the score, which is a point value for each card, and then you get the bonus multipliers.
You're not playing a CPU player. You're just trying to make hands to make points.
Yeah, technically, like the CPU is just the point level. Yeah, but then every third stage is a point level that you have to reach, a chip level that you have to reach. But it's like a boss. They call it a boss blind, and that means there's some kind of special thing. So it'll be like, reach this amount of chips, but you can only play each hand once. So like if you have if you get a full house in one hand, you can't play a full house again. You have to get more. You have to get to that chip total by other, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, all stuff like that. So it makes it really interesting. But the jokers are what make the game. All the extra cards you could get are fun because they enhance what cards do. Again, they're multipliers, or they add in special things, or it's all about upping your score. But you get joker. Like there's a joker that I love. There's 2 of them that I love. One of them is a banana joker that it adds a 15 times multiplier to your score, which is huge. But it has a 1 in 6 chance of being destroyed every time it's played. You can't not play it. It's always played. But every time you go through a round, there's a 1 in 6 chance that card's going to disappear. So it's a huge score, but it could disappear. Then there's another one that's a glitched joker, and it randomly assigns a multiplier each time. So you get a 1 times multiplier or like a 35 times multiplier. So just having it in your joker lineup is great because you're going to get something good. But the way you get these cards is in between each round you win, there's a little shop that opens up with in-game money. And you spend your in-game money on buying new jokers. Like it'll be like, here's 2 jokers you could buy, or here's a deck of cards that you can open up and you'll be allowed to pick 1 card from it. So that's Balatro, and it's so
It's like
it's so
is it-
addictive that it scares me in the sense that I'm like, I could never play real poker because like I could see myself getting into it. But anyway, sorry.
Is it like you play until you don't make the points and then you start over?
You got it.
From the beginning. You start over from the beginning. Nothing
So
carries
far,
over.
that's what it's been for me. You start over. Yeah, you go as far as you can, and then
Even the jokers that you've purchased disappear.
Yes. So it's a roguelike basically. But you do, as you play, unlock jokers that you didn't get before. So when you go to the shop, you'll have a chance of seeing jokers that weren't there before. So there is things that progress the game. Like you get progressions that'll allow you to hold more cards to pick from. So those things stick with you as you go. But yeah, things like your jokers specifically do not stick with you. At least they haven't for me yet. I don't know if there's anything else. Also, you can stop and save your run at any time. So it's not like I'm locked into one I have to keep playing. I can't start I can't stop. Like right before the podcast, I stopped one where I was because I'm doing really well and I can pick it back up later. But I'm sure you're gonna.
I'm gonna
enjoy
love it.
It's
Yeah.
it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. It was so much fun. I was playing it on TV and my mom was like really into it and she was just watching.
Oh, cool.
Because we were like, I was like, oh, I could go for the straight, but if I try again, and she's like, yeah, there's this. It was just fun to talk about, and the sound effects are top notch. It's got all the things that
That's what Grantimus just
like
said.
a casino and like all that, all the things that
Yeah.
make that like tickle your brain in the right way. Where
I would
you get
love
little
to,
multipliers
Can
where
I
it's
get it
like
for my dad?
it's on
somehow?
phones. Yeah.
Oh.
So, it'll be like, "Ba-dun, ba-dun, ba-dun, ba-dun," and the sounds just keep climbing, and it just scratches that itch. It feels really good.
The only thing it's
it's a ton of
missing is
fun.
that cigar smoke.
It is a ton of fun. And there's all kinds of crazy, wild, weird, interesting, funny cards. It's just a ton of personality. Yeah.
Cool.
Like I said, I'm playing. I've literally played it every night before I go to bed. Like I was laying down on the couch to go to sleep, and I'll do like a little TikTok, and then I was playing some other stupid game on my phone. But now I got my Switch next to me, and I play Balatro. I'm like, I'll play one round or something, and like an hour and a half goes by. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to bed.
Man,
I can't stop playing.
Sounds good.
It's very good. You can get it on your phone too if you want.
I'd probably just go Switch.
The Switch gives you a bigger space to play on, so that's what.
Plus,
And
if
you
it's
got
on
the
your
touch
phone,
screen
then
too.
it's like, if
No
it's
reason
really
to put
that
it down.
addicting,
Yeah.
Take it everywhere.
Yeah, that's another reason why I like it on Switch, because I'm like, okay, I'll finish one run or two runs, and I'll be like, okay, and
that
then
sounds like
put it
something
down.
that would be fun to play in the bathtub.
It's so fun. I
You know?
I brought the Switch into the bathtub the other day because
Yeah.
I was playing it. Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna sit in the tub. I'll play Balatro, or it doesn't matter how you say it. But yes. Now I believed everybody when they had it as game of the year, suspected game of the year. I totally see it and I get it. It wouldn't be my game of the year, but I understand it 100%. There's an argument to be made for that to be game of the year. without a
Also,
doubt.
I expect an uptick in the number of pets being named Balatro next year.
or children.
Nobody's
Come here,
making-
little Balatro.
Nobody's making babies if they're playing Balatro.
Balto and
guess so.
Balatro.
Oh yes. So that's what
Balatro just sounds like it's a great name. I don't know. It sounds like a.
Yeah, so when I said or kid, you looked at me like I had three heads. You could name a kid Balatro.
Oh yeah, I said animal. I said pets.
I
you're
know
right.
that's why I said kids. They're different.
Yeah, pets are better behaved. Am I right?
In most
Hmm.
cases. All right, let's do questions. Send your questions
Kidding,
to goninpod@gmail.com.
kidding.
Goninpod@gmail.com.
Balatro.
They can be about video games. They can be about Nintendo video games in general or whatever the hell you want. GekkouKitsune has this question. With the recent release of Tetris Forever, I was wondering, are you a hardcore gamer of Tetris? Do you enjoy it, or do you prefer different puzzle games such as Columns? I love it and can play it very well, but other games like Puyo Puyo, I just can't wrap my head around, no matter how hard I try. My
I'm a
60
hardcore gamer.
we never questioned that, Josh. My 65-year-old dad still plays the original Game Boy version of Tetris on the old GBA SP to this day. I love that, GekkouKitsune. And we try to beat each other's high scores. I love that. I used to do that with my mom and my sister all the time. So Tetris will always be special to me. I love puzzle games as well. I'll play any of them. But Tetris is I'm a hardcore Tetris fan. Yes. Tetris, in my opinion, is the perfect game.
Did you know you can win money just for playing Tetris?
I think Tetris.
$5,000
Okay, thank you,
is on
Josh.
the line
Yep.
tonight in Tetris Prime
I
Time.
think Tetris is the game industry's greatest achievement. It's the perfect game. I could play it all the time and never get tired of it, and I don't need extra bells and whistles. I spent so much time playing Tetris DX this week just because it just scratches that itch. It's fun. Even though you're doing the same thing every time, every game is different. It's great. Playing the computer in Tetris DX in particular is really enjoyable. But I'm with you. Hardcore Tetris fan, but I will play any puzzle game. Although I suck at Dr. Mario, which I know I've said before. And my mom played Dr. Mario this week while she was here. Do MomBrain, Nicky Hill, Tetris, hardcore, puzzle, not really?
I love Tetris. And I played a good amount of Columns as a kid.
I don't know Columns. What is Columns?
Sega.
Matching. What'd you say?
I played it on a Sega system.
Genesis, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Seagull. I was like, what?
Oh, yes.
It's matching gems, right?
Yeah.
I'm a
Pretty
Tetris
joy.
fan till the end.
Yeah, Tetris is the one.
It was really cool that for this re-release of Tetris and Tetris DX, Nintendo got Alexei Patanov to do a special video to announce the games when they arrived. I was so shocked when they put that out. I did not expect to see him, but they got him to record a video, which was really awesome because Tetris has quite the legacy, but there's no denying the birth of Tetris on Nintendo systems was what catapulted it to its where it is now. Like that NES and Game Boy even more so than NES, but both versions of them are extremely important to Tetris's history. So very cool to see that he did that. So there you go. We're all Team Tetris here. MomBrain, did you know that we also have a Patreon?
What?
You can join the GoNintendo Patreon for
How?
$1. For $1.
Where?
AutumnalBlake did. And they asked this. Australia, patreon.com/GoNintendo. Australia gets a
Maybe
bad
I
rap
will.
Good day, mate.
for having nasty snakes and spiders.
Ooh.
But these aren't quite usually a problem unless you're out in the bush. The real menaces are the magpies, which are birds that swoop anyone who walks past in the spring. Cyclists have to wear goofy helmets with cable ties sticking out to avoid getting attacked. Are there any vicious creatures where you are? 2 days in a row. Go ahead. I'm not doing it. I'm not even talking about it. I'm going to fill my water bottle. Throw me under the
Oh, what happened, MomBrain? Please do tell.
Yeah, what don't we know?
Sorry.
Is
Raw
it-
meat has a long-standing trauma related to a bird that he spent a lot of time convincing me is a murderer. And that bird is the peacock.
Oh, yes.
He is terrified of peacocks. I'll let him tell you the story because
He won't
Okay.
even watch NBC.
when he was a young child, he was at a zoo and was chased by a peacock. Ramit, if you would, please.
There you go.
That's the sound he heard.
Never forget
That's a
it.
pretty good
Here's my
sound.
nightmares.
That's pretty good.
Terrified.
Chased me all around that zoo. Terrified me.
And that's like the
Everybody thought it was
sound-
So
Maybe it was a
funny.
mating call.
That's the
Yeah.
sound that they use
No
for
means
like
no.
a lot of like when you're in exotic places on television shows and
totally.
stuff.
Oh, I
like
know. Yes, I know. Yeah.
So terrified. And actually, by my mom and dad's house in Florida, there's an area that there's like free roaming peacocks.
MomBrain did not believe me that they are murderous, and I had to show her literally multiple stories
pretty
about
territorial.
peacocks killing people.
So
before she was like,
then-
okay, maybe.
killing people.
Yes, yes.
One peacock, like one to one.
The only stories I was showing her were of one peacock killing one person, and they were different peacocks.
So when
Killing them with
Person was
what?
paralyzed and
Like-
had bird food all over their body.
when we saw the peafowl, my mother and I, yes, because there's peacocks and peahen, and so collectively they are
Peacock,
peafowl.
peahen,
Oh, it makes sense. then.
penis, peafowl.
That's right. So when my
Peen
mom and I
nut
saw
butter.
the peafowl, I was telling her about Ramit's fear, and my mother, who is a bird enthusiast, was like, "Oh yes, they are nasty.
Thank you.
That they will absolutely
Mom,
take you
MomBrain.
down." But I mean, if we're talking about like a more common bird nasty creature around here, like wild turkeys,
Turkeys are nasty.
we have a
yeah.
cousin who on his college campus, like he was like, you had to be careful. You'd see them like circling your car and then you wouldn't be able to get out. You'd have to call someone to like scare them away.
Yeah,
They're like a
there's
gang.
not really like anything where we're out and about where we're like, oh, watch out, the whatevers are out. You know, it's the standard. You see a bear, if you see a bear. It's not like we see them all the time, but bears are dangerous. And
But
I
they're
guess
not like, you know, like the
foxes-
magpies are going after
yeah,
people
yeah,
like
they're
all
not
the
doing that.
time.
Foxes
They're
are
not.
out there.
Canadian geese can be
Geese
nasty.
are nasty, but yeah, nothing like magpies or anything like that. So we're pretty safe here. But you
Bees.
stay safe.
You know, like hornets and stuff will go after
Hornets. Thank you for the question. I got to put up the new.
A
post-
you. I
group
mean,
of
in America,
peacocks.
really, it's just guns. it's that
A
you
group,
worry
a
about.
group of peacocks is there's a muster, ostentation,
a mustard
I knew ostentation.
pride, bevy, or party.
party my ass.
Party of peacocks.
All right, let's do music, MomBrain, please. It's
Oh,
time.
I didn't
Music.
think you were gonna have us do it. Okay, cool.
Music.
We
Why would
are
we not do it?
'Cause
we're gonna
it's
hit 4 hours
7
here.
o'clock.
I gotta go.
7, 8, 9, 10
so-
minutes.
I mean,
I made a point to tell you. You're like I said. You're here. People are going to eat me alive if we don't do music.
okay, I'm happy to.
How bad is it?
They're gonna set the peacocks on them.
I do want to hear it.
How bad is it that you're not like? How not ready are you?
No, I could have it.
She can
Going
do
in
this with
10
her eyes
seconds.
closed.
Okay. See, guys, I put up the good fight for you. What's that guy on YouTube that always gives me trouble about it? This is for you.
I don't.
This is for you, Guy. I'm not saying like to be flippant. I am terrible with names. I don't remember.
Okay, so this comes from GekkouKitsune. Just give me a second to make sure we're calibrated.
Do. Peanut Butter Tuesday.
Okay. All right.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers?
What's happening right now?
She's queuing up another video, I think, and the ad just came up. Perhaps.
Ah, that's what I need.
Ghost,
That's a note progression that is Sonic through and through.
It is.
Right there. That's all right. So it's Sonic Heroes.
No.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, Sonic Adventure 2
Look at you.
from GekkouKitsune.
I don't know what it is about that, but that note progression, they do a lot
This one is from
in that era anyway.
Joe Shabadoo.
Got Elden.
I don't know.
We are out. We do not know.
It is Endless Ocean.
Oh, I played it and I don't remember that.
Yeah, specifically Endless Ocean Luminous on the Switch.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I definitely haven't played that yet.
Okay. This one comes from
Not yet.
Not yet.
our pal Freddie Fro, who last week in the Discord I sent a private message to, and I'm not sure if he got it. He sent me a very, very lovely congratulatory email on finishing my program. He had like set himself a reminder to be like, "Hey, remember to tell MomBrain
And
congrats."
since you're a learned woman, you could read that email.
Yeah. So thank you, Freddie. It was really thoughtful.
Frederick Fro.
Really thoughtful.
Frederick Afro.
Frederick Frosif.
We speak your name.
Just one moment, please, while I get through this tea infuser ad.
Man, I thought you were gonna. Oh, it's Animal Will.
It is, and
Because
it's
I always thought it reminded me of Twin Peaks.
yeah, some beautiful capybaras here.
Like one of the very few pieces of music in that game.
Also, have you seen the trend where people body double with like it looks like a Zoom call with people on Animal Crossing?
Yes, I
It
have seen
looks
that.
great. Okay, so that was from Frederick Fro. This next song is from
Send your music to
Autumnal-
GoNintendo@gmail.com.
AutumnalBlake.
Short hike.
No.
Seems like something that you would know right away if you played it. I
It's
got.
not I Am Dead, is it?
No.
Richard Simmons likes it. Look at his head going. I don't know.
Yeah, it's nice though.
Okay.
It makes me think it's like a silly song in like a over-the-top game. Like it's something you'd hear in like a Suda game or something.
Give up.
I do.
It is Fibbage from Jackbox Party Pack 4.
It was a silly game, but
And
and
now
now
I would like for you to enjoy a little ditty from
Folks,
Tater
right
Tot,
now.
our best to Spud.
it's already making me think Wario.
Yeah.
GBA Wario?
Yep.
Okay, Wario Land 3.
No,
4.
that's correct. It is Wario Land 4 from Tater Tot and Spud.
We got there.
Slapping the bass.
All right. Our next little jam with toast comes from Steve Irwin, R.I.P.
I don't think any other podcast pays tribute to Steve Irwin more than ours.
Focus all
Probably not.
stingray attacks.
Whoa! Is it the DS or the GBA? DS?
GBA.
Oh.
Minish Cap?
No.
Advance Wars?
Yes.
There you go.
Just Advance Wars?
That's
Got
correct.
there.
Wow.
Good.
We got there.
We got there.
Well, I
Well
like that
done.
you're
We helped
adopting
by
that.
saying Minish Cap.
You were first party. You were closer than you thought.
This one's from Turbo K.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It feels like a song out of a Disney movie.
I like it a lot, but I do not know. Oh man,
Man, this is cool.
good stuff.
You guys giving it up?
Is this a franchise of some sort?
I don't think so.
It's an RPG.
I don't know, but I don't think
No
so.
idea what this is. I'm giving up.
I don't know.
It is Death and Taxes
Ooh.
on, I believe, the Switch. Yes. Death and
think I've
Taxes on
heard
the
of it.
Switch.
That sounds like a TV series, right? The name sounds really familiar, but I know nothing about it.
Here's a little song from Radical Defect / Master Higgins.
We speak your name.
Just a moment.
Just a moment.
Just a moment.
Thanks for hanging in there.
It's a weapon. Oh, this is
Bubble
Bubble Bobble.
It is.
Just Bubble Bobble? Because it's
On the
NES
GBA.
Bubble Bobble. Yeah.
Bub and
Little
Bob.
fart bass. I had that. I might still have it.
Oh wait, it's Bub and Ray, right?
That's right. Sweet baby Ray. Bring you back to the college days, Margaret.
Yeah.
The great unifier in college, Bubble Bobble.
Yeah. One more?
One more is, I believe, correct.
Yeah, I think so too. This is a sick beat,
Mm.
self-proclaimed sick beat from Steister.
Confirmed so far.
Super Mario Sunshine?
No.
I'm gonna guess it's Super Nintendo. Or
believe so.
GBA.
It is Super Nintendo.
Okay. I don't know. It's an RPG. It's just something about it. It's an RPG, but my answer is it's an RPG.
Is that true?
I don't know.
I would stake my life on this being an RPG.
I mean-
I'll say that.
The cover art kind of leads me to believe that it is.
It's just it's not a Final Fantasy. So I didn't play a lot of RPGs, and I have to run through names I remember.
Is it a
It doesn't sound like a Square Enix
Something
game
of
to me, I can
Mana?
say that.
No,
It's not. I'll say it's not Squaresoft.
I don't think so. I just
Yeah,
know that
forget
it
I
is.
got
It's not
nothing.
a chrono of some sort.
It's not first party and it's not licensed. Thank you, Steister.
Yeah,
It's not a chrono.
I
it's a
my
single word.
knowledge of non-Square RPGs from that time, I don't know.
I'm afraid I don't know.
We are giving up.
It is Lagoon.
It's an RPG.
Lagoon?
5 out of 10.
And me, the blue-haired goon.
Not our best show.
A 6 out of 9.
And then, that's it on this super long show. So
Oh, so close to 4 hours.
Thanks for
We can
watching.
quickly give you a little something
What do you got?
called Deux Views.
Whoa!
It's never news. Rumor of the week with Deux Michaels.
I thought it was starring.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do with our spiders and our flies. We send them around. They go to the video game realms and they come back with news, which is rumor based. And they tell me and I tell you. And we do it every week. And we are going to do something.
You got a special picture in there.
Oh, really?
They're proficient and efficient.
I'm going to have to check it out. So oh my God. Look at that.
The spider with the Christmas hat on.
That's lovely.
Who's also celebrating Kwanzaa.
Oh, yeah, and there's Hanukkah in there.
That's great. And you know what? The fly,
Is that a reindeer fly?
It is. It's
Wow.
Rudolph, actually.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Fly.
That's beautiful. And you know what? The fly is correct. We are going to do it a little bit differently this week.
Oh, wow.
I was just about to mention that usually it's a rumor. This time, the spiders and the flies brought me a true fact.
What a gift.
Wow, what an
A
honor.
true piece of news
An
that I'm
early
going to
Christmas
share
miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle.
with everybody. So here's for Christmas. You're going to love this one. It's real. So we spoke a little bit earlier about the Game Awards and Kojima and Jeff Keighley and our favorite cranky old Muppets, Statler and Waldorf. Well, guess what? The success of the Video Game Award and the appearance of Statler and Waldorf was so large that Kojima approached them
Hi, Red Susan.
and
Oh
said
my
that he
gosh.
wanted Statler and Waldorf in his latest game.
Wow.
So
Death Stranding 2 they're going to be in?
they're going to be in Death Stranding 2.
Wow.
They're getting all the balls, the ping pong balls, put on their body. We are
Nice.
going to finally see Muppet feet. I mean, I know we've probably seen
That is
Kermit's.
not
and-
where I thought we were going, but that makes a lot more sense.
but
We've seen Pepe the King Prawn's many feet.
we've seen those, and and then I guess there's like, what's like probably a big suited ones out there.
I don't know what you mean by
Sweetums?
suit, but okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna see in the new Kojima game, Statler and Waldorf, and they're gonna be, jizz and jazzing it up the way they do it.
Whoa,
and-
gentlemen.
Randomist says Kojima Muppet feet confirmed. Let's effing go.
Thank you very much. So enjoy that. It's definitely true.
exciting news.
Wow.
That's
Definitely
exciting. You heard it here first, everybody.
True.
There we go.
Oh,
Now
we got
we're
some.
talking.
We got some.
Kojima.
We got some tootsies in the Discord.
Kojima is
I don't know
never
if I've ever
afraid
seen
to
Miss Piggy's
innovate.
feet without shoes.
Those grippers away. All right,
Does she have
everybody.
hooves?
We're done
We
here.
don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks for we're not making that 4 hour
Oh,
show.
so
Sorry.
close.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. If I
Bye,
don't see you,
everybody.
happy holidays. And yeah, check your accounts.
Why do you keep? It's like you've stolen something. You've said it so many
No,
times.
You heard it here first.
I got somebody charged
second
something on my
and third.
account. I'm just saying tis the
I
season.
think the spiders and the flies
So,
are reporting on
Just
this.
keep an eye out. Be diligent. That's all I'm saying.
Nikki
Bye,
Hill's doing
everybody.
it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
There you go.
Check your account.
There you go. After show very quickly because we are.
Oh, I thought you had something
Oh.
to say very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. Drones, New Jersey. Let's talk about it.
Well, I
We're
just wanted
under
to say
attack.
we see puppet feet
Skynet.
in Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, which
Mm.
it's seasonal. It's the time. By the way, I don't know if I ever really listened to the first song. I think it's the first song that Emmett and Ma sing when they're going down the river in the very beginning of that movie.
You clearing your throat to sing it?
No, but it's about Grandma Otter's bathing suit.
Area?
They are so like they're just talking about how basically how large of a woman their grandma was and how her bathing suit, like when it would be hung out to dry, that the neighborhood thought it was a circus tent and stuff. It's like so good.
You don't deserve that kind of harassment.
Also that the song that Ma sings
This is a
was like-
grandma attacking show here.
was
Get them all in jail. Electrocute them all.
the one bathing suit
grandmas
that
are dead.
Grandma
Serve
Otter
those
wore.
grandmas. So are mine.
But also Jim Henson's like favorite song was the one that Ma sings. And they actually played it or performed it at his funeral.
Not to get dark here. Do you don't have any living grandmas, do you?
No.
You don't either.
No.
Wait, there you go, Danielle. We're all in the same boat. No grandmas here. You
Wait.
are our spiritual grandma.
When did your grandma pass away?
Years
I
ago.
thought you still had one.
No, not that I know of. Oh my
Yes,
God,
yes.
here she is.
Yes, they still talk
Hey,
about
here
her.
she is. Grandma's here.
Well, you don't tell us when somebody.
Roller old bones up here.
Like I've said many times, people dying is sad and whatever, but animals get
The
me more.
older, the better.
If somebody dies, like, and it's unexpected, like somebody's in an accident or an injury or they're young or whatever, then yeah, it really hits
That's
me.
worse.
As
yeah.
an old person, I'm like, they're gonna die. I don't like it, but it's expected. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. And my grandma wouldn't want me fussing about it. What she want me doing? She'd want me laying down.
Eating honey
She'd want me
buns.
eating honey buns and oatmeal cream pies. She'd want me having toast and tea,
Watching the prices right.
watching the prices.
Well, you're not
Right.
eating any honey buns or oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah, I am.
I have a
Please back me up
grandfather
on this.
still.
Please back me up on this.
I have
Yeah,
a
you do.
grandparent.
Ignored.
Grandma Myrtle was.
Me
Oh,
eating
you just.
treats from Little Thank you.
Oh yeah, you just had some Little Deborahs.
Just in moderation, but they're
Yeah.
delicious. We bought like all their like Little Debbie Christmas stuff the other week.
Oh yeah.
Didn't she also
God, it was
say
tough.
something a lot like, "Oh, that's wonderful," a lot, or
Marvelous.
Oh, that's
yes, everything
marvelous.
was marvelous. No matter what. I mean, she fostered the love of Pizza Hut in me. We used to go to Pizza Hut.
That's why he loves
pretty
Marvel
often, and
so
she'd be
much
like,
too.
this pizza's marvelous, and these breadsticks. Oh, and a pitcher of soda, marvelous. Yeah.
that's great.
Even like if I was going to the doctor for like a checkup or was sick, she was like, "Are you too sick to go to Pizza Hut, or you
Never
wanna
that
go?" And I was
too
like,
sick.
I never said no ever, not once. Oh man, those memories. That's the kind of hey, there's the grandma. That's right, Ice Stillbird. If MomBrain was here, she'd get it. But that's it. Yes, we all love our grandmas. Take your grandmas to Pizza Hut is the moral of today's podcast. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Rest, relax. Hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. We'll see you next week.
Like a grandma.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, look at that. I've never seen that before.
What's that?
Ads will run